they had 25 points, and they have officially almost doubled their score. And that's how you do it right there, guys. 19 points in game one. You go from 15th all the way to 9th place. Influence Rage, great start from them.
Not really happy with looking at the amount of wins and points they have. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7 placement points over the course of all their games. That is not really good from D+ Kia. Most of those actually being from game 3 of yesterday with those with that 4th place finish. So D+, we know these guys can do way better. We need to see some better presence here from these guys. Actually, no, that was Weibo's performance. They got second place. There you go. Second place on game 4 of yesterday. That was what was happening for D+. As QZ's going to be up there. And again here for the top damage. Expected, realistically, he's always going to be #1 on these graphics. Well done.
Yeah, Tiamba, QZZ is looking almost a lock right
now. Hello.
For the MVP.
Halka este sai ke ta
so consistent.
Halka.
But man, guys, that is how you start off the day here. When it comes to Rondo, we got some Aaron Gale coming up.
Oh, mother shit. Ke हेर्ने हो? कस्तो लाग्यो त आजको गेम रे हिजोको गेम बवाल रहेन त केटा हो आजको गेम है तिमीहरुको लागि त हाम्रो लागि मेरो लागि हिजोको गेम हो त यार हिजोको सिनेमाले गर्दा लेट भएको रे मैले त गाना भर्सेस त्यो त हेरे अनि पोरो छ झन्डै 1 बिक्री एक बाहिर रहेछ
पछि के हो
ए
ओ भी तो जाट नॉक वाला ओए डबल उड़ाए
आमा कता कडा छ त हो राजाको एडिट त केटा हो
पढ्यो राइट
यो रिज न्यू त ल म त लुट छु दोस केही छैन कि हिल पनि लुट्ने ल ट्रिक जाऊ किल पाउँछ जोन राइट चलाइदिए चाहिँ तिम्रो लेखमा मैले
ओबी त भने चाहिँ को प्रिसियस
यति हो क्रेड 10
एक डेल्टा ट्रिक्स प्रिसियस हैन तिनीहरुको हैन
तिमीहरु त्यहाँ हेर हैन म यता हेर्न आएला वेयर हेर्दिन्छु ल
Watch out! Watch out!
कहाँ छ यो पछाडबाट खायो ओपन छ यहाँ त पुरै अनि है
अति छ है
मेरो माग
पछाडी भूत छ दाइ रे त्यस्तो हैन होला
म जोन हेर्छु
एसएलएक्स मा त हइटे खेल्दै छ त गट्स ग्याङको आज अनि प्र्याक्टिस हुन्छ नि त यतिकै खाली बस्नु भन्दा त खेलेको राम्रो त
नकै एकै
किन उता जान्छ भनेर डराको
जोन त छ कि तर छोरी छ के अलि स्मोक खेलायो लेफ्टमा
Watch out!
त्यहाँ छिराउनु पर्छ छिराइदिनु हो त्यहाँबाट
त्यो त्यसको फर्स्टमा टाउकोमा लाग्थ्यो रे सुदीप त्यसको फर्स्टमा टाउकोमा लाग्यो टाउकोमा लागेपछि हातमा लाग्यो भनेर पेनल्टी नदिएको रे फर्स्टमै हातमा लाग्यो भए चाहिँ पेनल्टी दिन्थ्यो फर्स्टमा त्यसको टाउकोमा लाग्यो अनि हातमा लागेपछि चाहिँ पेनल्टी नदिएको रे कमेन्टेटरले चाहिँ त्यही भन्नु है सुरु भयो
Watch out!
अबुई कति छिटो आज
Otherwise,
त
it's a lot of water in play. And if we do get a
ला
coastal finish
मेरो
here,
वेबो
this circle could be
केटाहरु
all
त
great
लास्टमा
if
छौं
they
त
goes
हामी
high
त
up north Hot Troops, but if it goes south towards Primorsk, Ferry Pier Beach, or even goes straight onto Sovnovka Military Island, which Aurora would love, by the way, this could become a bit of a hectic Orangle match. So we'll see how things are going to go down. Is it going to be a good or an awful match for these teams?
Yeah, I think this circle is.
Good morning,
tough,
yaar.
right?
Connect
I mean, like
Suits.
you mentioned, almost half the zone
It's
is
so
in
केटाहरु किन
water.
ढिलो
That means
यार
that half of this is unplayable. Like you have to really loot up fast. Try to get to a good position in
Why?
this next circle because there's now half the spots that you are used to.
Wait,
Weibo?
half? Wait,
Huh?
are we looking at the same map? I would say like that's maybe like 30%.
I mean, are you taking Millie
35%
though?
unplayable? Yeah, I do count military as playable right now.
I know,
yeah,
but
it is
are you
because
gonna
you can stay there?
Do you think the zone's gonna go there though? You know what I'm saying? I don't.
I mean, then if it's not in zone, then the next zone will not have military. Then it will not be playable in the first place. So if it goes north,
यार,
then
Donald
military is not in
George.
play, but 100% of the zone is playable. I don't know.
मुटु चाकमा आयो होला
maybe
है
my
त्यो त
explanation is not
घानाको
the best.
घानाको
I get what
बाबाले
you're
सही
playable
मन
right now
बोलो कि
for
क्या हो
phase one.
त्यसको
yeah, no, for
प्रेडिक्सन
sure.
भने
I guess
जस्तो
what
भयो
I'm trying
होला
to say is that, like, yeah, there's definitely no like non-playable area where you can go, but it's just as far as trying to rotate in and try to find a safe spot into the circle. If you're gonna take the northern island, right? There's only so many spots available, so like you really have to kind of get looted and get there quickly. Because if this was, you know, a traditional like Yasnaya field base, like yeah, you can set up on the edge, wait for the next zone, and then try to catch a third party on in. It's gonna be a little bit harder here, I think, with the zone.
Okay, no, I definitely get what you mean because it's unlikely that it goes there.
अन्स बिटी दिदैछ
That
अरे
is a point
कामै
that
त्यही
we
त
need
नि
to
यार
accept
राजा
because, the circle would have to shift in a very
WBC ले
particular
कमब्याक
set of
गर्नै
ways,
पर्छ यार
back
राजा
to back for it to actually end up going on military. Otherwise, Aurora,
डिस्कर्डमा छैन कोही आज अरे आउँछ होला नि अहिले एकछिनमा
Aurora military base, Nova Ritnoy is
के
going to
को
drop
हतार छ
location
र
for Thunder Talk, which they're really happy about that spot because there's no GOAT team anymore, right? So that makes it very easy for them to get all the loot without having to clash for it whatsoever.
त मेरो
But you have to keep in mind how are you going to leave? Which really I would say is the main mindset because sure, it is playable now, Hot Troops, which is what I was saying. But if you are those teams, you need to already start thinking about the circle has, let's say, 90% chance it's going to be shifting towards the mainland. Maybe teams are going to be looking to hold the bridge. We don't know. We haven't scouted it. How are we going to pull off that rotation? And I would love to see from Aurora
यहाँ
if
केटाहरुको
they
लागि
try and
लाइभ
get
गर्नु
over
परेन
Thunder Talk,
टाइममा
for example, if they want, which is easier for them because they're in Novo, which has a lot of boat spawns. Get a hovercraft and just try and play around the coast if you can. I feel like that would be the safest option because the bridge, you never know if a team is there.
कमब्याक चाहियो कमब्याक सुक्दै किन अन्तिममा हो टिटी र एलजिडी लाई 13 र 14 अनि हामी चाहिँ नि टप 8 छिर्यो भने त क्वालिफाई हुन्छ हो WBC
Yeah, the good thing about this circle is that, you know, if it does go to Quarry is one of those places where you can like have so many teams just together.
केटा हो क्यापो भर्डेसँग पोर्चुगल परेको भए त हार्ने रहेछ है हामी
See some teams most likely try to
धुबी हान्ने
secure
रहेछ
that
मैले
area a
त्यो
little bit sooner than later.
13
There's still
नम्बरले
quite a few squads though outside of this circle.
घुमाइ हान्दै थियो यार 13 नम्बर त्यो लेफ्ट ब्याक त
Stage
खतरा
one,
रहेछ त
but
यार
usually when I see a circle like this, I expect to see
काब्राल
teams
कि
move
के रे त्यसको
just
नाम
that much faster. And it does look like that is happening. Fudia already on the drive over. Al-Ula and the Pavka are going to have the furthest rotation. We'll see
Sure
what
होनी
they
वाला
decide
है
to
यार
go
दाइ
here.
स्योर हार्छ
Tianba
यार
are also in Yasnaya. So yeah, it looks like Tianba, Al-Ula, the two top teams are gonna be
अर्जेन्टिनामा
forced
मेसीको
to
सट्टा
play
मेसी यता
edge
क्यापो भर्डेबाट
as
खेलाएको
they're
भए
moving
धोबी
into this
हान्थ्यो
next zone.
क्यापो भर्डेले अर्जेन्टिनाले बवाल खेलेको क्यापो
Very, very
भर्डेको
nice.
Oh, quick drop, yeah, quick drive-by already across the bridge. Very good setup here, making it next to the gas station from Aurora. Really good. I mean, yeah, so they're going with the idea. No way is going back to the mainland, but again, straight into Longwood, and there's going to be RQ. They're already set up
हाम्रो
shop
टिम
up
खै
here.
त ब्रो रे हाम्रो टिम अन्तिममा
They're going to look to give up that location for free because RQ
त रोनाल्डोले एमभीपी कसरी पायो क्रोएसियाको म्याचमा त्यो भोटिङबाट हो भन्ने सुनेको थिएँ त्यही भएर त्यो लमिन यमालले नै पाएको थियो नत्र ओआर जाबाल कि त उता नि कुकुरेलाले पाउनु पर्थ्यो पाएन भोटिङबाट हो भन्ने सुने जस्तो लाग्यो मैले त्यसपछि त भोटिङबाट भएपछि त जो हो हिजो पनि कसले पाउनु हिजो कसले पायो होला एमभीपी मार्टिनेजले पाउनु पर्थ्यो हैन र हिजो एमभीपी
Absolutely, especially like
एउटा गोल एउटा असिस्ट हाने थियो क्यारे
everybody on rotation. You do that fight
EWC वालो
guaranteed.
अस्ति हेरेको यार
So yeah, Aurora gonna be checking these buildings.
एनआरजीले धोबी हान्यो नि रनमतीहरुले हामीलाई
holding it down and not moving a muscle, but nope, that whole area is all to themselves there. So a beautiful rotation on the side of Aurora.
पोर्चुगल को मिडफिल्ड भन्दा नेपालको राम्रो माग्न थाले रे को नेपालको केटाको कि केटीको
great migration at this point, just trying to find a spot.
केटीको चाहिँ हुन सक्छ केटाहरुको त काम छैन
having a rough rondo, having a rough day so far. They're in 14.
बुचरले कतिवटा निकालो हो थ्रु बल हट
win this game. They're easily in the
थियो
running for it,
बुचरको
but you got to start making that happen a little sooner.
ब्याकवर्ड थ्रु बल त बेस्ट बल प्लेइङ सेन्टर ब्याक भयो त यार वर्ल्डको
Unlike PMGO Season 1 where it was all about Miramar, no, here it has been the Erangel show for S2G.
It was the first one too.
क्वालिटी लो
क्वालिटी
राजा हेर न यिनीहरुले दिने नै दिने छ
चाइनिज
हेर्नु पर्छ चाइनिज हेर्ने हो क्वालिटीको लागि सबले इंग्लिशै रोज्छन् अनि
Hovercraft, it is meta right now. It's going to be held down by Kami and they're going to go for the mountain right on the outskirts of Pachinki down south.
क्यापोबाट बवाल छ केटा हो
Which right now, do you believe Furia is going to be going for that spot? So Solka,
4 गेम 4 वटा ड्र भएर सक्यो वर्ल्ड कप
You know what? You can coexist. You can have Furia on top of that mountain. You're holding the eastern mountain. That's fine. But Solke keeps going forward. I would recommend a retreat. But Kami with the hovercraft, this is a good play on the front line, ready to tank bullets if any shot comes his way.
Kami pressing that Pachinki hill. Looks like it is going to be a safe rotation though. So nobody going to be messing with them, but it looks like this is where they're going to stay. Aurora does end up catching Federales. Okay. Ziol. That's going to be from a good, solid range. But we're going to be looking on over to this fight between Furia and All Gamers. Igor gets knocked to mid by Maple. Rest of the team. Ooh, yeah, he ended up pushing there. Kind of by himself. Wonder what happened. Maybe they called the push and the rest of the team was on the way. He was scouting. I'm not sure.
जोन त हाम्रो नै हो आइजडब्ल्युबीजी लाई सेन्टर कस्तो तानेको त सेन्टर
will be taken out of the picture, but this circle hard western shift. At least taking away Military Island out of the equation, which is great. No team's going to have to start to think about that bridge location. But Weibo in particular, as we know, Hot Tricks, every single Wrangle game, if they can, they will be dropping in Primorsk. It's dead center of the circle. But also, Quarry is in play. And as you mentioned, a lot of teams can coexist over there in those extra buildings in that location. So we could keep a lot of teams alive until the very bitter end of this match.
Yeah, there's also a perfect circle rotation for the team E-Arena, right? Because they were kind of late in trying to get into this next zone. And they were kind of trying to hug that shoreline. So the fact that the zone hard shifted to them, they're going to have this entire eastern side to themselves at this point. You can see everybody just trying to drive, find a spot, and the rest of these players are trying to maybe sneak away a little elimination here and there. But that's Tianba.
Martinezलाई दिनु पर्थ्यो रे कसले पाएछ
So Tianba are gonna find this building here, and it looks like they have.
Messi-लाई त दियो होला नि हैन
Go ahead and park it up. Rest of the team
voting ले हो क्या
side as well. So Tianba do end up making it safely, but they lose a player in the process.
मेक्सिको और इंग्ल्यान्ड कसले बाजी मार्ला निन्जा सरले एस्टेकामा मेक्सिको हार्दैन भन्छन् 80 गेम कि कति गेममा 2 गेम मात्र हारेछ भन्छ यार आशिष जोट्स भन्नै सकिन त्यो गेम भनेको नाल भनेको गेम हो क्या त्यो गेम अभोइड
punishes it right there. What a good reaction. He's like, oh, you think you're safe in that car? No. He picks it up, and that's going to be top. Also, getting the second. S2G, they had the defense, they had the terrain advantage, but Aurora tears down the entire squad as top does get taken on out by D+, looking for a bit of a third party.
Man, you got LGD there. It's a fourth party as well. So LGD are looking to get into the mix here. Ling S does end up getting some sight lines. There's Tian gonna go ahead and put some shots on and pressure Aurora just that much.
उला त माथि आएछ है अघि गेम चिकन हान्नेछ नि कसरी
Even though the fight worked out initially for Aurora, I'm surprised they committed so aggressively to a position they didn't scout ahead of time. So yeah, Reefus also taken away. Straight back to the lobby you go. But LGD is so opportunistic. I love to see it, especially for a team that's currently in 15th position. They haven't given up hope. They're still trying to get these points on board. They see an opportunity for a third party. They're like, it's phase 2. Screw it. We don't care. Let's send it right into the fray. And they do get 3 eliminations off the back of that alone. So LGD still have that chance to make it. And especially looking at the point threshold. One good game. They could be in the middle pack. So there's still a lot of chances for LGD to do good in this match.
Bigatron is in trouble here against All Gamers. They're already down 2 players. Axel is completely isolated. That Molotov does look good. Actually, just a little bit too far to the left. Somehow missing that tree. You should have just really locked that
Argentina
one
को
in.
right
The
back
next zone
problem
is
छ
about
अरे
to
किन
pop,
हो
though. Are we gonna get the Corey finish?
मोलिना
Okay,
ठिकै छ
it
त
goes to the east side here. Makes things very interesting. All gamers and Bigatron are gonna have to wrap this fight up sooner rather than later because they want to find a spot into this next zone. RRQ gonna have an interesting wrap.
टाढाबाट नक भयो होला
Gonna
है
have a beautiful rotation on this north side, so they're
जोनले
gonna
त
be
धोका
set
दियो नि
up
त
very, very nicely in this game.
Hey, talking about rotations, one team that you did mention was E-Arena earlier. They had Joker that was going for that wide western rotate on the roadside on that highway, and he just got his entire team in such a comfortable position.
Oh.
And this time that was a solo, hopefully. Hopefully as a full team would be great to see as XZZ picked off by Ayala. Furia looking to continue their reign of terror on the battlegrounds. But that flush not going to be too easy to lock down because the red is still possible at this point.
जोनले त धोका
They
दियो
were
यार
alone inside Primorsk for the entirety of this match, but now they've got neighbors in Nongshim Red Force and Tiamba. That future exit outside of the city is definitely going to get tricky for Weibo in the very near future.
Yeah, especially considering that this zone's moving. This zone's moving away from here almost 100%. So
Definitely.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Influence Rage are set up well in this game with their full 4-man. They have a nice compound dead center. Alula have the north side.
Where are they going? Onto Nongshim?
No, I think they're just trying to find a way onto the edge of this circle so that way they can rotate away. But they end up right into Nongshim.
के हो यार केटा हो खोइ
Ends up catching them. They wanted to avoid the fight, but Nongshim Red Force was waiting for them.
They knew. Nongshim just read right through 33Z like a book. It was a good play from Weibo. I will say Nongshim knew exactly what's going to be happening, and they set up, and now even Tizzy's joining the fight, setting up another off angle.
धेरै सेभ हानु यार त्यो भोजिनियाले त्यसको बढो कि बढेन फलोअर कति पुग्यो 17 मिलियन थियो जस्तो लाग्थ्यो
surprised they didn't go for that rotation with a hovercraft on the front line. Like S2G did it earlier when scouting the side of Pachinki Hill. It was Kami in the hovercraft checking out the Furia's not in the surrounding area. But here Weibo, very risky play. You go out in the open. That's an easy double knockoff to Suk and Suki. And even Bay almost taken out of that fight. Looking pretty bad here. Weibo, there was a good opportunity, but the execution a little bit.
21 पुगेछ 21 20.9
I mean, Weibo are in last place right now, which is crazy.
सक्यो यार वेबो नभेटिने भयो यार
And the only 2020
अब त भोलि त अनि स्म्याश रोल सुरु हुन्छ गाह्रो पर्छ
just not able to get things going. And it's
राम्रो खेल्यो
always the worst
भोजिनियाले
feeling too when you go out
मेसीको
like
दुईटा
this,
फेरि कतिवटा फ्री किक रोकिदियो
and it happens to be in your home turf. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really see too many Primorsk zones. We happen to see it here in the late game, and it just doesn't work out for them.
Weibo haven't left yet, and Hyunbin's already looting them. He's like, I don't know. No, that's kind of interesting, but so easy, and Hyunbin get it done.
What is
oh my
going
goodness.
on?
The mountain is still in play to the west from Nongshim, so Weibo, if Nongshim was not there, they would have an amazing rotation.
हेर त यार त्यो नङसिङको ठाउँ पाएको भए
Going for the win this match. We did see for a split second, Weibo going the other way. But this RRQ, as we said earlier, Hodrix, there's no escape from Primorsk. Weibo are truly stuck in that city.
Meanwhile, look at this. Tianba is here as well. That's the Eagle holding down this Wizard Tower. But it's
Oh yeah, नङसिङले दुईटालाई सिक्छ अरे
LGD getting the better of it so far. Here comes Starpeko.
कहाँ छ नङसिङ नजिक आउन हौ
Hit those shots, can't do it. Hyunbin and now Nongshim Red Force are going to be third partying this. It is a party on the shoreline as QZZ is now looking to get into the action.
Okay, so many teams committing to this tower, but it's not even that strong. I prefer maybe a push from RQ on the mountain of Nongshim Red Force. That could have made it a little bit more valuable. But they take the risk, and unfortunately, the odds were just not in their favor this time around. LG also gets taken out by Genforce. RQ
Nice,
Tiamba looking for the re-engage. That's a massive third party. And while all of this is happening, Weibo
अनसँग जोइन हौँ न ए राजा ऊ एक्लै हेर्छ का किन ल्याङ गरिरहेको हो यसरी बिचारा
They want a third party, but Milu is just already on the outskirts of the circle. He's really making sure that while Eagle and QZZ are fighting,
त्यहाँबाट त अति अगाडि लिड लियो त यार
stabbed by Weibo. What a beautiful setup from the Chinese team. Oh, the boat defense. Oh, that's huge. He sets up a wall with the boat. Oh, I love that. That is great.
Hey, sometimes it's good. Hey, boats do end up on land, and that is the time to do it, right? To make sure that you get a little bit of extra coverage there on the beach. Beautifully played. And not to mention, look at Tianba, right? Tianba 5 points on the board. This squad is just putting up consistent points no matter what.
They are. Every time.
ए
it's
लामो
Tiamba
हामी
clock.
त एक
By
पोइन्ट
the way,
पनि
it's really
नआउने
cool
भयो
the
यो
boats
गेम
can't shoot under the boat. Sorry, I'm a big fan of that play. No, I'm talking about it too much. It's really cool. It's so cool. Just putting that boat on the
लेट हो
beach.
कि अन टाइम रे हामी त अन टाइमै हो तिमी चाहिँ लेट भयो यार
Very
एसिस्ट
safe
कहाँ हो
The beach boat. As bait, stranded here. Sole survivor of WBG. Can Weibo maybe clutch up a few eliminations on Nongshim? I don't think so, because look at XEY. Sure, he's very close to them, but he's not over peaking. He's not overconfident. He is respectful of
सक्यो
what
हामी त
Weibo can do and what they can deliver in these
क्यानभातिर
situations.
जानुपर्छ राइटबाट
So they're just
त्यसले
calling the
हेरिरहेछ
returns.
त्यो
This is
पनि
not Nongshim being scared. This is Nongshim respecting the competition, knowing that a slight mistake could get instantly punished. So let's quickly regroup, connect back onto Tizzy and company, and they still maintain position on that mountaintop. I'm loving the way Nongshim are playing this match, and currently in 10th position. One big game, they could be closing up with the top 5.
Yeah, this needs to be it right here, because we're seeing, I mean, you want to win this tournament, and Tianba are running away with it at this point. So you need to catch up sooner than later. And you can see Hyunbin just looking to try to soak up some of these eliminations. Milu is going to catch Bay. That's another
तिमी
elimination.
बनाउँथ्यो कि दोस्त उनीहरू खेल्न नसक्ने म
No
बनाउँदै
one's
थोरै
stealing
हुन्छ
that one. As the zone is going to close, are we going to see another wild shift to start things off here? Let's see.
That blue zone's going to take R2.
त्यहाँ पुरानै टिम हो त
No amount of meds can really help you unless you got like 20 med kits.
पहिला पनि DRSसँग मिल्टामा पर्थ्यो त त्यहाँबाट केटा हो
See if he can reach top 8.
याद छैन र
Finally, the mountain of Nongshim Red Force is not going to be in play anymore, so they've got to start thinking about what their next move across Orangle is going to be, as most of the beaches actually is going to be taken out.
1+ कतिबाट
The
खेल्दै होला
area of Al Ula is not in zone anymore, so that boat we saw earlier was a great play, but it's not going to be rewarded by the play zone. And Weibo, final few bandages.
सक्यो 0 point
Weibo, that is a massive L.
सक्काइदियो KRX
Points for their trouble. Same for KRX, swept under the rug and by the boys of KRX.
Man, I love what E-Arena did earlier. We saw one of the players, it was Mormon. He took these blues very, very early on in a 3-1 split. The zone hard shifted here, and the rest of E-Arena
DRS लाई छोड्थ्यो र त्यहाँबाट छोड्दैन थियो नि
pushing onto D plus Kia. D plus Kia in a very, very tough spot here. The vehicles are driving in and
ग्यान्डे भएर सोध्नुपर्छ ग्यान्डे
pressuring D plus. Taking them out one by one. That is them done.
मिठो पुस यार नङसिम
It is just Nobu all by himself in a shack.
I kind of get the idea too that they kept Izzy on the back angle just to make sure they can assist from a distance, but that's like a 200, 300 meter split. I really feel like that was maybe a little bit overzealous from them, but so far they are still alive as a 3-man. So you know what, maybe I'm a little bit hypercritical, but it was definitely working out versus D plus Kia down to just Nolbu on their side actually. But Chamba needs to finally use his Harry Potter power. That easy rotation with the vehicle. If they can find a knock onto Nongshim, actually that would be an easy engage for them. We get the damage force and them right back into hiding behind the smokes. One player has been knocked. So you know what, Chamba would say this might be your time to go for the push.
Yeah, I was going to ask you think Tianba's going to be able to make it out of this circle? It doesn't
But
look likely. They're in big trouble here because they got Furia locking eyes with them.
चिकन नङसिमले हान्छ केटा हो चिकन
Tabs there as well. So yeah, Tianba doing
आयो त्यहाँको पुस टिजी त्यहाँ बसेर कभर टिजी कभर
Actually, now they're starting to get shot up. Let's see if
सक्यो
they can make
त्यहाँबा
does go down.
ओइ होइन
Driving on up. He gets taken out as well.
Oh no, ammo!
Oh wait. Yeah, that's it. Tianba eliminated.
That is the win. We'll also get So Easy back up, and Tizzy's there too. So yeah, I really thought this was not going to work.
नर्वे कि ब्राजिल पर्सी म
falling right into place.
मलाई जसले जिते नि हुन्छ यार म त तर नर्वेको सपोर्टमा हेर्छु होला मलाई त हाल्न अति मन पर्छ के
out of options, nothing was going to work out for them. And Nongshim just able to get it. It was getting close too because he was literally had no more ammo in his main magazine for his AI. He had to swap over to the DBS, but didn't have to shoot a single pellet there. Still able to get himself the win. 7 eliminations for Nongshim. The entirety of this game, they've just been climbing and climbing throughout those rankings. Now 47, just shy of maybe a spot in the top 5. If they can convert into an actual chicken dinner, which is doable with this circle, maybe we'll see South Korea towards the very top of the rankings. See happen for this roster.
Yeah, it's a big opportunity for
game point
everybody to try to catch up to Tianba as well. There's still quite a few squads here.
0.9 kill हानिरहेको हुन्छ प्लेसमेन्ट 9
They have 45 points. A win here
अब
could put
पुरियाला
them
हान्छ कि आएन
easily. Let's see what they could do with that.
क्यानाडाले हान्दैन होला हौ
Have a full squad
कसले हान्छ
as
जोनाथन
well. The
डेभिड
next
काइल
zone does
लाइरिन
pop. It looks like it's going to be dead center. So finally,
बिल्ला हो
a,
क्यानाडा
normal
2-0
circle
हुन्छ
shift.
2-0 मोरोकोले 2 हान्छ
S2G, meanwhile, they did great on the first Aaron Gale yesterday. Gonna try to repeat
आज
that.
फ्रान्स पनि 2-0 3-0 मोरोको नि 2-0 नै 2-0 1-0
Kami looking to get up in their action,
Oi.
but gets shot in the drive-by. Influence Rage dominating here.
एउटै कलर भएर कस्तो देखिने क्या
Has to
सबै
drive by, and now they're behind that shed. I would say just play behind the shed and go for the nades if you can influence rage. This is a very nadeable position.
पुन्या कि हालान्ड
Available for
कस्तो
Noranzan,
साइको
and
कुरा गरेको हालान्ड हिरो हो
Molotov
पुन्या
just to deny the shed completely would be huge. Federal, not able to hit it. That second nade slightly too short, not able to get any damage through that door frame.
Bye-bye.
Come on, one
On
nade,
tier.
gonna be good. They do get
Zolo.
lost. MCG pushed out right into the Molotov. That is how you do it. The Influence Rage way has been amazing so far. They've got to be careful. Furious looking to push up.
Federal?
Without losing a single member, Hot Jukes.
के
They're
स्प्रे हो
ready
यो
for
हाम्रो
round
लेभलको
number 2, and they win it once again.
Yes, they are. This is the start of Influence Rage roaring back from the bottom of the leaderboards. They were, what, in 15th place at the start of the day? That pushes them up to 49 points here.
फेडरलले त
And they
छरुवा
can
हान्नु
go
त एकछिन
all
त
the way to second place if they win this game and get a whole bunch of eliminations. They have the high ground. They got the sight lines. Can
इन्फेक्सन को कमब्याक भएर इन्फेक्सन हैन हौ इन्फ्लुएन्स रेज
Jing trying to pull a Schweppes here. Same for Nolbu.
जे मलाई त्यही भनेको छ यार केटा हो इन्फेक्सन रे हो
Jing able to find Reb. Is he going to try and flush it out? Will he get it?
Nice.
Almost does. Yasser a little bit too
Yasser?
preoccupied by Nolbu's position.
La.
The Molotov is going to spread out and also bullets chucked his way. No survival whatsoever for them. And that is going to be them taken on out. And actually, wait, Molotov connecting onto Nolbu a little bit there.
INF
Careful,
versus
he did have the
Longsim.
same animation on. Just take a bit of tick damage, but he will be fine in the shed, hopefully.
अन्स आजकल ठुलो भएको छ कमेन्ट नै पढ्दैन ए राजा अन्सकोमा 1000 वटा कमेन्ट आउँछ उसले कतिवटा चाहिँ पढोस् हौ
The Influence Rage versus Nongshim. Now this is the fight that could decide who will be securing that chicken dinner if they survive.
आजकल
as a
सब
full team.
e-sport प्लेयरहरु किन
Yeah,
अग
you
युज गर्छ
see Influence Rage doing a
राजा म आजकलको e-sport प्लेयर हैन म गेम पनि खेल्दिन यो क्वेशन चाहिँ यो गेन्टे पेकाहरु डिस्कर्डमा आयो भने अहिले सोध ल फेरि पनि मेसेज गर ल
And they're
यो
going to be
क्वेशन
holding that position.
कमेन्ट गर
Meanwhile, Influence Rage are going to start rotating.
यो गेम चाहिँ कसले चिकन हान्छ
They've got to wait for the circle. Yeah, they're trying to see is this position going to be valuable in phase 7. For now, it would be
के
just a
भनेको
fight that
सिटिजन
doesn't make sense to take.
है
I'd say that
प्रकाश
we'll
मुजी
see
कहाँ
some
कहाँ
rotations like that
कल गरौँ
happening early in the game where it doesn't make sense and yet teams still commit to it. But now, really, Influence Rage, if this is a hard Eastern shift and their position is out of zone, I feel like they are going to commit to a full-on straight-up engage onto Nongshim, take the 4v3. But unfortunately, they don't have the hovercraft anymore, which would be a good way to make the cross. But good position here on the ridge. Little Boy in particular up there with Federal, making sure that Nongshim can't peek aggressively on that ridge line. And he's going to get some extra loot on the road. What did he get? Maybe a P90? Who knows?
P90 would be real nice right now, to be honest.
Would
Next
be
zone,
great.
yeah, that'd be really good. Next zone does pop, does center up once again.
one's
Influence
in zone.
Rage. Oh, yeah, you're right. This is wide out in the open here. The only player in zone is Noble from
Whoa!
Waskia. So
Oi, so is.
easy with the 1v2 nade. Influence Rage looking so dominant and just like
अब
that,
त हान्छ नङसिमले यिनीहरूलाई त
That
बाटोमै झार्छ
nade was so easy indeed. He's trying to flush it out. He's got an extra nade. Maybe you should use it to not show yourself to Loranzin and Pedrino. He does overpeak it. Little Boy will be
काचे खाचे पेद्रिनोलाई त
Games.
यिनीहरूले
Pedrino will make the cross. I would say if you Influence Rage,
ये पनि एकजना क्याजुअल्टी भयो तीनजना मात्रै
just try and survive, maybe sending yourself in a circle or something to live it out. I would say that kind of out of option. Even sending it out in the open is just not the right way to play it. As Federal also
Loranzin त यसरी मरो उसरी मरो
taken away by Nongshim Red Force. Finally
लोरान्जिन त
showing
दौडिँदै
their
आउने हो
true
कि के हो
potential in this lobby of PMMI for the Macau
हालान र
Invitational.
एम्बापेको एनिमी
Nongshim
एनिमी
just relentless. They know their
थाहा
position
भने
is
राजा
not anymore, but they're going to use it to its absolute
केटाहरूले
limit. and they're getting
एम्बापेले
another
डेम्बेलेलाई
aggressive
थर्काएको चाहिँ
animal
भिडियो
to
पठाएको
Loranzin.
पठाइ गर्थ्यो
Influence Rage were looking so strong, so confident just a few minutes ago, Hot Jukes, but it all falls apart because of so easy.
Man, it was looking unstoppable. At that
Nah,
rate,
kill
it was
chaudo
so
ni
easy,
torni.
just boom, turn the scales in the opposite direction. Pedrino hiding behind the tree right now, just trying to find some angles. But
Nice.
Red Force playing this so well, taking out E-Arena Mormon. They are
नङसिन त
stacking
सेकेन्ड पुग्दो
some
रहेछ यार
points on the
चिकन हानु
leaderboards here. Tizzy, I think he knows. got to be a player behind that tree.
What
He
did
has
it
a
say?
nade. He's not utilizing it. Okay,
59,
so they
4 to
are
63.
not looking towards Pedrino. Kind of a mistake here. Did they forget about him?
कस्तो मिस्टेक हो त्यो मुजीलाई कसरी देख्छ त हौ
I don't know. He's definitely not
Did
forgetting
you?
about it. But like, Nordwood just got an elimination onto the side
Nice.
of the arena. This
Got
could be huge.
him!
Just get the nade. Tizzy nicely secured. Up to 11 eliminations total and a position on the podium. Massive.
त्यसको पोजिसन
massive
जान
game.
राइटको आइएनएफ को
Can they
राइटको
convert into a chicken dinner? Schweppes also looking to get a
Whoa,
central
I didn't-
position, but trying to go straight on Nordwood. They know it's a solo. If they get rid of him, they will get extra placement points and then one extra elim. Good elimination for
Wait,
Nordwood.
Nordwood.
Picks up one as they get actively third party by Nocturne Red Force.
Anna Bersene, Anna Bersene, Anna Bersene.
For themselves. And that
Yeah.
is it. Fully eliminated. It's going to be XCY to get it, and Nordbull surviving, getting the top two, and up to 5 eliminations. D plus versus his other South Korean team. It's a 3v1 scenario. Can Nordbull bring it home?
Let's see.
Nolbu.
Nolbu's trying to do something. Can he bring it home? I think he can bring it straight to the lobby. He's got that nade there locked and loaded.
Nice
Bye-bye,
try, Nolbu.
It is Nongshim Red Force to win the
Kill
game.
not the air,
And
Ronmatile.
they're not going to get that elimination today, but it's the South Korean team
Phone
that gets
call
the
gayo.
victory. That is how you do it. Wow. And they were playing the south side of that circle, Max, for so long. If you had me guess which team was going to win it, looking at that zone earlier on, I wouldn't have picked them, but they made it happen regardless.
Yeah, I was going to pick E-Arena, but really Nongshim, the way they used that mountain for literally 90% of
Kill
the
दिया
game
भाई
was
उनसे यार दुबे
just
कोरियन
amazingly
मेरे
executed.
फोन ही हो रहा है
Get
वो
rid of Weibo, deny all of this teams trying to make a quick exit outside of Primorsky, especially in the likes of Chiamba. That was a really, really big fight. So easy with a fantastic grenade onto Influence Rage, really just locked this game in their favor. And E-Arena sure tried to make a quick exit into the zone to control the area, but realistically, you got no terrain advantage. All you have is low.
लाइक ससेज र एक्सट्रिम खादै हेर्दै छु हो हेरे सुनाउनु पर्थ्यो
They get that nice win in the end of the day. By the way, quick little highlight at the end there. Nordbull did self-nade himself at the end in that shed to make sure he denies the point away from Nongshim Red Force, so that could be something that haunts them at the later stage of the tournament if they're just 1 point away from a higher position in the rankings.
Yeah, Nolbu knew it. He was like, I'm in this shack. I know I can hit them shots.
He's
but I
had
don't
the
think
best
I got
suits.
it like that for this one. Let me at least just deny the
स्काईको मन्टाज हेरौँ नि हामी अघि यो हेर्दै थियौँ हो यो सकाउ भने
छिराइदिउँ म त
टाइमै टाइम छ हामीसँग जति पनि गेम छ अर्जेन्टिना सेमीसम्म पुग्ला नि त हेरे अब कोलम्बिया हैन कोलम्बियालाई त हराइन्छ त्यसपछि को ए हैन अब इजिप्ट त्यसपछि कोलम्बिया
राइटमा खेल्छु यार
त्यो त लास्टै हो क्या
उल्टाले मैले
त्यो टुवर मात्रै त्यहाँबाट
किन ढिला आज हैन होला टाइममै आयो त कहाँको मान्छे सेन्टर आइपुग्यो त्यसले
माथिको हरो आउँछ हौ केटा माथिको यिनीहरूलाई हानौँ नि यिनीहरूलाई रेडी बस्नु पर्छ छोड्दै अहिले क्लियर नरौँ यिनीहरूलाई रेडी बस्नु त
ओके
सबैजना हामीले रेडी बस्नु क्लियर नरौँ म यहाँ बाहिरै बस्छु हौ ड्याङ 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 सड्कन हान्छु
ढोकामा हेरेर
राजा फेभरेट होइन यसै कस्तो हेर्दैमा फेभरेट हुन्छ
मैले मेरो नि फुल भ्यू
भिडियो आयो भने लगाइहालेको
उ मुनि आयो नि केटाहरूले हान्छ हामीले झार्ने मात्र हो के त के आइसक्यो
आउँछ है हाममा चाहिँ उता
घरमा राइट आएको माथि कोही छैन हौ
खेलाम न माथिको झरिसकेछ हौ
पर्यो
हतियार भाइ
अगाडिकोमा नेट खेलाम न
आउनु उतै गएर हानौँ न
त्यही त आऊ न केटाहरू लेफ्टबाट आऊ त
कभर दियो त मलाई कभर दियो मेरो लेफ्टको
नखाए क्या एउटा
उता पनि यार
यहीँको ला सकाउँ न बरु दुईजनाले सबै मिलेर तल छ त
ए ढोकामै छ क्या
खोला न त
के भएन
हिल गर्छु ल आऊ न कामै छैन तिम्रो
बाहिर छ त एउटा
नाइस नाइस
म्याच डेढा थियो
रुल्सलाई डिस्कर्ड छ होला रुल्स भने केटा हो
बाहिरबाट
जोइन हुन मिल्छ जस्तो लाग्छ
यति गर मात्रै थियो है
अब भयो त
देख्दै भाइ टुक्स
यसले नि के गर्दा किन्नै तानेन हौ म पछाडि आउँछु
हाम्रो हब भन्ने डिस्कर्ड छ क्या सबको
उसले रिभाइभ गर्छ मैले हान्छु
त्यसमा जोइन गर्नु मिल्छ क्या सबैजना अन्सलाई नै आउनु मन लाग्यो त्यसमै हो क्या सबैजना त्यसमै बस्छ
धनेवर आऊ यहाँ
आइकुले होरको जर्सी
छाउसँग धने छाउसँग
के भन्छ
एउटा नगान्दै
ओए खतरा न त यार को सान
रोडबारी मान्छे खेल्यो त
जोन छ
छ पारी जोन छ
यहाँ भनेको हामीलाई हानेको उठाउ त ओइ भित्र आएर
ए
घरमा अलिकति जोन छ यार
आउँछ है टुक्स के
धेरै छैन यिनीहरू हामीभन्दा कम छ
हिल्छ
जाँदैछु
अब चाहिँ सकाउनु पर्यो होइन लेफ्टकोलाई जोन छैन होइन
लेफ्टको घरमा जोन छ कि अलिकति
स्काई बेस लाग्छ कि नोकिया दुइटै अब कसरी चुज गर्छौ यार
आयो त वालतिर आयो आइसक्यो वालतिर यो वालतिर हिँडेर आइसक्यो स्मोक हान न केटा हो डिआरएसको दुईजना क्या भन्छ
के हो के हान्छ वान बिफोर खाना खोजेको भनेपछि ट्र्याक भएको यिनीहरूले
कुर्दिम न छिमेलाई
एक खाछ है लोस लोस
यही छ हान न
सर्टगन किङ एकासबी भएर नत्र भेटिसक्थ्यो यो भाइले डिआरएस फ्र्याग कि डिआरएस किलर राजा कहाँ किलर भाइसँग कम्पेयर गरेको हो अहिले के हेर्ने हो हामी स्काईको भनेर नयाँ स्काईको चाहिँ हेर्न मजा आउँछ है गेम हेलो रुल्स ब्रो के हो माइक म्युट गरेर के हो गेम हेर्दै हो चैल हुन त अहिले त हेर्ने त होला है के भन्नु बा ए अब त नि कहाँ सक्नु त वाच पार्टी त को टिमको सपोर्ट हो ए एनएस हो
Watch out!
चढेको छ सबैतिर
हो कि क्या है हो कि छ है मेरो पनि यस्तै थियो यार मैले छोड्नुभन्दा अगाडि गेम सर्टगन चाहिँ योभन्दा राम्रो थियो वान सट वान नक स्प्रे चाहिँ एउटै रहेछ 145 हो कि क्या हो सेन्स युज गरी मेरो जति
Watch out!
रुखमा एउटा
Watch out! Help!
गाइसवालाले हेड खाथे नक 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 नक
Watch out!
ट्याक्सी फिनिस गर्न आउँछ केटा यहाँ रोटे है के हो
Marked a location. Watch out!
लगभग सेमै छ मेरो चाहिँ हल्का युटिलिटी युसेज राम्रो छ क्या उनीहरूको भन्दा
You are now the proud owner
गेम त
of
एउटै
Nepal.
हो हेर्दाखेरि त जस्ट मैले चाहिँ नेट सेट हान्दाखेरि ड्याममा पड्किन्छ स्मोकको युसेज पनि राम्रो छ मेरो ठिक छ यो चाहिँ ठिकै हान्यो
म गाडी
हल्का मिलेन टाउको लागेन छैन रहेछ गेम हल्का धेरै कुक भएन हल्का टाइम लाग्यो रियाक्सन दिन टाइम पायो नि त्यसले भाग्न टाइम पायो नि त त्यसले
Watch out!
हल्का मिलेन नि
Watch out!
पड्क्यो
ल आफूलाई पड्कायो त को रनमतिर छ पहचान त्यसलाई ल ए अर्डर रहेछ भनेको त कहाँको अर्डर हो मुजी दराजको अर्डर हो कि के हो मुजी जिगलको हिजै हेरेको यार
वालमा है नीचे की लेफ्ट हेर त लेफ्टमै बसेको होला त्यो पछाडि वालबाट उतै हो नक भयो त आउ घुमाउन केटा
किन 30 गोली लाग्यो त्यसलाई नखान्न
गाडी एउटै
त्यो पनि बसिरहेको टार्गेटलाई ट्रेनिङ ग्राउन्ड छिर्दैन क्या
मेरो अगाडि चाहिँ आउ त
Watch out!
कहाँ छ
Watch out!
त्यही बग्ने के
नफेर भएको हिजै हेरेको
एक छ यार
कतिजना छ
को चाहिँ एक छ हौ अति हाने यो चाहिँ अति हाने
Watch out!
मुजी दुई साइडमा चढे नाइस
Watch
यतापट्टि छ
out!
अब
ओ किल जोन बज्ने
किल छोड दे
I'm recalling a teammate. Thanks.
अति सुरु भएन क्या सर्भर इस्यु हो कि नेट इस्यु हो नेट इस्यु होला है आजकल नेपालको नेट के भयो यो मुजिरा त पन्छान्न हौ मार दे यार
Help! Watch out!
के भएको लेफ्टमा
ओ यो बा
Watch out!
Oh. Ani the mother chut.
ए बिटी त
गए
आफैले हाने जस्तो बिटी दियो
Watch out!
नमस्ते आइसके सब आइसके
Watch out!
माथि
Watch
दुईजना
out!
आएर
दुईजना आइसके
Watch out!
हैन
चारिपट्टि छ एउटा गाडी दुईजना हेर्छ है भाइ गाएन
अति छ त आइकुमा आइकु
एउटा मेरोमा छ मात्रै बढ्दैछ ब्याक गयो
भाइ यार
कता हानु फेरि
आयो
ग्रुपमा दुईजना आयो
सुरु भएन
देखाए पनि
Watch out!
एउटा यता आयो जसलाई
अघि त 2-3 मिनेटमै सुरु भएको थियो अहिले त टाके भिडियो हेर्न भ्याउनु लागिसक्यो
कतापट्टि पड्केको
हरेक 2 गेममा ठुलो ब्रेक हुन्छ जस्तो
यही छ
Watch out!
कस्तो थम्सन जस्तो आवाज यार
Watch out!
त्यो छ
Help!
हुन्छ
Help!
ओइ 1 मेरो पेका आइडललाई बोलाउन नि अरे खोइ पेका मटे के गर्दैछ गेम खेल्दैछ होला पेका गेम सुरु भएको छैन जस्तो लाग्यो अति पर त यार म चाहिँ आधी मन्टाज त यहीँ गयो त फास्ट फरवर्ड गरेर नमिल्दैन थियो के भयो यहाँ मन्टा चाहिँ सक्यो नि त मन्टा चाहिँ त्यति रह अनि
Random car, Young and Galacticals would have been cool to see as well. But, they couldn't make it here.
Sala.
But everybody's been really doing a great job here
Oi.
so far, right? I mean,
Jimmy
I like
sir
the fact
खेल्दै
that we're
हुनुहुँदो
not
रहेछ
seeing like 7th to 8th place be a like 30-point gap. You know what I'm saying? So it's any one of these teams, literally anyone. You know, maybe except Weibo. Weibo are gonna have a tough time of this one here. But regardless, it's still anybody's game. And Weibo could win the next 4 matches.
SRG EWC मा छ र निन्जा रे को SRG
Win
भनेको
the
चाहिँ
next 4.
I mean, look, right? They could. I mean, maybe not win, but at least get
मोरोकोले
some
कति हान्ला आज
Okay.
2-0
I was like, damn, you're getting really hyped up on them. to try and do it.
No.
I mean, 4 in a row. Has that ever happened actually in the global? Like 4 wins in a row? I don't think so. That seems quite impossible.
I think we've seen
this
3.
level of play. 3 definitely. Like 3 can happen.
Yes,
4,
sir.
that's stretching it a little bit.
Yeah, stretching it a little bit indeed. Al Ula, rushing that Rondo match. They were sitting pretty, and now you can see Reb just excited. I love these.
रेडी हो
dog tags.
2 मिनेट है त 2 मिनेट छ है हामीसँग रेडी हो ल वर्ल्ड कप 2002 को मोस्ट गोल्स ल केटा हो रोनाल्डो अर्को को रिभाल्डो जर्मनीको क्लोज पोर्चुगलको फिगो को पोर्चुगलको स्विडेनको को स्पेनको राहुल जर्मनीको डेल पिएरो हो त्यो होइन डेल पिएरो पोर्चुगिज बेल्जियमको नि छ ल मा बेल्जियमको त थाहा नै छैन त डेनमार्कको के को थियो यार डेनमार्कको बिर्स यार इटालीको भिएरी लार्सन बिर लड्रुप होइन रहेछ हौ टट्टी रे हो टट्टी होइन हौ मुजी टोटी हो टोटी लामो पोर्चुगलको युसेबियो रे ए आमा युसेबियोको एरा होइन हौ यो पोर्चुगलको पौलेता होला रे को त्यो रनमती बेल्जियमको चाहियो जर्मनीको चाहियो अनि डेनमार्कको चाहियो लार्सन भएन नि होइन के अरे लड्रुप भएन नि मुलर लामो हो मुलर मुजी कुन जमानाको प्लेयरको नाम लिन्छ यार खोइ त लोथर मथेस त्यसै होइन रहेछ क्लोजा भइसक्यो हो ओजिल होइन हौ ओजिलको होइन हामीलाई बेल्जियमको चाहियो बेल्जियमको केभिन हो को केभिन मुजी हेर त को केभिन हो यतिभरिमा है ला सक्को टाइम जोन दाल टोमासन रे अनि मार्क विलमर्ट्स रे को यो रनमती माइकल ब्यालेक रहेछ ब्यालेक चाहिँ किन सोचिएन हामीले अरू केही छ र यहाँ खेल्न मिल्ने छैन यो मजा आउँछ यो को यो नाबिल फेकिर र इस्कोसँग खेलेको भनेपछि बेटिस रोनाल्डो र जोआ मारियो को यो एन्टोनी एन्टोनी जोआ मारियोसँग कहिले खेल्यो रोनाल्डोसँग पनि खेल्यो र एन्टोनी रोनाल्डो त थिएन एन्टोनी हुँदा थिएनन् नि पेपे पेपे फेकिरसँग कहाँ खेल्यो नबिल फेकिरसँग युनाइटेडमा खेल्थ्यो र एन्टोनी रोनाल्डो हुँदा मलाई यादै भएन यार रोनाल्डो हुँदा एन्टोनी सँगै खेलेको म त भनेपछि एन्टोनी नै होला तर फेरि नबिर फेकिरसँग कहाँ खेलो यसै एन्टोनी भनेको केटाहरूले कार्वालियो रहेछ हौ केटाहरूले लेख्दै थियो नि कार्वालियो एन्टोनी रोनाल्डोसँग खेल्यो ए हो रहेछ नि सेप्टेम्बरदेखि थोरै समयको लागि 2 महिनाको लागि मात्र खेले रहेछ नि त
That did cause a bit of an
ठ्याक्क
issue
2
in
महिनाको
his
लागि
knife
खेले
field.
रहेछ
All right, well, here we go. Southern Plain Path.
धेरै गेम खेलिरहेको रहेछ
I
क्या
did allude to a military circle, Max. Am I right? Do I have the crystal ball today?
पारीको सर्कल भनेको
No,
यसले
it's going to be a northern or northern eastern circle.
Northeastern? Who's all right? Let's see. All right, guys. What do you guys think of chat? Say it now. Say it now. Oh, Max man. Max man.
It's not-
Max man. Max man.
It's not
नेपालमा
northern.
राम्रो
I can't
अन्डरडग
take
को
the
छ
word
अहिले
back.
I don't know.
रुल
It's
सरलाई
pretty-
सोध्नुपर्छ है
it looks northeastern to
रुल
me.
सरसँग बोलौँ न
That's central eastern.
रुल सर
I will not take the win for that one.
नेपालमा अहिले राम्रो अन्डरडग टिम को छन्
You were definitely wrong though. You got like literally, yeah, you got like
Underdog.
maybe 10 meters off the beach in circle of military. Unless if the
Mike-
circle goes
Mike-
there,
मा बोलौँ न हल्का अति सानो हुँदैछ मैले 200% बनाएको छु
If it goes up to yes,
मैले 200% बनाउँदा नि आएन हौ
next circle.
okay, then I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay. All right.
त्यो कस्तो त्यो
Victory for Max man.
त्यो
Okay.
पुरै त्यो
Looking at the plane path, no hot drops.
कस्तो
so
के भन्नु
far.
माइकको टाढो हो अहिले ठिक छ
So
अहिले ठिक छ
everybody, there's are some teams pretty close by, but everyone should be
को छ अहिले अन्डरडग
trying to loot up and get into the
कस्तो
zone.
अन्डरडग भन्ने यार सबै अब एउटा हो र त हो
The loot
T1 अरु सबै त अन्डरडग त हो
here for these guys.
होइन हौ नसुनेको क्या हल्का नाम नचलेको अडियन्सले थाहा नपाएका
Especially with the wolves, right?
अहिले त्यस्तो त छैन होला हौ अहिले बिस्तारै आउँदैछ भनौँ न अहिले एउटा कुन टिम पो बनेको थियो हौ त्यो आर्क भाइहरूको अहिले त्यो टिम छ राम्रो
घन्टी
खालको
घन्टी
घन्टी त्यो टिम पनि अहिले राम्रो छ नि त
Got the crossbow. Okay, he's trying to become Daryl from The Walking Dead. Trying to find some players. You never know. Might just get a cheeky player if someone.
अनि अहिले लाइनअपमा को हो त 5 जना प्लेयर
Tidy of northern.
हाम्रो
Down.
अहिले त त्यही फियरलेस रेड
Great performance earlier today.
अनि
Who knows?
के अरे
सब चाहिँ
क्लब
को त?
आयो अनि सुब्बा अहिले फिक्सै भएको छैन
Because it's literally a 1 point
हल्का अहिले
between
अब
them.
त टाइम भएन र
भयो।
पिएमएनसी आउने
सेयर गरौँ न
हल्का
गाइस
They don't
गेम
just get eliminated early game.
हल्का अब
टाइम टाइम
मिलाउँदै
चाहिँ
हो।
मिलाउँ है टाइम चाहिँ मिलाउँ है कति छ टाइम
ल।
They can lock it.
मेरो त 40 39 जोनको टाइमिङ है 37 36 35
थ्याङ्क
35।
यू
मिलाउँ मिलाउँ मिलाउँ
Yeah,
मिलाउँ
that gap will start to build up very rapidly.
के पेगा भाइ
पेका पेकाहरू नि राम्रै छ त होइन र रुल सर
छैन हो टिटिकेको जति कहाँ हुन्छ हो
इशानको
सब
नेसनल
टुर्नामेन्ट
च्याम्पियन
जित्दैछ।
पो हो त यार
जस्तो टिम पनि ल्याइदिन्छ अरे यो पेगा भाइले त
यसपालि त कन्फिडेन्ट छु म यसपालिको त राम्रो छ मिहिनेत गरिन्छ अरे हो हिजो त
कि पहिलाको जस्तो त छैन नि फाइनल पुग्यो नि फाइनल जित्ने हो न त नजित्ने हो भनेर फाइनल नपुग्ने भन्ने टाइपको थियो त
त्योभन्दा अगाडिको जस्तो त छैन नि मिजुहरू गेम छोडेर कन्सर्ट चल्दे मलाई त रिस उठ्यो म त टिमै चेन्ज गर्दै वाला हिमसनले चित्त दुखाउँदै थियो त्यो कन्सर्ट हेर्न गयो भनेर पेका
म त थिइनँ
टिम आज लास्ट दिन यार क्वालि के अरे रेजिस्टर गर्ने टिम माफियाको लागि टिम प्लेयरै नभए भएन हौ टपजीले काँच्चै खाने भयो यार हामीलाई
Written out, you kind of want to say it with a French accent, which I am French. I have done that in the past too. You know, I'm also a criminal. Saying that
अनि यो
every time
टिकटकको
I can.
जस्तो के गिफ्ट आएको यार यो
It's not
नयाँ
a French weapon. I don't know what is a French weapon, but the
Oh,
people
it's
who
French.
French
Yeah.
is- it's not. It sounds
Oh,
French.
it's French.
but
Noel
it's not.
Jutes.
Ooh, I'm gonna Google it.
अति है
I'm gonna Google it right
भनेपछि अहिले लब चाहिँ छैन लब चाहिँ
It's French and
लब अहिले लबले त पहिले छोड्यो हो नि
होइन
हाम्रो
अस्ति
अहिले
गएको
हल्का
थियो
त्यो
नि त
अस्ति ब्याकअपको लागि
It was
हल्का
made in.
ब्याकअपको लागि त आफै थियो त नि
Okay, it's like many
ए होइन आफै
होइन
खेलिरहेको
भन्नाले
छ।
अनि प्लेइङ 4 मात्र थियो नि त
हैन अनि यो जीसी वाला स्पिड त खेल्नु पर्छ नि रुल ब्रो अनि
हैन एकचोटि अब यसो राम्रै बनाम कि भन्ने सोचेर मेन त
किनकि यो वाला स्पिड त आफूले खेलेको भए पुग्थ्यो पनि होला
पुग्न अहिले नि पुगाउनु त पुगाउने हो जसरी नै
अब दुईटा प्लेयर नयाँ छन्
हान्छन् हान्न त मेन त अब तयारी गर्नु पर्यो नि त केटाहरूले
That's worse than being in the game here. I would not be top 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, that's what you gotta do the safe.
पेका गेम छोडेर आएको कि गेम छ अझै
खै आइडी पासै आउँदैन
छोड्ने हो क्या पेका कहाँ यहाँ गेम सिक्न आयो नि त तिमी मलाई सिकाउनु पर्यो नि तिमीले
भन्छ भाइबरले
पेका यो चिकन कसले हान्छ मिलाउ त
खै जोनै हेरेर छैन
थ्यांक यू फर लभली
जोन माथि
पानीपुरी
हो मेन्सन सेन्टर
हैन टिमहरुको आज कुन कता छ भनेर
त्यस्तै हेरेर नि भन्छ भनेको
त्यस्तै हेरेर त भन्ने हो नि
ल यिनीहरुले गाडी पनि आफ्नै कलर गरे
यतिकै र्यान्डम गेस भनेको र्यान्डम गेस ल इए
अल्सले भन्यो त स्क्रिम भन्दा अल्टिमेट खतरा हुन्छ भनेर अरे थाहा पायो पेका
त्यो त कहिले भयो मलाई थाहा छैन सिओ सरले के भन्छन्
पेड स्क्रिम्स खेल्नु भन्दा अल्टिमेटको र्याङ्क पुश गरेर माथि हाई लबी खेल्नु फाइदा हुन्छ टिमलाई रे हो प्र्याक्टिसको लागि
हुन त हुन्छ होला यस्तो कुराहरु यहाँनिर सुबिन कुमार प्रजापति जी हुनुहुन्छ हजुर हामीले सोध्न सक्छौं
हैन अन्डरडगहरुलाई चाहिँ हुन्छ भन्न खोजे नि
के हो पानीपुरी लस्सी म्याङ्गो समोसा
नेपाली एउटा टिके एउटा एचएलएक्स एउटा एएसएल फिक्स हो का तीनटा टिम
तीनटामा एउटा फिक्स हो अनि टी4 एउटा हो भन न तिमी चाहिँ
डिआरएस पनि छ चार जनामा कम्पिटिसन हो
यसपालि त अनि तीनटामा पुग्नेहरुलाई त फाइदा नै हुन सक्छ नि त उताबाट पाकिस्तानबाट अलरेडी 40 लाई सिधै होस्ट कन्ट्री भनेर इन्भाइट आयो नि त
Sometimes it's down to heal off objects. I'm sure we've seen a lot of those happen in the past. They want players on the mainland on the top, and one is actually in the depth of Shelter itself. So
पनि हो नि है तर अस्तिको पालि दिए थियो र होस्ट कन्ट्रीले इन्डोनेसिया कसलाई दिए थियो
टुर्नामेन्ट त्यो पीएमपीएल इन्डोनेसिया को जित्नेले प्यान्डमले दिए थियो
प्यान्डमले पाथ्यो कमब्याक हालेर जितेको छ
अन्डरडग्सहरुको अन्डरगड टी4 रे तिमीहरु के हो
लोकल किङ त है
फिफ्थ प्लेयर छ कि छैन पेका तिमीहरुको
छैन
ए त्यही भाइपर हो रुल सरहरुले अमंग अस कसरी खेल्छ त्यो किनेको हो त्यो स्टिममा
किनेर अनि त्यसलाई क्र्याक गरेको हो मलाई नि
scale.net हो क्र्याक
खै यतिकै त्यो के सफ्टवेयर हालेर है सफ्टवेयर डाइरेक्ट हालेर अनि त्यो क्र्याक गर्ने
भनेपछि किन्न चाहिँ पर्छ फर्स्टमा
किन्न चाहिँ पर्यो नर्मल वाला
बुझ्यो पेका
बुझे किने मात्रै छ चित्र पनि बनाउनु पाएन
राजा राजा नात्यौ का हाम्रो नि कब्जा सुरु हुन्छ छिटै अब तिमीहरु यसै पनि पिएमएनसी त त्यस्तै हो त्यसपछि त केही न केही त चाहियो
हैन ढुक्कै हो योपालि अब टिटुकेला कम्पिटिसन दिने
के रे रुम छिरेन केटा
होला
छ त एकजना
कम्पिटिसन हो
तिमी गेम खेल्दै यता
1 लाख मारे कसले सुनाए यार त्यस्तो सस्तोमा छोड्छु म हल्का कम भयो
रोटेसन कपी गर्ने हो के पछि
2.5
जहाँ लाग्छ त्यतै
नोआ
अरे
That's unfortunate. Sometimes you get the wrong angle and you just can't get it back out. But Aurora will be making their way.
नाइस है कन्फिडेन्स पेका
LGD also seeing that
Thank you.
happen from a distance.
यहीबाट
so
सिकेको
maybe
हो
looking to get involved. Or even just scare Aurora away, which Aurora will just continue on their merry
मलाई
way
हिजो यति मोटिभेट
to the
हानिसक्यो
western side near Garden, which is the compound east of Rozhok.
अनसवाइटी को कपाल तालु हान्ने सपना बुनिसके मैले
So we talked about
त्यो तिमी नै हो क्या त्यो आइजिएल बुझेनौ अनसाइटुलाई तालु बनाउनेमा ग्लोबल मुजी जिताउने आइजिएल
they need to get some semblance of points on these games if they want to have a chance. But 32 points.
ओभर जोसमा लाग गर्दै थियो अनसवाइटी त आम्मामा आज के जोसमा
छुटे जोस छ आजकल खोइ के भयो
कपाल ठाडो बनाएर आएर
It's not done
बित्तिकै
yet,
स्ट्रिममा
right? But it's just if they remain in that position until Miramar, then that's really when I feel like a lot of us Hodricks are going to start.
पेका जाम न रुममा आइडी पास आइसक्यो रे पेका नजाऊ
Unless we have 6 full games tomorrow, which at this point we have no idea if that will be the case.
अहिले खेलेकै छैन यार मौसम भाइ मैले
I mean, we could literally be 2
त्यो गेम
games
त
and done tomorrow.
सबको गोटीको कलर एउटै भयो क्या
Honestly,
त्यो क्लब हाले खेलेको नि
I'd love to see just 2 games and then
खतरा छ क्या हो आइडी
छैन मेरो आइडी त सुब्बाले लिदियो नि
yeah, I haven't really
अनि त्यो
seen
दाइको आइडी
a
थियो त्यसमा रातो
smash
आएको थियो त्यही
finish
खेलेको
when it comes to like an international global final.
जिगललाई रिप्लेस गरिदियो पेका राख्नु पर्छ अरे अब कहाँ जिगल पेकाले त हाम्रो स्लिपी स्काई नोफियरलाई रिप्लेस गर्ने छ नि घन्टावर त पेकाको
You guys pick one team. Whoever win gets $100.
हो म पनि लाइभ सुरु
Thank you, Noyalis.
भनेपछि पेका र मेरो त यतै होला है पेका एउटा टिमले गर्दा तिमी सेन्टरमा भएको टिम
जो नै देखा छैन रन्डाले म्याप फिट छैन
एकछिन ल यो जोन देखाइछि भनम ल
जिन्दगीको फर्स्ट टाइम $100 देख्न पाइने भयो यार
मनी लाइभ सुरु गर्दै गरे मिया हो $5 थाप्न मात्र
एउटै त हो नि यार पेका हामी दुईटैकोमा ल
माने मैले गर्दिन एउटै हो
ल ल ल क्यानभामा आउ न जोन ल लिम ल रुल सर लिम ल फर्स्ट
म त त्यानबै
पेका लिउ
The last game, the zone
Pekka.
was all over the place. This game, it's like, okay, guys.
ओइ पेका
Right? It was all about
ल पेका त बोल्दैन त
good old try.
ल आउँदा छैन
$100 को सवाल छ लुइ
एकछिन न जोन बनोस् न
बनिसक्यो त
Everybody gonna have to start.
मेरोमा एकछिन है
ए रनमती पक
कतापट्टि देखेको छैन फेरि अलिकति रिवाइज
पक 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 पक
Podcast is
म
over.
हेरिहाल्छु
ल ल ल
यो यो डिके
डिके म फ्युरिया
ल है तीन दिन
हजुरहरूलाई सुपर च्याट हाल्नु गाह्रो भयो भने मेरो ई सेवा 98 10 12 36 12 है
ल हाम्रो लक भइसक्यो ल नोयालिज ब्रदर
ल पेका गेम हान्न जाऊ न
ल म हेर्दै गर्छु म
If he can create a bit of a man advantage for himself, that would be huge, but the nade misses the window. And he's, oh no, he's actually trying to throw it downstairs. Sorry, didn't see it. What he was trying to do, but no, he's trying to play a little bit of a defensive setup. KRX slowed down.
युनबिन भन्ने नाम चाहिँ कमन हो जस्तो छ यार
South Korea.
भ्यालोरेन्टमा पनि छ युनबिन भन्ने युनबिन
That's right. South Korea on South Korea once again.
अनि भ्यालो मोबाइल आइसि खेल्ने हैन रुल सर
Oh, beautiful nade.
ल हेरौँ न अब के हुन्छ
खेला छ कि छैन अहिलेसम्म
छैन नि मैले त केही त पहिला एकचोटि डाउनलोड गर्दै त्यसपछि त बुझ्दै बुझिन अनि नगरेको
मजा आउँछ नि बुझेपछि त
त्यतिखेर अब यतै पब्जीमा फोकस गर्नु पर्छ भनेर अनि उडाइदिए गर्ने
यो वर्ष रिलिज हुन्छ कि
And in this circle in particular, it's a really good setup.
अहिले कस्तो छ लोकलमा ऑडियन्सहरु छ टन्नै आउँछन् हेर्न पहिला जस्तो छैन होला है
अहिले त झन् अब आउनु पर्ने हो नि आजदेखि
हैन
टिम छ नि त
नाइ त्यो त हो कि पहिला पहिला हामी नेपाली भेट्दा नि आउँथ्यो नि
नि अहिले गर्ज ग्याङमा बिचरा अनि कहाँ 100 200 त आउँथ्यो
हो र डीआरएस हो र खेल्दा नि त्यति आउँछ
300 400 आउँछ त्यस्तो धेरै छैन के पहिला जस्तो मैले त्यस्तो त हेरेको थिएँ तर मैले कहिलेकाहीँ हेर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यति देख्थेँ के मैले अनि आज चाहिँ आएको थियो बिच
आजदेखि ओजी आयो खेल्न
आजदेखि ओजी खेलेछ नि त
कति थियो ओजी आएपछि
ओजी आइ चाहिँ त्यस्तै 2025 पुगेको थियो
ओइ हो र ओ माफिया निन्जा ईडब्ल्यूसी स्क्रिम भनेर आउँछ जस्तो छ यार यस्तो पाराले त 200 के पुराउनु पर्ने थियो जोन त अनि फ्युरियाला आउँछ होला त ए हामी दुई जनै गाडी यार
ल त्यहाँबाट आम्मामा
तर हामी त त्यसरी खेल्न मिल्छ
डिके छ त
डिके छ तर सबको आउँछ होला नि डिकेलाई त गडेल ओजी आउँदै 2000 छ गडेल आएपछि कति हो झन् गडेल र 16 को भयो त ओजीको सट्टो
बब्बर हुन्छ नि
आजदेखि गड्स ग्याङलाई रमाइलो भयो नि त
के रमाइलो बिचारी यत्रो गरेको छ ला त्यानबा ए हाने त त्यानबाले ला
ला फिनिश भयो तर नि गड्स ग्याङले त नि टाइममा पैसा दिदैन भनेर एलिगेसन छ त
खै अब त्यो त्यस्तो कुरा नर्मल
जोनाथन आएको भयो 100k रे 100k त हुन्न थियो होला 10-20,000 फेरि 100k भन्छ नि यार
super unfortunate.
100k त इन्डियन स्क्रिन्समै आउँदैन होला टुर्नामेन्टहरुमा मात्र आउने होला मेन टुर्नामेन्टमा
त जोनाथन किले त आउँछ होला
some players to try to maybe catch up to him on the MVP
हल्का
ranking.
ग्रेड गर्दियो भने आउँछ नि
तर जोनाथन त अति रेलेभेन्ट है यत्रो वर्ष भइसक्यो 7-8 वर्ष अझै पनि सेम छ यार
Top's got his mini, you know he's ready to use it.
Especially in that position in the field. You see the head popping over the ridge for LGD.
500k त्यो त अफिसियल टुर्नामेन्टमा हो नि त जोनाथन नर्मल स्क्रिम्सहरु खेल्दैन र केटा हो त्यसमा कति आउँछ
And playing with these roofs, which now are playable because you can actually get your players up there with the assist feature. Put them up there with your arms, lift them a little bit, and that's an extra elevation. That is a great position to have for Aurora. As Al-Ula, though, finally going to be leading the Poliana. But all the positions are taken
Here they go. Claws getting knocked out the vehicle there.
And
Now Yasser's trying to be able to help out his squad. And what happened? Where's it?
S2G त
Where'd they go?
डिगेले हान्छ जस्तो छ
Eliminated just
ठीक हुन्छ
like
कि
that.
पेका त खुसी हुन्छ त यार
Party from D+, that nade looks good. Oh, just short. That vehicle, blown up vehicle, really helping them out here. Al-Ula going to try to get this res off and get the heck out of Dodge, but it's going to be tough. They're stuck here. They are completely surrounded.
Yeah, just to answer your question, S2G went to heaven, but not the Iran.
अरोरा खोइ केटा हो हिजो फर्स्ट गेममा धेरै पोइन्ट लिएर आथ्यो त्यसपछि एउटा गेम 4 किल चिकन खायो
Yeah, it really was just it was
त्यसपछि त अरु गेम त छैन नि पोइन्ट
know the exact pinpoint locations of all the members of S2G, but they just able to swarm it and they only have ready trees, so if you go and pick up enough speed you can get behind the tree in time.
पहिलो पैसा यार आजको थ्यांक यू यार प्राडी थ्यांक यू है प्राडी जोड्स अति यार प्राडी यो उलाले नि मेना च्याम्पियन है यिनीहरु त्यो निगमा ग्यालेक्सी त म त बिल्ला लाग्छ हो रु आजकल
निगमा ग्यालेक्सी
राउ
निगमा ग्यालेक्सी त अब खै
सक्यो जस्तो लाग्छ उनीहरुको
जस तर ग्लोबल चाहिँ छिरा हुन्छ
त्यो त नि रिजन हेर्नु न अति छ है हाम्रो स्पिड चाहिँ इन्डियाको जोन एकचोटी त यता आइछ नि यार काको छ यार ला त्यानबाले इएले हान्छ अनि इएला हामीले हान्छ
Top getting the opening knock. Ooh, another one with a Molotov LGD. You're in big trouble. Here comes Reefus. Up close and
WBC ले टीटीलाई पुश हान्दैछ
I love that. He got up close and personal, but he's going to
इएले त आउँछ होला
to help him out.
यता आइछ त्यो रिच खेल्न मिल्यो नि त
Reefus with the shotgun.
यिनीलाई क्लियर गरिदियो ओए
And Aurora started to make things happen, but E-Arena with the perfect third party right behind them.
This is what was scaring me. Like, sure, the fight was
यो अरोरा जहिले सेकेन्ड डेमा चाहिँ गाह्रै पर्छ
that nade followed it by Molotov. Aurora played it amazingly well, but unfortunately, E-Arena
क्रसलाई बर्थडे विश गरेको रिप्लाई नै आएको छैन अरे ठिकै छ त यार
Close your eyes for the next maybe 10-15 seconds because things are looking bad for the Mongolian team. Though they do
जिम जाऊ क्या जिम
little bit of a reset. Top back up on his 2 feet, looking to heal up, and he does get the first aid.
रिकभर गरे यार उनीहरुले
He did save the day in that engagement. Seems like the answer to that will be resounding yes.
रियाले चाहिँ उल्टो त्यानबाला पिन्नु
The circle doesn't take
अनि इएले फाइदा उठाउँछ होला
It's going to keep on pushing Aurora and E-Arena forward. And the options are, or you send it onto Alamo, or you send it into the Yasnaya Poliana field dips, which would be Bigatron's position. You got to make that decision though, because you don't have a lot of time to work with.
गाह्रै छ त
Here goes Yol, gonna try to find a way into
अब
this
दौडिने हो
with a blown up vehicle.
कस्तो ठाउँ खेल्छ
Trying to find a
गाडी भएन
they can get a hay bale, anything. Bigatron gonna be applying that pressure to them. That's Reefus eliminated from Aurora.
गाडी भावे ट्याप्पै छिराउँथ्यो होला एउटा
game here. They are in 10th place. They have a decent position in the zone.
Furia त यता पो आयो त यार
Aurora. Meanwhile, Tianba are
यिनीहरूलाई
all the
च्याप्यो
way on
भने
the
नि
eastern
त्यही त हो
side. They're down 1. Not a lot of points on that.
नकान्यो
This could be a big opportunity for those mid-pack teams. Once again here, Silence gets a nice knock on a Schweppes.
Oh, there you go. It's going to be Furia giving
Arena
a dose of their own medicine. A nice third-party pincer plate. They're just surrounded. 2 squads all around them. They're fully stacked up.
Furia नि राम्रो खेल्दा रहेछ के
Will be on his knees.
धेरै गेम कन्सिस्टेन्ट खेल्दा रहेछ
Very
न
similar fate.
4-5 पोइन्ट
त्यो पुसहरू पनि ओभर राम्रो हान्छ यिनीहरूले त्यो मिल्टाको पुस हेर्नु न कस्तो मिलाएर हान्छ
कहाँबाट आयो
This game somewhat in the eyes of the arena. But up north, it is getting a little bit hectic in the fields. Down south, though,
एकाले जित्छ जस्तो छ है
are we going to still have
कम्पाउन्डमै जोन जान जस्तो छ
so far they've been having an absolute field day getting so
सबको
many
मेनले
points.
छ
46 points total this
ओजी हो रको बुटकामा हो ब्रो रे यार ब्रो माथि खाना खाँदैछ
is available and open for them to take down.
आतंकीलाई भनेको हैन म चिया पकाउँछु म मिठो बनाउँछु भन्दैछ हो ब्रो कस्तो कुरा गरेको यार केटा हो कसरी हुन्छ हो रको बुटकामा
This is a very difficult spot to hold. It is just this one
and
they are in big trouble with those broken vehicles.
Jolly.
Oh, nice Molotov there on the Eagle.
Nice,
That's
Nere.
the catch at the utility. Really starting to put in some work. But Norpeco going down. Genbox getting knocked to the blue zone.
दाइ तर कोल्याब हुन्छ होला नि कस्तो कोल्याब उनीहरु यहाँ कन्टेन्ट बनाउन आका हुन्
Great job of turning things around on this team as Viren jumps out of the vehicle and is able to do nothing here.
हैन यो आरक्यू बिल्ला छ नि
Shut down RRQ.
राम्रो छैन नि
It was
आरक्यू
actually not a bad push with the monster truck because monster truck can
यसलाई पार राम्रो थियो पहिला
get an angle onto you.
सब बिटिआरले निकाल्दिएको खेलाडीहरु
अहिले त्यस्तो गेमै छैन यिनीहरु
So it didn't work out, but still nice try.
BTR पो अब बल हुने भयो त है
बिटिआर को त सबै राम्रो रहेछ हौ खेलाडी
Everyone else in this lobby hot tricks, they gave themselves those extra boys that 3.
त्यो अहिले नयाँ आएको छ जेटाकीको भने त्यो पनि राम्रो छ
त्यो भोइनको हो नि पहिला पुरानै हो नि त्यो लास्ट
ओहो हामीले त डाँडा पक्ड्यौं भने त हिरो हुन्छौं त राइटमा बिटिआर सँग चाहिँ पर्नु पर्यो हैन त
बिटिआर र एउटा फाइट जित्नु पर्यो
मोर्मनलाई हेरौँ सकिन्न होला यार बिटिआरलाई कसलाई छ फाइदा बिटिआरलाई
बिटिआरलाई फाइदा बिटिआरलाई भन्दा यता छ नि फाइदा त बिटिआर त हल्का डिसएडभान्टेज नै हुन्छ
Ziol's going to go down to the play zone. I believe that is going to be Aurora out of the game. Big opportunity for a team like Furia.
Nice, finish.
Win this one. Ayala now putting down some shots. They have the north side to themselves, but Furia, Ayala, you got to be careful here. You can't afford to go down.
परे झन्डै हाम्रो परेको है
Now, wow, gets pecked one
सरी
more
यार
time.
हाततिर लाग्यो क्या हो त्यो त लो नै थियो यार
Igor's got the P90 right now, and he's almost got the entire.
बिटिआर गरे यहाँ पर्यो यहाँ हामीले यिनीहरु दुईटैलाई क्लियर गर्न सक्यो भने चाहिँ हो है यो $100 कसै न कसैले चाहिँ भित्राउँछ जस्तो छ
हुनुहुन्छ नि च्याटमा हाम्रो
खै अरोरा केटा हो अब हामीसँग खेल्थ्यो पहिला प्र्याक्टिस गर्थ्यो अहिले के भयो अल्टिमेट ग्राइन्ड गर्छन् आजकल अरोरा मिठो नेड हाने यार नाइस आएन यता पो आइदियो त यार आइलालेको नेड गयो ला आइलाले त 4 जनाले 4 साइडबाट सेको
And now Furia are getting punished here by a Bigatron. The rest of the team not able to help them out. They did not expect that backstab as they were focused on and now
last one BTR.
It's all up to Chief.
And
by himself or Silence as well in this play here.
हान्यो
कसको
थर्ड पार्टी त आउँदैन नि त्यो हेर न आएन एक जना मात्र आयो ला के हो हाम्रो त 3 जनै छ त टप 5 मा
टेनले गएन यार
बवाल फाइट भयो है
मेनलेस भइगयो नि मेनलेस यतिकै हो के त्यहाँ त
That's amazing, dismantling the entirety of Tiamba.
Down
to 1. Can he survive? Can Aiken bring it back from the brink of death? As Al-Ula, though, not going for the push, really just holding that ridge for the time being.
Yeah, they know
Yeah,
now.
please
Actually,
don't
they
go,
know
please don't go.
Tianba has not gotten the thirst yet, but they should have been fighting him
Mote-
earlier.
Motele-
So
Motele
there's a
अति
good
टिमले
idea
हो
who this is.
है
Ula. This is
हत्ता
what
हत्ता
gets
केस
so
गरेर
difficult,
गइदियो
right? You don't want
भनेपछि
to
त
leave the
गड्स
zone,
ग्याङको
even
वाच
though it's
पार्टी गऱ्यो भने
Tianba.
हाम्रो नि भ्युज आउँछ
You know the play zone's coming. I think you're just gonna try to let them go here.
अहिले त
Tianba might
दिँदैन
get a
होला
little bit of a
नि
reset. Meanwhile, Influence
गर्न
Rage starting to throw out some smokes here. They are gonna get the reset. They have just enough time to do so. Unreal.
This would have been a good time for Ula to take a bit of a risk on Tiamba because
हजुर
behind them, Irina eliminated, not from Red Force eliminated,
हजुर
Aura eliminated.
क्यानमा नि मर्ने भयो त अब त
ए ल ल
But they
एकैछिन
just
ल
couldn't make it to the ridge line to get nade range, and as we say that, they are going to be nade range apparently of Pedrino and Influence Rage down to just about 5 HP.
सक्यो ल हाम्रो तीनटा टिम टप 4 मा है
So Tiamba were almost fully taken out of the game, but they back up as a 3-man and getting more points.
गाडी छैन
Okay, Tiamba, they mean business here on match 3.
Milu said, "You hurt me." Got the revenge knock and thirst. That is how you do it. But yeah, Tianba 6 points. These guys are looking
What?
insane
Tianba.
here. Yudia needs to find a way to take him out here. Get a nice little pepper there. Gets another win. The mini coming out.
आइएनएफले चिकन हान्दियो भने चिल्लो हुन्छ यार बेकारमा
Actually, I don't believe Ayala got any of those. I'm checking out the elimination feed. No, it was Silence and he got, and also a little bit of help of D+. It looks like he got the damage with the mini. It was timed beautifully on the screen.
त्यहाँबाट
But
सक्यो
I guess he just got a lot of damage on those.
जोन
As
गयो
now, it's going to be Furia, D+ Kia, and Influence Rage. Two Brazilian
अब के
teams,
हुन्छ
one
यार
South Korean squad. And keep in mind,
Furial
Kigo
हान्नै पर्छ
gets
होला
that
compound.
CQC range, Hot Jukes. He's got that P90.
सिधै त्यो डिप च्याम्न जान
ready
लाग्यो
to use it to blast
हार्ड यता
every
आउनु नि
team right
जोन
into oblivion.
हार्ड यता
Well, every single one of these teams.
कहाँ हुनुहुन्छ
has
त
a
हाम्रो
chicken
ब्रदर
dinner
हुनुहुन्छ
right
कि
here.
नै
Yudia needed to
INF
try
ले
to catch
टिकेलाई
up to
पेल्नु
Tianba,
परोस्
but
नि
Influence Rage need to do it just to
No
try to
LZ,
get to the
brother.
top of leaderboards, and D+,
अब तपाईँको
they
जाने
need it
भयो
the most as they are in 12th place right now.
If they get that chicken dinner, you know what? Oh, look at the nades, man. The nades, Molotov, smoke.
मेरो
Every single
फुरिया
piece of
फुरिया
utility under the sun is in their right hand, ready to pull the pin. The moment they hear
कतिवटा नेट छ हामीसँग 12 वटा नेट छ आइएनएफसँग 20 वटा
somehow survive the encounter. But as you can see here, they only have 5 grenades, and you're looking at the side of Furia, 12 grenades, 20 grenades for Influence Rage.
What?
Okay, now that utility, if they get in nade range of D+, it's going to become an absolute fiesta of a red zone.
It's going to be a straight bomb.
INF ले लग्यो रे त्यस्तो लाग्छ तिमीहरुलाई
Goodness gracious.
Drop the
But I
nuke.
don't even think they're going to get there. That's the problem, you know.
ल हामीलाई त 10 मिटर जोन जानु रहेछ नि त
That range is going to be so tough here. What do you
ला
get the advantage to
हामीले
here in
टिकेलाई
these
पेल्नै
positions?
पर्यो
The team that fights last, realistically.
कि INF लाई पेल्ने हो
engage first. I feel
INF लाई
like
पेल्दिन ला।
Rage win it back.
ए
Furia
पेकालाई
is
जिताइदिएको
going
हामीले
They're not got the D+'s compound.
ओइ
No way.
पेकालाई
Furia
जिताइदियो नि त हामीले
trying to take out Influence
ल
Rage.
कसरी मरेन यो
Hey, little boy almost gets
Oi.
ran over. Does it though? Igor with a P90 for
Oi.
his work. Federal shuts that down onto silence. But it's up to Chief.
D+.
Well, are they going to leave
Need
their
to
ओइ
building?
अति
They
हान्दियो
need
त
to get
यार
party D+. Come on, it's your time. There's 2 players not an Influence Rage. Need to send it. If you
Pekka.
want to win, and they do exactly that. Look
पेकाको नि आएन पैसा
Fine Chief.
1v2
Oh, that is definitely the way to make it work.
Wait.
1v1 ए होइन रे 1v1
Wait,
1v1
one
1v1
Down to Federal, the utility.
हाने यार फेडरलले
And yet he still survived. How is it working out for Federal? D plus Kia.
होइन होइन पेकाले हाने पेकाले हाने पेकाले हाने
But
वाट
they still lock it down.
Nice
It's
try,
D plus
यार
Kia Korean
आइएनएफ
chicken dinner.
ब्रदर यार पेका भाइले खाए यार
Boy, what a
हुनुहुन्छ कि नै तपाईँ
crazy
पेकाले अहिले
one.
यी सेवा दिन्छ
Furia just saying, nah, we want this action. Let's make
हट
something special happen.
पेकाले यार
Do the crazy long rotate and D+ doing exactly what they need to do, right? Leave that building, get into that third party,
के भन्छ
secure
त्यसलाई?
Hello?
every elimination
पेका
you
Hello?
possibly can, and
ल भनेपछि पेका त
that
ठ्याक्कै
Live
आयो
गरेँ
त यार
the leaderboards right there. And
Y'i
मान्छे
सेवामा
पहिला
लाग्यो।
लगेर आउँछ कि नै
I was starting to get a little bit critical. Well, not critical, but a little
हुनुहुन्छ
bit
कि नै यार
scared of the D+.
पेका अलमोस्ट हानेको अलमोस्ट
You're being given
Two
an
versus
amazing chance to go
गेममा
for the win.
मरेको
It
छैन
almost
क्या?
slipped right through their fingers, right?
मर्यो नि
Down to
भर्खर
just so-
बाँकी
नम्बर 1 आइजिएल फर अ रिजन रे यार पेका अति यार हट
God's plan, God's plan. देखा मैले भनेको यो वर्ष पोजिटिभ हो क्या म भन्दैछु
I
त।
actually, I want to know what
We-
you think about that play from
Side
Fury,
alert,
sending
side
it right
alert.
up to Influence Rage. I think it was
मैले गर्दा जित्यो नि पेका यार मेरो टिमले सिधै अर्कोलाई पेल्दियो अनि
थ्याङ्क यू $50 हाल्दा हुन्छ
ए होइन
हाफ हाफ
ए कता यता ल ल
थेट त्यत्रो घर बनाएर पनि यार
त्यही भनेको यार।
आइया
चितवनमा घर जग्गा लिएर पनि यार अब यार गरिबको यार यहाँनिर कोठा भाडा तिरेर बस्नेलाई पैसा माग्ने लाज लाग्दैन
पेका राम्रो राम्रो उयो है यसको राम्रो मात्र है
यार ब्रदर
ओइ
ब्रदर च्याटमा आउन न त
उगाडी हो पर
खै त नि अनि
खै त नि आउनु पर्यो नि त अनि बोलाउँदै छु हेर यहाँ कोही छैन
के खयो पेका
ब्रदर
आएन
कहाँ जानुभयो हाम्रो
स्क्याम हो क्या पेका स्क्याम हो
नोएल जी मलाई त सुपर च्याट हालेरै भन्नु भयो भन्न त
ए हो र
हो त्यसो भए चाहिँ हैन स्क्याम हैन
पेका लाइभ गर्नु ला हो र
लाइभ गर्ने
लाइभ हैन ई सेवामा आधा माग न
अहिले आइछि म भन्दिन्छु
एउटै कुरा हो लाइभमा फुल हाल्नु र ई सेवामा आधा हाल्नु जस्तै लाइभमा हाल्यो भने आधी नै काट्छ बढी नै काट्छ पेका
है
ई सेवामा आधा मात्र मगाउँदा हुन्छ
मेरो ब्याङ्कको नि क्युआर छ है
त्यही पठाइदिएको भयो माग्नुम के हो यसको क्वालिटी थ्याट
फेरि लास्टमा त मेरो इन्ट्री नै छैन भनेर भन्यो भने चाहिँ नि त कसले जित्यो यो
हैन तिम्रो छ यसो छैन हौ पेका कसको हाइलाइट हेर्नु हामी
टिचुके रुल्स ओजीको
त छैन हालेको मैले जे पाइदिए
रुल्स ब्रोको त हेरेको अन्ति लास्ट होला त पेका हाल न हौ तिम्रो मन्टा अनि भोलि हेर्नुपर्छ
ओजी कुन निमले खेल्दैछ कङ भन्ने
गरिबी लाको बेलामा रात आयो भने त यार ढुङ्गा खोज्दा देउता पाए जस्तो
मजा आयो पेकाले नि हेर्यो नि त हिजो
के चाहिँ
अर्जेन्टिना भर्सेस क्यापो बर्डे
इन्टेन्स भयो नि है
इन्टेन्स
ताकै चुमुक भएको थियो
पेकाहरु जित्यो भएर आएन यार पेका भाइ
के हेर्नलाई केही पनि भेटेन यार पेका
गेम सेम खेल्दा भयो त
के गेम खेल्न मिल्छ हौ हामीले
त्यही युट्युबकै गेम तर त्यो नि सकिसक्यो होला त
रोटी जोत खेल्दैछ त टुनाइट खेल सब के गर्दै यार
थैट रियल एनसीमा हेर्ने हो नि उनीहरूको गेम हामी लोकलमा कस्तो राम्रो खेल्छौँ अफिसियलमा कस्तो हुन्छ गेम टिटीकोलाई त्यसरी जज गर्न मिल्दैन
नम्बर 1 चाहिँ फोरिया भयो है पोइन्ट अनुसार चाहिँ 17 पोइन्ट छ है खतरा खेलेको फ्युरियाले जोन नपरे पनि यार
है के गर्दा उब्बर हान्दै
बीटीआर सँगको फाइट मिठो निकालेको थियो
अन्तिमसम्म जोन पराइरहेछ नि त डीकेलाई
अन्तिम पनि राम्रो गरेको थियो यार आइएनएफलाई पुसाइँदै थियो घरलाई नहानेर झन्डै हगेको नि डीकेले भाइ के अरे पेका 2 जना थियो 4 भर्सेस 2 1v1 बनाइदियो
र यिनीहरूले त ओभर हाने रहेछ त नि फ्युरियाले त यिनीहरूले त जित्छु जस्तो गरे त हो अस्ति पनि जियो पनि जित्छु जस्तो गरेको थियो
ट्यानबा कन्सिस्टेन्ट छ फेरि
म एकैछिन ल आयो ल
हरेक गेम पोइन्ट तान्छ ट्यानबाले जियो हान्दिम रे जियो हान्न भ्याउँदैन होला अहिले हुन्छ तर अहिले फेरि बिचमै निस्किनु पर्यो भने भ्याउ हुन्छ मेरो जियो गेसरको सकिन लागेन र भनेको सब्सक्रिप्सन
कति मेरो $100 यार
स्क्याम हो क्या इन्टरनेटमा भएको सबै कुरा पत्याएर हुन्छ
एक पलको खुसी मात्रै भएछ यार ओइ उ नोएल दिले 16,000 हाल्दै छ ओइ मैले त 16,000 पाए त नि
ओइ हो र
ओ यता च्याटमा 16,000 हाल्दै छ गर्स प्लान सुपर च्याट फक अफ 16000 घ्याप्पै ल अहिले गरिबी लागेको बेलामा यार कसम भने आज मेरो दिन थ कि क्या हो यार
पेका मोटे त यार धनी भयो त यार आज राति काम लाग्छ पेका
म त्यस्तै लाग्यो म त्यही भन्नु आँटेको थिएँ
हो आऊ एकटा चाटो LMR4B
म त क्युआर पठाइदिइहाल्छु सुबिन कुमार प्रजापतिलाई अब
ल्यान्डमा कमाएको भन्दा धेरै कमाए त यार पेका एकैछिनमा
है 1 महिनाको स्यालेरी आयो यार
केटा चाँडो जोइन गर है उता गेम सुरु हुन्छ है चाँडो
कता
केटाहरु
ब्याङ्क
यो
पनि
खेल्ने
चल्दैन त यार यति बेला
केटाहरु खेल्ने
397
रे
रुपियाँ रहेछ यार
ब्याङ्कमा धेरै रहेछ यार मेरो त 200 पनि छैन यार
ब्यालेन्स हान्ने पैसा रहेछ
केटाहरु आज यति मात्र रहेछ नि यार आज धेरै मान्छे छैनन् यार मेरो आजको हाउ केटा हो सुरु गरिदे है त पेका यो कहाँ हो
हाम्रो
पेका यो कहाँ हो
म हेर्दैछु
चाँडो
यो त उ युएस साइड हो
कता
मेक्सिको साइड त्यस्तै यतै होला
अति यार पेका वाउ 0 point
जियोग्राफी छैन
यो कहाँ हो पेका
यो यो चाहिँ यो युरोप
युरोप कता युरोप हेर न कत्रो छ
ग्रीस साइड
आयो पेका भाइले
वाह यार पेका
त्यहाँ आइसक्यो 16000
कहाँ
हालम न हो यता मैले क्युआर पठाइदिइसक्यो
कहाँ आयो हौ
ल नेपाल सुपर च्याटमा छ हौ
ए नेपाल सुपर च्याटमा मलाई यता पो हाल्दियो टाइट अब काटेर आउँछ यार यो कहिले आउँछ अब 15 दिनपछि आउँछ भाइ
हैन हाल्दिराखम न त
जितेको पैसा अनि एकैचोटि आउँछ
आइहाल्छ
कुन टुर्नामेन्टमा आउँछ भन त युट्युबमा आयो नि 1 महिना लाग्छ
लास्ट रहेछ यार त्यत्रो पैसा बोकेर पनि नहाल्दिने रे यार ए हेर है गाइस भ्युअरहरु हेर है
अहिले हाल्नु लाग्यो भाइ मोबाइल उता
यार त्यो स्योर अस्ट्रेलिया लेख्ने यो रोचक
100 रुपैयाँ छ हो ब्याङ्कमा
काटेर आउँछ मेरो पनि हैन कति
ओइ रोचक
10-15% होला
स्योर अस्ट्रेलिया
हाल्दिनु के कति आउँछ त्यो छले हाल्दिनु
नै हाल्दिनु पर्छ
मलाई घाटा हुन्छ यार बिचमा
रोचक कहाँ हो
उस आउँछ हो 10% हो कि 15% मात्रै काट्ने हो क्या धेरै काट्ने हैन
15% काट्छ अरे कति काट्छ त्यही त अरे 15% काटे कति हुन्छ
हाल्दै
त्यही हाल्दिउँ ल म अहिले हाल्दै ल फोनै उता छ
झुट त बोले हैन नि
फोन त्यहाँ अर्डर गर्दैछ के बर्गर केटाहरुले कसम भनेको जब लाइभमा हेर म क्यामेरै देखाइछु
10 हाल्दिनु न इदिरे ओए चुपै को यो संगम
ए 10 हाल्दिने
14000
ए 14000 छ
14000 जति हुने रहेछ कति हो
गर न तिमी अनि के छ हाम्रो अर्को मिसन छ त्यति जोत्न जित्दे यार के छ नोयल
के यार मैले यार यत्रो लाइभ गर्दाखेरि कमाथिन यार त्यति
त्यही भनेको यार ओइ तर यो त यो त अनि के रे
कोठा भाडा तिर्ने पैसा आयो हौ।
कोठा भाडा तिर्ने रे
यो कतार हो कि दुबई हो कि
यो
साउदी?
त साउदी कतार हो।
त्यही त कता हो?
साउदी हो साउदी हो।
साउदी।
तर पेका भाइ यो होइन यो सुपर च्याट त अनि फिर्ता काट्दियो भन्दा नि मलाई घाटा भएर
काट्दिँदैन हौ थ्याट त्यस्तो साह्रो गछान छैन होला हौ।
के काट्दिँदैन?
उस
किन?
क्या त्यो क्यान्सल
चार्जर
गर्न मिल्छ
यही
त्यो
छ
ट्रान्ज्याक्सन
ए हो र?
क्यान्सल गरिदियो भने
छैन मिल्छ नि त्यो कार्डवाला त
कति दिन पछिसम्म मात्रै हो। आउँछ हौ तर थैट काइस क्या
आएन
भन्छ।
अन्त फिर्ता माग्ने हो म त माग्न पाइ कि
नोइलोजीले
नपाए
त्यस्तो गर्दैन।
माग्न पाइ कि
अब
नपाए
त्यो त यत्तिकै पनि भन्न पाइहाल्यो नि के अरे
ओए
काट्दिँदैछ
पिओभी
भनेर।
दिइहाल्छु नि ओए त्यस्तो गर्छु म तिमीलाई
एआई को जमानामा फेक पिओभी बनायो भने
बोल्ने?
अबे
ला
लास्ट यार यो अब त हाल्दिन आइटीमा त
युके हो कि भनेर
हाल्दिन
नजिक गएको क्या युकेको म।
अब त
थाहा छैन नि।
हाल्दिने आइटीमा त हाल्दियो अब त
नजिकै छु म।
होइन होइन
चार्जर
हालिदिनु
गायब
पर्छ
भयो
हौ सही रुपियाँ छ।
गायब त भएको छैन होला हौ यति राख्यो होला नि कतै पर्यो होला नि
खै त थ्याङ्क यू पनि छैन। थ्याङ्क यू नोएलोजीजी।
कहाँ भने जाऊ थ्याङ्क यू छैन भन्दै
अनि अस्ति माथि हालेपछि थ्याङ्क यू नै भनेन त नि।
हे?
अनि भन्नु पर्दैन तिमीले
कहाँ हो
थ्याङ्क
पानी
यू
यो?
नोएलजी हजुर
केटा हो?
हुनुहुन्छ भने धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद। ट्रान्ज्याक्सन चाहिँ क्यान्सल नगरिदिनुहोस् ल।
Will the please react on Miramar glitch landing of MafiaNinja please के भने
थाहा भएन यार यसले के भनेको त्यो मलाई नि हिजो भनेको भनेछ हो।
खै
ओइ ल डोमिनिकन रिपब्लिक रे फर्स्ट टाइम यो देश पुग्यो।
बाहर
पेलिग्रो।
किन तिमी किन
यो चाहिँ साउथ इस्ट एसिया हो कि केटा हो तर रोड हेर्दा यता होइन जस्तो छ। हेलमेट पनि लगाएको छैन यो काले काले छ साउथ इस्ट एसिया।
रिफन्ड हुँदैन हौ ढुक्क रे त्यही ढुक्क
मेक्सिकन हो
भनिसक्यो
कि?
त।
कसले भने हौ
त्यो नेपाली
कोलम्बिया?
सुपर च्याट वाला हो क्या त्यो निशाने
कसले
भनेको।
भन्यो कोलम्बिया?
हो र होइन त्यसै चाटेछ
ओ
बोगोटा।
नेपाली सुपर च्याट अन्त
मलाई चाटेछ
मलाई चाहिँ ब्रोले वाट्सएपमा ब्रो
अस्ति यार नजिकै
लिङ्क
रहेछ।
हाल्ने होइन
चिली हो
भनेर
जस्तो
मेसेज
छ।
गरेको
पेरु
थियो क्या।
रहेछ पेरु।
त्यसै चाटेछ क्या
अति गाह्रो पऱ्यो त यार।
13,600 हुन्छ अरे ल 13,600 हुन्छ
ओइ
ल
इन्डिया।
ल ल
केटा यो
हालिहाल
इन्डिया
यत्रो
होइन।
काट्छ नेपाल सुपर
कुन
च्याटले
कुन
यो
अँ
हेर त यिनीहरू कालेहरू।
इन्डिया नत्र पाकिस्तान होइन त्यो पाकिस्तान होला त्यसले त कुर्ती लाएको छ होइन र के हो
साइको कुरा नगर
नेपालवाला
ऊ
नै।
हेर त विदेशको त रिफन्ड हुन्छ दाइ फिक्स नभनौँ होइन हालिदिन्छु हाल्दा चाहिँ अब रिफन्ड भने मावालाई नि फेरि के छ र बेकार छ डेलिभरी एड्रेस तपाईँ यहीँको राख्नु न त्यो
पाकिस्तान
एक्ज्याक्ट लोकेसन
ओइ
हाल्नु
ल
ओ लाहोर भने होइन
न
त्यसले
लाउर
कुर्ती
रहेछ।
लाएको थियो क्या कुर्ती लाएको थियो क्या
ल
त्यो
यस्तो
कालोवालाले।
हग्दाखेरि पनि म त
रङ
6th भएछु यार। ल सुरु अब छोडिदिन्छु।
9869 302516
एका यार धनी भयो यार।
प्लिज
अँ
चिल गाइज रे नोएलजीले चिल भनिसक्नु भयो त।
विदेशको कार्डबाट आएको
थ्याङ्क
भने
यू
चाहिँ कति पर्सेन्ट काट्छ?
र यो त फेक
15%।
आइडी आफैले बनाएर आए एका भाइले
ल त्यस्तो टाइम छैन है मेरो प्लिज।
विदेशबाट आएको कार्डको
त्यही हो
15% काट्छ
त्यो
है
सुपर
कति
च्याट
पर्सेन्ट
हान्न
काट्छ
मान्छ
का?
क्या। थ्याङ्क यू नोएलजी हजुरलाई एकदम
थ्याङ्क यू
मिस
नोएलजी
युनिभर्स
ब्रदर
जस्तो केटी विवाह होस्
जिस्केका है
हजुरको।
अलरेडी बिहे भइसक्यो होला हो।
हजुर
होइन फेरि विवाह भयो भने
त्यहाँदेखि होइन
सकिरा जस्तो बुढी।
धन्न अझ नेपाल सुपर च्याट त्यति काट्दै रहेछ है युट्युबमा काट्यो भने त 50% काट्छ है
नेपाली
नष्टै
सुपर
हुन्छ
थ्याङ्क यू
च्याटमा
है थ्याङ्क यू।
कति छ भन्दा 550
गट्स प्यान्ट रहेछ
छ।
क्या ठ्याक्कै मरेको ठ्याक्कै हेरेको चिकन रे हो।
15% काट्दो रहेछ केटा।
13,600 आउने रहेछ त।
त्यही त युट्युबमा भन्दा यता फाइदा हो क्या
नेक्स्ट
चिकन
मिसन
एजी
के छ अरे?
12,750 रहेछ। ए होइन 16,000 पो आएको त पेका धनी भयो नि
16,000
मा।
13,600
त्यही भएर
यत्तिकै आएको थियो
कोठा भाडा तिर्ने पैसा आयो ग्याङ त्यस्तो नभन न यार
फर्स्ट टाइम जिते यार तिमीले जितेको होइन रहेछौ बनी वाइटीले 2 राउन्ड नखेलेर रहेछ रेगन लास्टकोमा इन्डिया हाने भने पोइन्ट त लिएर हाल्थ्यो नि
फोन भयो
कङ्ग्रेचुलेसन
फोन भयो भन्न न
थ्याङ्क यू
ल्याउ न मलाई इसिया पठाइराख न पेगा भाइ
मैले ब्याङ्कको क्युआर पठाइसके त
खै ल्याउ न फोन अर्डर लिएन
It's the first half of this day done, but not just of the day, of the whole grand finals. That is
Thank you, MafiaNinja. Thank you, Rulzoji, for this opportunity.
No worries, man. You deserve it. तिमीले यत्रो मान्छेहरूलाई PUBG मोबाइल खेल्न इन्स्पायर गरेको छौ.
Thank you. Means a lot. I'm grateful.
यो त least we can do हो यार तिम्रो लागि. डिजर्भ गर्ने भनेको तिमीले त हो पेका.
Thank you. Now I'm moving on. फेरि यस्तो च्यालेन्ज आयो भने च्याटमा पेकालाई बोलाऊ भनेर हानिहाल्ला है गाइज
गेम खेल्न जानला कति गेम छ हौ तिम्रो जल्दी छ आयो पैसा जित्यो भाग्दियो उता नि पैसा जित्न गयो
BTR in particular, right? They were in the middle pack of the rankings for a long period of time. This game was looking quite good, but then they get completely wrecked as they try and leave the Yasnaya field dip. This could have been, I would say, there was a chance. This could have been a BTR win, and it kind of was snatched away from them by the other squads around that moment.
Yeah.
केटा हो च्याटमा को छ कसले हान्छ नेक्स्ट चिकन लेखम त लेखम
We need it. They're in 11th place right now, 50 points. If they want to even make a chance for first place.
सबै बट वाचिङ हो के हो यार च्याटै हल्दिँदैन त यार मेरो केटा हो कोही छैनन् केटा हो तिमीहरू
They have double the points BTR has. So we need to see a big shift from quite a few of these teams if we want to keep
हाम्रो भएन के रातो ज्याकेट छैन के सुक्दै नीलो ट्विनिङ गर्नु पर्यो नि हामी दुई जना
But it's going to be tough right now because the Chinese squad at Tianba.
Bot हो रे त्यही त हेर न कति जनाले लेखेको छ मैले त्यो भन्दै पनि.
But here we go into Erangel for the last time today. And then we're going to be heading into Miramar right after this, Max.
Excited to see who's going to get some Miramar win.
यति हो ल केटा हो जसले पनि गेस गरेको छ जसको गेस मिलो त्यसले उता नेपाली सुपर च्याटमा 50 रुपैयाँ सुपर च्याट गर्ने गाह्रै छ यार बालेन्जोट्स यसपालि किनकि फ्रान्स खतरा देख्दैछ सबले अब हेरौँ न फ्रान्ससँगै पर्ने हो र अर्जेन्टिना फाइनल पुग्यो भने जे पनि हुन सक्छ तर चान्स चाहिँ छ
ल सेम मिसन
फ्रान्स पछिको फेभरेट चाहिँ त्यही हो ल हो र म मेरो टिम लिन्छु WBG
म कुनलिम दे यार कुनलिम केडा
rotate, get in zone, wait for the circles where you know as a fact there's just not enough space for all of these teams.
हैन म एक्चुअली म मेरो च्याटमा पोल गराउँछु जसले जित्यो त्यो लिन्छु है त
के भएर फेरि हो
उ हेर्न यो पेकाको मुजी
आइसक्यो त जोन हेरेर पाउँछ होला नि
अरोरा
एकछिनमा अहिले भन्छु म
अर्को को छ टिम माथिको टिम लिन्छु त्यान्बा माथिको फ्युरिया म यो चारवटामा एउटा लिन्छु म पोल गराउँछु जसले जित्यो त्यही लिन्छु का पेका तिमी एउटा टिम लिएर जाऊ न
हेरौँ न जोन पहिला जोन हेर्न पायो होला त
केटा एउटा टिम लिग त मेरो लागि लकी चाम हो तिमीहरू मैले जित्यो भने त्यो पैसा पाएको सब केटाहरूलाई बाँड्दिन्छु ल राम्रो ठाउँमा भोट हानौँ है राम्रो ठाउँमा राम्रो टिममा मेरो भोटिङ त अरोराले जित्छ जस्तो छ रुल सर 50% ले अरोरा लिइसक्यो अलरेडी
ल
अरोरै हो
And that extra gear you get from it
ल अरोराले काच्चै खाँदो रहेछ भोटिङ त
ए यो फर्स्ट जोनमै भनिहाल्नु पर्ने हो
भनिहाल्नु पर्ने ई सेवा नम्बर दिँदा रे केटाहरुको ई सेवा नम्बर लेख्दै गरे हुन्छ म आको पैसा बाँड्दिन्छु नि
जोन उता माथि हो के
500 जना छ अहिले हैन 500 जना भनेपछि 15000 आयो भने सबले 30 रुपैयाँ पाउँदो रहेछ केटा
प्लिज जोन हेरौँ न प्लिज मेरो
एनएसओ उसको हो के माथि पनि ए के रे एनएसओ सेभनी साइड हो के
माथिको जोन सिबनी साइड ठ्याक्कै अपोजिट मेरो मैले अरोरा लिएको छु
त 10 मै लिनु पर्ला यार के कसो मौसम भयो यार भन त
ठ्याक्कै अपोजिट पेका माथि
यो
Yeah, the loot truck has just changed the game entirely.
तर
And I
ये
love
पनि
it,
छ
right? Because it really
ये
makes
पनि
यसलाई चाँडो
BTR म
cities.
BTR
We're talking like Yasnaya,
BTR
Pachinki.
ल
Just
BTR,
now, that
Aurora,
much more
and Rule
valuable.
Sarkeo.
Before, I remember
म
Pachinki, you know, when placement points were worth 20
10 मै
points,
लिदिला
it was so valuable. But then after that,
केटा हो
and
यो
then
जसले पनि मेरोमा फोन नम्बर हालेको छ नि यिनीहरूको फोन नम्बर टिपेर के अरे त्यो पब्लिक टोयलेटतिर गएर लेखिदेऊ ल कल मी भनेर
loot trucks, it makes it really, really worth it. Even Severny has a loot truck now, which is fun to see.
Yeah, you actually took me back there when
मान्छेहरुको
the
यार
winner was 20 points.
अडियन्स उल्टो हाल्छन् मेरोले उल्टो माग्छ नि यार मबाट
Say yes,
कस्तोहरु
say you remember. I
छन्
wanna
यार
see how
मेरो
many people are
केटाहरु
still here from that era. There was, what was it, four years ago, maybe more.
7.
छिटो छिटो
Good
रोटेट
luck,
है
Gonza.
ढोक ढोक
Yep.
No,
7 years ago.
you're making me feel so old right now. Oh my
That's
goodness.
crazy.
But like now, if we still had that ruling, Chiamba would be at what, like 150, 160. So
Yeah,
I'm
they're
kind of happy
crazy.
we took it away, or otherwise, these top teams are so consistent. They would have like a
Please यार
30
Aurora
lead
यार
in literally like what 5 games.
हिजो दुई
It's
चिकन
so
खाओ
bad.
त यार
Man, I
आज
mean,
एक
it
चिकन त
really
खाम न
mixes
यार
things up. I love to see the fact that, you know, we've switched to a much more elimination heavy play style because I mean, back then people were just heal stratting. They were doing everything they could just to try and
के हो
survive.
चाइनिज टिम त लगातार छ नि त मुनि
ले सेकन्ड डब्ल्युजी अनि 16 थ्यांक यू 20 न्यू ब्रदर
But now we're obviously
for
all about
50
that
Nepal super
aggression.
chat.
You need to have not just the placement points, but you got to have the eliminations to back it up. And I think it's just so much more balanced now.
Oh, the heal strats on Sanok. You remember when
पेकाको
that was the
टिम
meta?
अति छ यार पेकाको टिमको रोटेसन सेन्टर
my
चेप
God.
नलाइसक्यो यार
Some people say the
30.
shotgun meta is
बिटिया
the
त
worst
यो भाइले
meta,
भनिसाथे त
but
के
I
हो
feel
यार
like that was the worst
स्याल छ
meta
नि स्याल छ
by
नि पेका स्याल छ
a
नि
long margin. It's you could heal out in the blue and get second place pretty consistent. Have you even seen wins of teams just healing out in the blue zone and it would just eliminate?
कहिले सकिन्छ यो यो त थाहा भएन राजा यो अब अझै 2 गेम होला
That was a bad
भोलि
time.
सकिन्छ टुर्नामेन्ट त
But this is definitely a way healthier meta we have right now. Maybe no shotguns a little bit. I wouldn't say no to that. Maybe, but otherwise.
तर अहिले यो लुट ट्रकले अति अनफेयर गराएको है आधी ड्रपमा आउँछ आधी ड्रपमा आउँदैन ड्रपमा आउनेहरू एकैछिनमा रोटेट गर्छन् 1 मिनेटमै
यो लुट ट्रक पानीको गाडी हटाइदियो भने त
हेलमेट भेस्ट नि सबै पाउँछ स्कोप नि पाउँछ गन पनि पाउँछ अनि सिधै रोटेसन त हो नि त्यसपछि त
They would just trash loot the entire south side of Sandhawk and then just sit in the blue, just healing. And I think I remember I was talking
ओइ हो र नेक्स्ट होइन होला सञ्जन दाइले हैन
in Vroom.
Oh,
Yeah, I got to talk to him the other day, and I was chatting with him a little bit. He was kind of giving me a throwback, talking about how that one tournament where someone accidentally misclicked.
यो क्वेशनको एन्सर त हल्का उयो नै हो यार प्रणव माफिया निन्जा पछि को हेन्सी को हो एनजीसी मा रे यो त क्वेशन त हल्का गाह्रै छ यार को छ त यार अहिले
Good times.
एनजीसी मा हेर्छौ
button in time. Sorry, maybe he didn't deserve to qualify to the next stage. But anyways, terrible meta. You know what? It was fun to talk about it, but now I feel bad remembering. I'm like, oh no, it was actually pretty bad. But here we go.
दिएको थियो सञ्जन दाइले हो र होइन दिएन सञ्जन दाइले
And actually talking about the circle, we didn't mention it too much. You did earlier saying it's pretty northern, but there's an extra
पेका
factor to take into consideration.
पेका छैनौ केटा
Which
चाट्नु
is
पर्दैन हौ
it's pretty much a 50-50 river split. So teams are finding value on those compounds next to the bridges and the water, such as E-Arena. Bigatron has actually got some players in southern side of the river next to Rozok, and 2 players actually.
केटा हो नि उसँग डो धेरै छ दियो होला नि यार म त दिनमा त
मिसन
बल्ल तल 1000 रुपैयाँ कमाउँछु यार
है भाइ यार
पनि एड पेलेको पेले गरेर यार
मैले त के मिसन दिने यार
एड आयो कि आयो भनेर रुन्छन् यार त्यो पनि
त्यो खेल्यो त अनि
good plan to just keep your options open.
हैन यो गेम डोकले खेल्छ
Yeah, that's what it's all about right now. You know, it's just trying to make the best decision possible. Here's S2G though. Nice shot from Lost onto Silence here, and it does look like this fight is going to ring out here. So S2G looking to get the 16
Aurora chicken BTR.
14th place with 34 points. If they're going to do it though, they got to do it here pretty quickly. You can see the nades starting to come out here. Ayala is going to be there to help support the rest of his team. Unfortunately,
like mode go than the most by mode
just yet, but this fight is going to ring out.
pretty curious that S2G is committing to this, and I'm even more curious as to why Furia is not regrouping on the northern compound, which they know is free, right? They had Ayala Chief scouting that position. They can coexist in these two separate compounds, but it seems like they want to commit to it, and that's going to be it. Great nade onto Silence. He's dropped down to his knees right away, but the two of the players, Ayala and Chief, look at the minimap. They went for the high ground position straight onto Kami. If they get this angle, they can instantly play the pincer maneuver. And S2G know they can't give the high ground position away. They instantly send it right back up on the elevated position, but Lost does get taken on out. S2G down to just a duo here. Still even Steven between them.
सारी खेल्ने हो मुनिबाट
Oh yeah, and now there's a third party coming in. That's Hyunbin. That is going to
Oi,
be
Igor.
Red Force. Igor shutting down Hamsuji.
ला
यिनीहरुले किल छोडे कि छोडेन छोडे
Going to punish S2G, and this is the problem, right? If you're going to do an early engagement and try to get some early elimination, that's great, but you got to do it so dang quickly, otherwise that third
आयो म गर्छु
and that's exactly what happened.
जित्यो नि पेकाले
Send it for Narnia right onto Furia. Come on with the hovercraft, and you can easily do it. I feel like now they kind of lost track of the elimination feed. They're not sure what happened. They don't know who's still in the building. They see that smoke, so they have an idea that something is still there. Or some
कसैले पाएन है गाइस
we don't have like AI monsters.
ल बिटिया र डिके
पेकाको एक्स टिम भर्सेस प्रेजेन्ट
They
टिम
know that was just a genuinely a terrible fight. There's no reason for it to happen this early on. So like, well, if we can take the fight, get 3 points, hell yeah. Right now, that's going to push them up in 4th position. So really good engage from that team.
Let's see what is going on here as you got Chips keeping an eye near Bigatron.
What is it? WBG
Aurora versus Weibo.
ला डब्लुबिजी मर्नै पर्ने हुन्छ यार अब के गर्छु त यार
And he's going to get one of those
दुईटै आफैले चुज गर्दै पर्छ
त्यही भनेको धन्न डब्लुबिजी ए होइन
Weibo versus Aurora.
फिनिस हान्ने नि त्यसले अब ए एउटा रहेछ
Weibo just falling apart here.
हैन हैन बाँच ओइ
ओइ
ला
ला
हान्ने पर्छ ब्रो
Oh, nice knock.
Actually, gotta be careful though. Gave a 1v1, so that's instantly
Dokla touch गर
punished.
के गरेको त्यसले
Close the gap, swap the seat, but that's still going to
Wait.
be right in the line of sight of 33Z. Oh, we're going to see a full clutch up here from Weibo. They desperately need it. And if he wins the fight now, he can get a 2-man reset onto Bay and Sook. He's, a lot of 360s there. Getting me confused. The nade bounce goes up, actually. Go for the drop shot. Gets initial damage onto top.
What?
He has to swap weapon. Doesn't have enough time. And that's top, keeping the dream alive for Aurora Gaming. Maybe looking to jump up in top 5, but oh my goodness, Hot Jukes. Way too close for comfort.
Way too close. Oh boy, that
तर हाम्रो चाहिँ के छ भन्दा 3 म्यानले पनि चिकन ल्याउन सक्ने टिम हो क्या
33Z almost making that crazy comeback. Unfortunately not gonna happen.
तर यस्तो मिस्टेक गरे भने चाहिँ गाह्रो छ
अघिसम्म चाहिँ हान्दैन डब्लुबिजी यार अहिले मैले लिएपछि कस्तो हान्यो यार अनुमतिले
16th place. Yeah, I think that could have been the nail in the coffin for them. At least when it comes to that first place.
रिफुसले खोइ के गरेको
Aurora though, stay alive.
हाल्छ नि यार अहिले त
Having a really rough day today so far, but that keeps them alive.
Actually, you're talking about Weibo before we move on to the next circle. What's been the issue with this team? Because, yeah, they won it last year. They're the reigning champions of this event for the Invitational. I feel like
ए पेका त ल ब्याक टु ब्याक
for that lineup, and losing order, I feel like has just kind of taken all the wind out of their sails. Unfortunately, them being eliminated allows LGD, maybe even the likes of Thundertalk, KRX to build up an even bigger lead. So this might be not only this event done, but also them missing out on PMWC unless we see a massive comeback. So much on the line, and yet Weibo unable to deliver Hot Tricks. This feels bad for them.
Is any little
ला एउटै बान्नसमा फसन त तिनीहरु
stage. And for Weibo, just one too many errors so far in the tournament. You hate to see it.
ओजी र गडेल होटलमा बसेको हो कि त्यो सञ्जनदालाई सोध्नु नि केटा मलाई थाहा हुँदैन नि सञ्जनदालाई तिनीहरु यहाँको सञ्जनसँग कुरा गर्यो होला नि तिनीहरुले
Well, let's see what E Arena could do. E Arena right now in 6th place, 66
छ्या यार पेकाले यार एक घण्टामै कमाइदियो यार महिनाको कमाइ मेरो
just going to be set up at this building, just waiting for this next zone.
झन् मेरो त यो 5 महिनाको युट्युब को कमाइ हो यार
हैन होला
अल त झन् युट्युब त डेड हो नि अल त
भर्खर त कमब्याक हुँदैछ अनि गर्लक आउँछ होला केटा उनीहरुको त्यो भिजा प्रोसेस
प्यारिसको के भयो भिजा
प्यारिसको प्लेयरहरुको आइसक्यो
Ojux, as to if people remembered
Invitation
the days of
अनि
20,
एक्स्ट्रा यो
20,
एक्स्ट्राहरूको
20 points watching winner.
इन्भिटेसन चाहिँ खै
Yes.
तिनीहरूले
People said
दिएकै
yes,
छैनन्
so I thought it was going to be a lot of no's, but so many people remember. So we've got a ton of OGs in the chat.
कहिले छ फ्लाइट
It's
चाहिँ
great to see.
फ्लाइट
People still sticking
उड्नुपर्ने
around
त
for years
मेलमा
now,
हेर्नुपर्छ
being
मेलमा
so consistent here, showing up for these shows.
You are some legends. That is for sure. So it's so crazy to just remember those times and see just how much this sport has just developed here.
याद
And
छ
a lot of names, right? Still from
कहाँसम्म
back in those
फैलियो यार
days,
यो
still
त्यहाँबाट
playing today, still putting in the work, making things happen.
नजान
Got some
त्यहाँबाट
players esports cards all the way from the first PMGC.
Ooh, I still have those.
Yeah.
यस
I actually
अगस्तको
have some
फर्स्ट
sealed
हप्ताभित्रै
still.
हुनुपर्ने हो
ए
Oh, okay. Well, that's
ऊ
some
हान्दे
great
के
product you have. I got
किन
a
यस्तो
signed
गल्ती
card
गर्छ
from
यार
Suk. Hey, there you
Oh,
go.
nice, dude! I actually got
Yeah.
a crazy offer on those sealed because some an esports collector was like, "Dude, I can't find that sealed anywhere." And I was like, "Well, I got it."
They're pretty
But I was
cool.
like,
yeah.
"But I'm holding on to it. That is my collector's item right there." But let's get back to the game. You know, we are getting
We
into
went off topic,
stage.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. You know, but you know what? It's been a little slow so far, but it makes sense, right? Because the tension is so high.
पब्जी प्लेयरको
Two
एउटा
teams going out is going to
होला
be huge for
शिक्षामा
this lobby
एकचोटि
because it's going
सबै
to allow a lot more space into these final zones. And that will slow things down.
Oi.
Next zone does go on over. Okay.
आम्मा
Hard shift over here. It's going to be a party at school. Rosshawk in play as well.
गयो त्यहाँ बाबा
And
डेढ
Kianba, with that hard shift,
टायर
they are
नभएको
outta
बग्गीमा
here.
गएर के गर्छ त्यहाँ बाबा तिमी
Apartment, Rozok, and Garden did
डेढ हो क्या
a
यस्तो
little
ब्लाइन्ड
bit
छिडिदिन्छ
dicey
यार
here for these teams to try and survive. But survival
Kiloda,
is the
kiloda,
first
kiloda.
of those
Wait,
are the
त्यहाँ त
rules of
खाली रहेछ त
esports, as Chamba making a bit of a leapfrog over the road.
Isn't
Finds
it?
himself a decent position on that compound that
ए
usually
ला झोल त
RQ going straight onto school.
Okay.
And one has been spotted out by QXZ from KRX. So this is
त्यो
definitely gonna
रिफ्युज
make
किन
it a little easier
नफर्केको
for the entry point
स्याकबाट
of
फस्यो
RQ.
कि क्या हो
Instead of going for the main building, they're going to be going for the
फस्यो
swimming
होला
pool building, and that's where Influence Rage are looking to make their breaching point inside the building. Jumping
Nice
over
sub,
the
guys.
wall,
Integral
that's a
man,
big
man.
misplay, and instantly eliminated by Gemfos. That's a good engage, but there's going to be only a two-man team remaining in Gemfos and Firen for RQ against now a three-man team of Influence Rage. But do keep in mind, they are getting actively third-partied, so this is not as easy to win as it might look like.
Oh, Federal, though, he does have that shotgun.
Casualty गर casualty गर आएन फौज चाहिँ casualty गर
Getting third-partied. AJ going to catch Federal. Tough loss for there. Genfos will secure that very quickly, but now Aurora, they hear all these shots going on over here. They're like, hey, what's happening over here? We want part of this action.
It's good that Aurora could get the reset. They still have Reefus north of the road, but he is in, I believe, that shed that's just over there, surrounded by nothing, so he's just trying to remain undetected. Pull the Schweppes, as I've been calling it today. There's a ton of smoke. Actually, that's a lot of smokes coming out, I believe, from RQ and Influence Rage. So just trying to deny some lines of sight. As top, just using utility. I wouldn't recommend it. Just hold on to it, especially if a team decides eventually to commit and crash on your
NS
building.
full घुमेर आइदियो
Definitely want to use that to
क्रास हान्न लाग्यो NS फेरि
Not from
घुमेर
Red Force in the distance. They got the hovercraft and three other vehicles. Ultrix going for wide western rotation. I don't know where they're going to crash it, but I believe they might go right onto Rozok Hill, where Mau Mau currently has set up shop.
ल यहाँ फस्यो
Let's see where this next circle's going to go. The zone is starting to close. A minute on the clock. I'm looking at
Wait,
Irina.
उठाइदिए यार
Irina now on the move. Mormon in big trouble. Joker's going to get thirsted out. And Mormon shot up. That is Irina just getting picked apart. Big eliminations here for the side of Al-Ula. Third place, 72 points. Looking great so far. They're going to be holding the bottom of this
प्र्याक्टिस
bridge.
गर्न आएको केटा हो जिम
Not the worst spot in this circle, but not the best either. They're going to definitely take what they can get, though. As Irina, yeah, going to be stuck with two players left.
मान्छे
It's
ब्याक त
actually really
क्लियर
quite
भयो
well because you can just wait for the
Ten
team to
bala.
leapfrog you, and then you don't really have to care about anyone backstabbing you in that place. I feel like actually the transition potential from them on the edge towards the center is not too shabby for the MENA team. So keep an eye out for Al-Ula. Who knows? Maybe they can rack up a few eliminations if the circle is
जाने हो
to them.
हेलो
Now,
ब्रो
Red Force did, as I thought, go onto Mau Mau's location on the high ground position of Rozok. And Mau Mau just decided, you know what, it's not really worth it. We're still in circle.
वर्ल्ड कपको डिभाइस फिक्स भएको छैन होला केटा हो मतलब डिस्कर्डमा
And
भन्नुपर्ने
avoiding the madness currently unfolding in both school/apartment. So that
Yeah,
is
no,
a
the
free
camera's right
rotation. You
now.
don't have to fight for it. And look at their position in the zone. great information, great defensive spot too.
यो
So
सब यिनीहरूले
we'll say
उयसमै
that's
हुन्छ
the best
ब्रिफिङमै हुन्छ
rotation
होला
so far this game from Nongshim, knowing that they also have a bunch of
Oi,
eliminated third party
Jonta.
डिफ्युज
players.
आउनै मिल्दैन का
It's amazing again for Nongshim. Boy,
एउटै
they are
गाडीमा त
going so
डब्बा
hard
होइन र
today.
अब
Let's go.
They need to, dude.
Hey.
They need to go crazy, right? They got to win
यिनीहरू
earlier.
त
They need to go
डब्बै
back to
Top,
back.
अब
But now on the move. Every team in the lobby needs
Top.
to kind of keep eyes on these guys if you want a chance at winning
अब
this
कि
trophy.
जियोमा
If
होराले
they
खाँदा
win
चाहिँ
the
जोन
game
आउनु
under
पर्यो
the
त
belt, it's going to make it that much more
टु म्यान हो
difficult
हाम्रो त चिकन
to
रिफोस त
try
त्यहीँ
and take
फस्यो
away from them. They are going to
होइन
be
कि
stuck
त्यो
at the
जियोमा खाँदै नि
apartments.
होइन होइन
होराले
आयो त
That
किन
already-
नआएको त्यो अघि नै है
And we'll see what they could do
त्यो
from that. They
ठाउँको
do
लागि
end up
बस्यो होला
making
नि
it there. They sacrifice a player in that process. That is the name of the game.
त्यो
Oh,
जोल
last two
जोल
players of the
नभएपछि त
arena
यार चाहिन्थ्यो नि त्यहाँ
eliminated. Super quick by Quick himself.
टपले
5
भेट्दै
eliminations
Ooh,
for
and
Aula.
तर होइन
Max
टाढाबाट हो
20 speed right there for Quick
Ten
on
bale
the
ana
1v2,
रहेछ।
able to give himself those two players trying to escape the vicinity, but he does secure
थाहा छैन
that
त्यो
two
नजिककोलाई
extra eliminations.
आरआरक्यूलाई
Well done
थाहा
to him.
होला
And as I said, leaving the bridge here, there's no one behind them. They can go fully on the assault mode and just
there's
get
honestly
every
Joe.
single squad wipe available in this
तर
compound.
त्यहाँबाट
Got the
अति
first
मिठो
one,
खेल्दैछ
the
है
other
हरेक
one,
गेम
three
हरेक
teams
जोन
originally. Now it's down to
ठाउँहरू
Big
कस्तो
Chop
च्याप्दैछ क्या
and the South Korean team of D+. that
जुन
I feel
सरौ
like
कि
they see
च्याप्दिहाल्छ
this
नि
circle, they want to try and leave it.
केही
They can, they
नदेखि
look to
सिधै
secure
एउटै
that,
गाडीमा
let them
झ्याप
get
झ्याप
position
जोन
in the
सिक्नु
zone.
जाँदै
The thing is,
गर्ने
the only positions ahead of them in the zone is or school or apartment. And I feel like it's fair to say, Hodge, those are not
वेबोले
great
नि त्यस्तै
options
खेल्नुपर्ने हो
because
खोइ
as
किन
a
खेलेन
back
जहिले
team,
त्यस्तै
without
खेल्थ्यो
any
अरू बेला
scouting, that those spots are going to be taken.
Oh yes, they are long gone, and I like to see
BTR
the
त
team
होल्ड
that
गरिदियो
took school
किलो
because
किलो
school is that
रिपुस
spot that if the zone goes to it and you have it secured,
नाइस
it's like
टपे
almost a guaranteed win. If the zone goes away from it though, it's pretty difficult to leave it. So it's one of those
यस्तो अब
do or
स्कुलमा
die
आयो त्यहाँ
positions. Let's see what LGD is going to do though, is trying to put some pressure onto Nongshim. They have the high ground.
टिटी नि
This
घुमेर
should be
स्कुलै
an
जान्छ होला
easy squad wipe here for LGD, but you got to hit those shots.
Got to hit those shots. Well, yeah, that's kind of the point of the game. It's kind of how you want to do it. Oh, unless you're using grenades, then you don't. It's a bit different. But otherwise, you got to get.
BTR पछि निस्के यार त्यहाँबाट सबै निस्के BTR निस्केन
Jump ahead of that road as Tizzy here behind that hovercraft looking to survive that encounter. Hyunbin trying to get a bit more insight with the buggy over the ridge, but he will not be able to hold down the fort. But I'm a little bit scared for Nongshim. They're quite spread apart here. While LGD's got an interesting 3-1 split. In terms of their split, they got 3 players together. They can overwhelm very easily the likes of Hyunbin or Tizzy or even So Easy's angle if they play it really well together, closely packed. So Nongshim, I get the idea, but I feel like they are giving this high ground position over to LGD
BTR को गयो
pretty much
एकजना
for free, and they're going to make full use of it in that skirmish.
Yeah, LGD are just not.
मेरो
focused
टिम
on
त
the
मरो त
they have
हो
the high ground, they have the
ला
advantage.
अर्को नि गयो ए टाइमिङ कति छ रुल सर
मेरो 28 27
same, same,
26
ओए लास्ट
ल
गाई
लास्ट हुनेले
भन्दियो रे
ओए हान्दियो हान्दियो हान्दियो
जिरो हुन्छ
हान्दियो
है फेरि
Hyunbin is just lying.
हामी बाँच्यो बाँच्यो
He's
दुईटा बाँच्यो
He's not regrouping. He's regrouping. He's,
लास्ट वान
just
रेजेक्ट
trying to
मर्यो
keep them in check, and I feel like especially during the calm,
लास्ट हो
अरुको को को हो
They just don't know. Are they
कत्रो
putting
साको
off? Is it just a bait play? That
अहिले थाहा हुन्छ जितेपछि आँखा लाग्छ हो भन्नुहुन्न
plan in the work.
ठिकै
एका
छ
कति गेम
मेरो त
बाँकी छ
LGD हो
It's going to force LGD to just be a little bit more complacent, a bit more.
अपेका मट्स कति गेम बाँकी
हजुर
Which I wish they would
अब
try and get
छ
some
अझै
shots to connect.
दुई गेम
They
बाँकी
will
छ
try and do.
Eh.
Look at the meat.
Wait.
अरोरा त किल उठाउनु उठै छ त यार
Destroying all of Al Ula, and they get eliminated. We didn't see what happened.
अरोरा त
Oh
किल
my
उठाएको
Wait.
उठै छ त यार
That's what I'm telling you. You
Kill
try to hit
feed
नौ
त
किल
नि
10 किल
अत्तल
पुगेन
देख्दा।
punished. Aurora were
4 त
ready for
WBG
that
कै
push
हानो
from Alula,
एक
and
RRQ को हानो
in the process. LGD, what do
भर्खरै
you do? You
3-4
gotta
हानो
look at this point. You gotta
जोन
make it
देखा न
work.
यार
The zone is away
मल्टीको
from
टिमले
you.
दियोस्
दाइ
पोइन्टमा
दाइ
चाहिँ
यस्तो
फर्स्टै
हो।
हुँदो रहेछ
Now they
चिकन
gave
चाहिँ
away
मिस
their
हुँदो रहेछ क्या
position to Nongshim Red Force. Let
BTR
them
vibe
circumvent them.
ल
But you
जिजी
know,
है
Ultron is trying to
पेका
survive on the edge of the circle. They are
केही
eliminated.
छैन गट्स प्लान
Now you
गट्स
got
प्लान
KRX gonna have to find their way in.
हाम्रो नि जिजी नै हो पेका
That's unfortunate. Not going to be
Hey,
moving
GG,
away
huh?
from those 55-point
अब
thresholds.
KRX
Really
यहाँबाट कहाँ
good
जान्छ
RRQ, KRX, and Thunder Talk to gain a
नराटी
few
भनौँ न
extra
कुन कुन
rounds.
लिएको हो
रुल सरले केआरएक्स लिएको क्या पेका
Actually, KRX, sure they have 4
Why not,
players,
lah?
but the circle
Oh.
is saying, hell nah. You ain't gonna get a
Saatso
good
palam.
game here because rotating over the road. We
Saatso
saw
ho.
what Alpine Reavers could do
ढाट्यो
earlier, and they have a
ढाट्यो भने
perfect line
झन्
of sight
जितेको
to
गेम नै
the
हार्ला
It ain't looking too damaging.
Aras त के गर्नु त?
glimpse of it that they are
भगवानले
looking
माथिदेखि
to
हेर्नुहुन्छ।
go. There you go, LGD setting it
Nah,
forward,
damn buddy,
swishing
I'm
down,
not KRX
Hyunbin
line.
under his wheels, and instantly though Mau will get punished. That's going to be so
GG,
easy.
hours
Looking to
ago.
defend his ridge line. It's down to a duo. Hyunbin flushed out the game.
Look at
LGD
that
making
below
sure
it.
they secure every single one of those points while they're still kicking.
के हो मोल्टो भानिँदैछ त केआरएक्स त हामीतिर आयो क्या हो
कस्तो
के
सिकेको
होइन
त नि
हामी पनि भित्रै गयो कहाँ गयो यार हामी भेट्यो यार अरोराले
त्यो स्कुलमै हो परेको
त्यो राइटको म्याप फिट त ग्लिच छ है पुरै
ग्लिच हो वालमा खेलेको हो कि केआरएक्स
ज्योल भाइ भित्र 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 किल चाहिएन हामीलाई चिकन चाहिएको छ
फिनिसै हान्दै नि
फिनिसै हान्न न
11 किल
हो
हामी अरोरा हो नि हेर न 11 किल हाने हौ
ट्यानबाले चिकन हान्छ जस्तो छ हौ
त्यानमा पनि
अघि हानेन लिँदाखेरि अब अहिले हाने के काम यार
I feel like that is what Aurora is going to try and use to its full potential.
Oh, yeah,
Still 11 eliminations. Oh my goodness. 14 that really has not been doing too hot today. It's been really
माथिको जोन भनेर यार स्कुलमा सक्यो यार
big pointer. And top
स्कुलले झर्ने टिमले कता तिमीले त
realistically can
कहाँ दियो स्कुल झर्ने टिमले डिके पो त
जस रोजक झरे हैन र बिटिआर कहाँ झर्छ बिटिआर
रोजकै होला
They know exactly what's going down.
नजिक नजिकै त थियो स्कुलको
Do not jump that window. That animation will get you. Oh, they do anyway.
Nice
They
stop,
do that.
nice.
Cancel. Not
Net,
able
net.
Yeah,
to.
क्रॉस एंगल ओभर मिटो बना जाए
Yeah, Jay's like, you know what? Maybe this is a bad idea. Let's
ओए
get out of here.
कस्तो बर्ड
खेल्दै रे, खेल्दै
यार।
They thought about that just a little too late.
एकछिन त त्यसको त्यो उयो मुभमेन्टै रोकियो नि
2020 को मुभमेन्टमा हाने यार वान
Finally
बिहान त
looking to make a quick exit outside of Rozok.
अल्जिडी नि आयो
They got the background angle. Hoxie just literally is given no chance to fight back whatsoever. So that's going to be the fourth elimination of LGD. I thought it might be a little bit higher, but
कुन हो को
अब
हो
LGD फाइदा लिन्छ
अरोरा र त्यानमा हो क्या बेकार
Sure, no one's there. We know as a fact they have no idea. So just in case, just to avoid any kind of potential threat
ट्यानबाले
later
हान्छ
on in the
होला
game,
चिकन
they're just trying
हान्छ
to
होला
deny
जोन पनि
that
उतै गयो
shed
तर यो
entirely.
ग्लिच
So
पनि हुन सक्छ
good
यो
respectful play from Ling S to make sure no
Glitch
threat
छैन अब
could
त
be taking them down.
किन
गाह्रै
ठ्याक्कै
छ
छ नि त
Yeah, you
ट्यानबाले
cannot
त
afford it. And they're
ट्यानबाले
burning a
अरू
lot
टिम
of util. Just
त्यानबाट त गाह्रो थियो नि
And
बेकार
now,
खतरा
yes,
जोन
okay,
छिरो नि
it's clear.
अति
There's a
छिटो आयो
box here,
तर
though, for a reason.
Someone was here.
Someone was here. Ah, I knew it. Let's look over there at the
त्यो
pool.
केआरएक्स को त कहाँ पुगेछ यार
Major holding it down. You got RRQ coming through the other side here. All right. Good old-fashioned school
पैसा हाल्दिएको हो
apartment
मलाई
zone.
ग्याङ
LGD gonna be holding the wall.
यता
right now.
आएन भने तिमीलाई फेरि फिर्ता है याद गर
Right now, everybody's
Thank
just
you.
waiting for that next zone to incentivize.
अब यो
them.
बाँकीको चाहिँ अब
लेकोले
लिटरली
किल
होल्ड
चाहिँ किल मात्र हान्नु
Talking
पर्छ
a lot about the Western fights here, especially what's happening in school. Tiamba is
PMG
still
को
alive.
जोन पऱ्यो त त्यही भनेको मैले
Still
भने थिएँ त
alive.
होडाको
Keeping
जोन
the
भनेर
Furia out, Al-Ula out, Nongshim, and also
हो र जसरी अनि यहाँबाट नि हान्नु पर्यो नि त स्कुलबाट
If we also lose Aurora,
होइन
so
नि
it's
उता
down to
थियो
the
नि
duo,
होडा
that exit of
ए
Flores
अँ
is
नि
not
उता
त्यो
gonna be
ट्यान बाबाको
easy to
ठाउँमा
pull
थियो
off.
नि
Man, this
Nah.
lead
त्यही
could
गर्ने थिएँ नि
go
मैले
so much higher.
कोही छैन त है अपार्टमेन्टमा त सबै यता छ त
टिटी छ
Can anyone
यहाँबाट
stop
त्यति मात्र
the
रहेछ
Tiamba
हेर न
hype
यता
train?
कतिवटा टिम हो 4 टिम छ हौ यता
It's actually Aurora do jump in top 3.
13 किलाइसक्यो हौ मेरो टिमको त
Straight up to Genfos. Does
पोइन्टमा
survive
खेले
that
चाहिँ
count for now.
जित्यो
Firen is also
अघि
there.
पनि जितेको थियो यार पोइन्टमा
के रे
Top, make it some moves.
पेगादसले
Laura.
कमिसन दिएन नि
Getting some
कहाँ
nice shots on the Gen Foss there. He barely
थ्याङ्क यू
even
भने
peeked out
सक्यो
and punished them. Let's see if Top
Boom.
can hit this nade though.
ला
ला क्यानवाले भेट्यो है
छिङ।
भेट्यो है
Okay, QZZ
Ching.
getting
Four
finished
versus
there.
two भयो नि त उता त
That's
अब
huge for the lobby. And huge for Thunder Talk too.
रोक्नु
Thunder
पर्यो नि त
Talk
क्यानवाले
खायो,
यार
not
place,
finished.
trying to make it away.
अरू
मेरो
गेम पनि
अरोरा
जान्छ जस्तो
अरोराले
छ
त यताको सबलाई सेक्छ के यता चाहिँ क्याजुअल्टी हुनु पर्यो क्या
गयो।
टिटीको
Oh, wow. Oh, it's AJ. Okay, I was confused there for a second. What was going on?
Idol.
No, that's some
अर्को
Come on,
गेममा
man.
जाने जस्तो छ यार ग्याङ
staircase, which usually is
त्यस्तै
where
छ
the
यार।
defensive team would be located. Trying to get another one. That's Milu.
फर्स्ट जोनमा गाह्रो हुन्छ क्या
Taken on out of the picture.
थर्ड जोनमा हल्का धेरै उस हुन्छ
Zeagle now still got
Chance
two
हाई
nades.
हुन्छ।
फर्स्ट जोनै भनेको रमाइलो त हौ
He hits it. Oh, that
है,
nade's
त्यही
looking
भनेको।
good.
Tense.
The City
हामी पनि यसरी नै आएको थियौँ यार
gets going
टिटीको
cover and will
ठाउँबाट
avoid any significant
नेड हान्दै
damage
एउटालाई
along the way.
को टिम थियो यार
ला
He walks right into
GG,
that
God's
one.
game.
It's a
GG.
landmine.
यसरी यहाँसम्म आइपुग्यौँ स्याक पक्रियौँ अनि जोन चिकन खायौँ
Picture Aurora being like, yes, this is a golden opportunity.
TTले
Not
हान्यो।
only for them to maybe jump up in number 1 place here,
त्यो त
Hotchkiss,
खतरा चिकन
but
हान्यो
also
त यार
for Top to
ग्याङहरूले
try and become the current
you.
game MVP.
Dude, 13 eliminations. Aurora, you got Top with 6 on his lonesome. And I'm telling you, he chose this school position nice and early. The zone goes into the spot.
कति यिनीहरूले यहाँनिर कति किलो उठाउँछ होला 16 17
उठाउला नि।
नेट चाहिँ छैन क्या
At the
हामीसँग
top, it's up to Refus. How are they going to hold this? How many more eliminations
यसको
can
पोजिसन
he
थाहा
get?
भइसक्यो
He's
टपलाई
waiting. He said, come down the stairs. Come on, no one's here. You're safe.
मिनीबाट एसएमजीमा आयो
Come
यो
on down. Come on down. The
अनि
water's
क्लोज
fine.
फाइट मात्र त हो अब अनि
They're just gonna out.
यिनीहरू त
One
छत
cool thing,
चढेछ
by the way,
यार
is that
आम्बो
when the circle does shift
कटाइहाल्छ
away from
यिनीहरूले
these
त
eastern buildings in
हान्छ
apartments,
जोन
they
यतै
will
आउनुपर्छ
finally be able to play the roof on school. Right now, it's not really playable because of Thundertalk.
यार अहिले चाहिँ
But especially able to make it through from
खै
without
जोन त
one
छैन
and
क्या हो
such a
यार
strong
स्कुलमा
ओए
like Thundertalk off the back of this game. Top two minimum should be
रकेट
happening
हाने हो
as
त्यसलाई त
Afu gets a
चढेर
beautiful
किल्ली
throw on
चढ्न
that kill.
टपे
And I feel like now they read that one like, oh, we know that's
ओए
elimination.
मोमेन्ट हो
Top
यार
gets a
ड्याममा
little bit too
ठिङ्रिङ्गे
aggro.
उभिन्छ यार
Without the
सधैँ
backup of Reefus, that's a big
रिभाइभ
mistake.
गर्दैछ रिभाइभ गर्दैछ
Reefus. He's got the shotgun. He's got right hand priority. He's waiting for it. Trying to hit the pre-fire.
रिभाइभ गर्दैछ
They're
हो
going
ग्याङ
for the
मुनिएर
reses
रिभाइभ
there.
गर्न
Instead,
तपाईँ
yeah, he's gonna go for the reset. Good play, because LGD is gonna help him out. So yeah, good start, good step for Aurora. They can just go ahead and get this reset off here. No worries at all.
उता उता
And top is now
TT
back up.
लेको भाइ हेर त केटा हो
Some party. Yeah, we're going back to school. Who is gonna come out on top? Who's gonna get their degree? Max
Shit.
Man.
Oh, look at Jing though. He instantly rocks up, but Reefus and Top used so many of their
TT
grenades
ले त अब
early on, and
कस्तो
because they couldn't
कटाइहाल्छ
get
त
access
हो
to the
यहाँनिर
defense as they were slightly
सब हामी
outside
फाल्नुपर्छ
of school itself, that would be an easy knock and elimination.
हामी सबैजना टिम अप गरेर म चाहिँ टिटीलाई सेकौँ न हौ
To pull it through, they just have a bunch of smokes, and I
तर
think I
चान्स
saw
छ हो
8 भर्सेस 4 जुधौँ हौ तिनीहरूसँग
that flashbang. Who knows? Maybe.
माथि
गाह्रै
त्यो
छ भाइ
छतले
अरोराको
छतले हान्छ हो छत आएर किले गिदी हानिदिन्छ हो यहाँ मुनि चाहिँ
कसलाई
बाँच्नु पर्यो
टिटीलाई गाह्रो छ हौ अरोरालाई
टिटीले त चिकन हानिसक्यो त पेका के कुरा गरिरा
त्यही भनेको
के थाहा यहाँनिर क्लच हान्छ कि
कसरी हान्छ क्लच
रिफ्युजले
यत्रो त्यो घरको छतबाट हेर्दैछ
ला
त्यही छतबाट हान्दियो क्या फेरि
Eliminated now down to the top three.
Aurora
Oye,
gonna
Ozzy
move
le
themselves
yaar.
back into that second place position, but who's gonna win this game? And now you're gonna have
Oye,
RRQ
छिरेरै
versus
दियो।
ए
Rock.
छिरेरै दियो यार
And they are going to walk away
जी
with their diploma. And that
ल
diploma
मिसन
being a
फेलै
chicken dinner. Way
फेलै
to
भयो
go. Thunder Talk.
कस्तो
Needing that
चुत
one, and
रहेछ
they
यार।
got it. That should put them in a good, solid position for the rest
नोयल
of the
जी ब्रदर
Oh, finally, from the
Mr.
depth
Phil.
of the rankings, they were in 13th position before this game. This chicken dinner is going
सेम हो र वाला ठाउँबाट अरे त्यही त
कुकुरले त अर्को चान्स पाउँछ हामीले नि पाउँछ होला नि
छ्या यार यिनीहरूले त डब्लुबिसीलाई नि टप दियो यार यसमा अब
दाजुहरू त नि ह्यासट्याग 16 मा हुनुहुन्छ त नि अनि
PL पोइन्टमा नि टप दियो
Amazing, amazing execution, and for a team that's been, I would say, fairly inconsistent, right? They did get himself a chicken din on day one and then kind of disappeared. They can still get these really strong wins on a wrangle. The next map is going to be Miramar, that has not really been their performance-based map in the past. We need to see some Miramar points on board, Hodrix. Otherwise, this game really is not going to have as big of an impact as you might expect.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the most important Miramars of the whole tournament right here, because this is going to really set teams up, right? Because remember, folks, at the end of the day today, we have 2 more matches left to go. And at the end of those 2 matches, the team on top will set the smash point threshold.
फेरि हो मिसन
Wherever
अरु गेम
Tiamat
नि
needs to be honest, 'cause I don't see
सुरु
any
भइसक्यो राजा
passing them
कत्रो हो
up in the
तिमी
next
चाहिँ
few
फेरि
games.
आएकै छैन यार
अब हामी चाहिँ जियो केसर खेलिन्छ रुल्सर खेल्ने हो
होइन नि खेल्ने खेल्न म त एकछिन यता
एकामोट्स
हजुर
रेडी हो
म त हेर्छु मात्रै मेरो पनि मिरामार सुरु नआट्यो भोलि चाहिँ मजाले हेर्नु पाउँछ होला यार
अनि स्म्यास पोइन्टबाट जित्यो भने त सक्यो त
त्यति साह्रो अभागी पनि छैन होला हौ म
रुल्स पनि छ सानो रुल्स बेका हो क्या डिस्कर्डमा आज खोइ यो प्रकाशले मलाई धोका दियो
अनि उसले लाइभ सुरु गरिदिन्छु भन्दै थियो त हैन
प्रकाशले खोइ लाइभ सुरु त्यसले गर्नुपर्ने थियो फर्स्ट गेम अरोराको मिरामार खतरा है हो र अरोरा लिनु तिमीले हेर त मलाई डुबाएनौ तिमीले टिटी भने भए के चाहन्थ्यो हो
GEOGUSSR.com GEOGUSSR.com ई हुन्न GEOGUSSR GUESSR ई हुन्न का गेसरको ई लास्ट साइन इन गर न अनि जुन भयो नि कनेक्ट गर न ल त्यही नि अब सुरु त हुनु आँट्यो होला त्यहाँ पार्टीमा जाऊ न उता पार्टीमा जाऊ अनि कोड हान न LMR फोबी हान्न चुप लागि LMR फोबी भी
सुरु गर्दै त कहाँ हो युरोप जाउँ कि न्युजिल्यान्ड जाउँ केटा हो जापान रे त्यतिक्ले हेर न त्यतिक्ले देख्नु कहाँ जापान जाने इन्डोनेसिया के भियतनाम हो नि कहाँ इन्डोनेसिया भन्छ केटा हो साउथ इस्ट भनेपछि हामी छौँ नर्थ वेस्टमा तेरुलित यो त होइन टर्की होइन केटा हो फिनल्यान्ड कहाँ छ फिनल्यान्ड लामोको फिनल्यान्ड मुजी ओइ सिर्जन अबदेखि मेसेज गर्ने होइन है ओइ सिर्जन आफूलाई टाइम आउट यसै पत्याएको यार मैले मेरो गट फिलिङमा जानु पर्थ्यो यार म Tamborada comparte la felicidad farmacia माइटा हो कि माल्टा हो माल्टा कहाँ छ भन्न बोलिभियाको छेउछाउमा पुगेको छु ल हाउ साउथ वेस्ट हामी नर्थ छौँ नर्थ इस्ट चल्दैछ लेफ्ट लेफ्टपट्टि चल्दैछ त केटा हो लेफ्टपट्टि चल्दैछ त लेफ्टपट्टि के हामी उता जाँदै हौँ वान वे हो र लेफ्टपट्टि चल्दैछ यार त्यस्तो नि हुन्छ र कहाँ मेक्सिकोमा लेफ्टमा चलाउँछन् लेफ्टपट्टि कहाँ चलाउँछ ल जोर्डन रे जोर्डनमा राइट लेफ्टमा चलाउँछ जोर्डनमा याद गर्नु पर्यो CALLE2 त्यति मात्र लेखेको छ कसरी थाहा हुन्छ यस्तो चाहिँ त्यो त के हो प्लेन उड्ने ठाउँ हो र भने कत्रो सानो हो केटा हो गेस साइप्रस कहाँ छ साइप्रस स्टार्टिङ राम्रो भएको थियो हाम्रो के भयो अहिले कहाँ हुन्छ यस्तो ओइ विश्वास सुट धन्यवाद यार के हो यार यो के हुँदो रहेछ यार यो यस्तो रेड कार्ड सेट कार्डले धन्यवाद यार जुट्स लभली है लेफ्ट साइडमा चलाइरहेको छ यो हाम्रो यता साउथ इस्ट एसियाको लेफ्ट साइडमा चलाउने देश कुन हो थाइल्यान्डमा कहाँ चलाउँछ लेफ्ट साइड राइट साइड म्यानमार कहाँ हो इन्डोनेसिया चाइना ए हङकङ के भाषा हो यो इन्डिया हो इन्डिया रहेछ नि त इन्डिया कहाँ जाने तमिलनाडु कि तमिलनाडु कता जाने मधुराई भन्छ श्रीलङ्का हो र ओइ हो र श्रीलङ्का ला हैन मुजी तमिलनाडु हो म त डिस्कर्डमा माइक अन गरेर बोलाएर छु हफ थियो जस्तो लाग्यो लेफ्ट साइडमै चल्दैछ हौ केटा हो हरियो छ यो पाटा बांग्लादेश हो कि क्या हो भियतनाम लामो हुन्छ भियतनाम म गएको किन बांग्लादेश गएँ भन्दाखेरि छत हरियो भएर बांग्लादेश गएको साँच्चीकै बांग्लादेश रहेछ मुजी के हो यो कहाँ पर्छ यो चट्टोग्राम भन्ने ए आइसल्यान्ड किन आइसल्यान्ड भाइब्स किन माथिको भाइब्स हैन
मिसन छ र मिसनै छैन
अति है विश्वास जुट्स अति है धन्यवाद है जुट्स के हो थाहा भएन कि त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद टेकविक मास्टर्स टेकविक यो त स्विजरल्यान्ड होला र म्याच देख्यौ रेनबोल्ट भन्छ मलाई रेनबोल्ट झन्डै
कहाँ जाला त
ए ला गेम सुरु भयो फक दिस सिट म फक दिस सिट गेम सुरु भयो
ओए फ्युरियालाई पर्यो
सरी ल केटा हो गेम सुरु भयो ल यो गेम छ कि छैन हाम्रो रुल सर
छैन नि खै हुन्न
यो गेम मैले ठ्याक्कै थाहा पाइसकेको थिएँ कसले चिकन खान्छ भनेर थ्याङ्क यू यार फर लभली बडा पाओ यार त्यानबाले लाकोप छोडेछ त अलुलाले हो र
This is going to be over by Monte Nuevo. You have Weibo over there in El Pozo as well.
I just really like the way you pronounce the compound.
Hey, these are Spanish names, you know?
Oh, what is that?
You know what? I used to do it too before, but I feel like I can't do it because you just wait there.
I'm just like, okay. हिजो अर्जेन्टिना र क्याम्पो भर्टीको गेम कस्तो लाग्यो अरे अहिलेसम्मको मोस्ट इन्टरटेनिङ म्याच मध्ये एक हो यार जुट्स सबसे इन्टरटेनिङ भन्दा नि हुन्छ होला यार
Like what? He's going.
Oh, Netherlands र मोरोक्को पनि इन्टरटेनिङ नै थियो
I'm not going to try it. No.
धन्यवाद है जुट्स
I'm not going down that road.
Look,
रुल सरले हेर्नु भयो
म फुटबलै हेर्दिन खासै
फुटबल त French map. So
वर्ल्ड कप फाइनल त हेर्ने होला नि
अब हेर्नु वाला त्यो चाहिँ
मिल्छ भने मेम्बरशिप लिम विश्वास जुट्स
number 1 map on the French number 1 map also with the number 1 weapon the Pubg zone. That would be fun. Actually, you know what? If you could make a map based off
मुटु हातमा आइसकेको थियो अरे सबको आइसकेको थियो नि जुट्स
I'm a little biased. I do a Texas.
रोनाल्डो फ्यानहरु चम्किसकेका थिए
Isn't that just Miramar?
It's close. Well, as right now in the summer, it's hot as heck outside, so yeah, it's actually pretty close. But what would be a cool map? Let me think. Let me really think. Shibuya.
त्यो पेनाल्टी थियो कि थिएन केटा हो त्यो हातमा लागेको थियो नि क्याबो भर्डीको पेनाल्टी थियो र
Yeah, that could be interesting. I do like the idea.
especially with the JJK team. That'd be fun.
चिकन कसको हुन्छ प्रेडिक्सन
Okay, dude.
ए
It was an
सिर्जन
anime reference
तिमी
for
हेर्न
those
मलाई
who
अघि
don't
कहाँ
know.
माथि फिनल्यान्ड
उहाँले
पठाउने
क्या रातमा होइन
तिम्रो कुरा
बिहान
सुन्छु म अब
हुन्छ अनि
With the glider, which you don't see often on Miramar, the glider being used, because usually
यो त
a team
glider
spots you from like
उडाउँदै
10,000
बसिहाल्छ
meters away and they just get an insta headshot on you. But no, actually he's actually here behind the mounting range. So teams even like All Gamers, Al Ula can't really spot you.
आज 1045 को वाच चलाउन नगर्ने 1045 होइन 945 होला हैन र
Spot to do it.
1045 हो
I just wish
1045 हो भने त भ्याउँछ यार वाच चलाउन गर्न किनकि पेपर एसको म्याच 7:45 मा छ जस्तो लाग्यो
ARs are too good.
1045 रहेछ मिल्छ मिल्छ आज
Even mini
आज गरौला नि
is insanely good.
क्यानाडा
The moment they spot
मोरोक्कोलाई
your
सपोर्ट
glider, you survive what, like 10 seconds tops?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not good. Maybe we need to make like a
WBG
hovercraft
like that.
version of the glider. Like it's
Finish
actually,
your
it's
head,
not
it's
terrible,
like-
no, don't listen to
Oh
me.
my gosh.
यिनीहरुको भएन हौ के खेले खेल्यो
Oh no.
Huh?
Weibo.
It's done.
It's
त्यस्तो
over.
राम्रो जोन छ यार
That's the nail. That's the double nail in the coffin. If there wasn't one already in, that's the second one.
सकेन हौ
How
Hate to see
many
it.
nails are they gonna
जन
have to
अर्डर
make?
निकालेसी राम्रो खेल्नु पर्ने
Count.
Hopefully
John
not enough to be
खत्तम
in
खेले
last
जाओ।
place at the end of this thing. That's for sure.
It might.
It's
I
not
don't know
looking
right now.
good.
Going from champions to literally last place in the finals, at least they qualified in like some.
जित्न त ब्राजिलले जित्छ होला तर सपोर्ट चाहिँ म नर्वेको हो
So hopefully at least they can just get in the middle pack.
Alan मन पर्छ के
Feasible, right? That's like 30 points, which is doable in 2
ब्राजिलले
days.
जिते नि छ त हाम्रो केटाहरू
But tomorrow,
अङ्क छन्
we just don't know.
अङ्कले
We
गोल
just
हान्न
don't
सक्छ
know. Actually,
कुनिया छ
maybe this is a bit early to have this discussion, but how many games do we think there
ओए
are
ओए
in
योल्मो
tomorrow?
22 लाज लाग्दैन
Ooh.
के हो यार भोटे
Well, I
भएर
was
मैले
hoping
यस्तो
it would
यस्तो
be a
यार
lot closer at the
गौतम
top
बुद्ध
of the
यार
leaderboard,
त्यत्रो
so it's like
ज्ञान
multiple
बाँड्दै
teams
हिँड्यो यो
that could
स्लिप
possibly
बाँड्दै
smash.
हिँडेको छ यार
Doesn't
मेसी
look
भोटे
like that's gonna. It could be. I don't
यही
think it's gonna
सिकाएको हो
happen.
हामीलाई घरमा
I think that 15-point gap is so good, and I think Tiamba are due. That's what my instincts are telling me. You know what I'm saying? I think Tiamba are due for a big game because they've been so quiet for these past couple matches. And by quiet, I
भएर
mean
के
just
हो
like
यार
putting up regular points, not insane ones. Because we have had
यस्तो यस्तो
how many
स्लिपतिर
matches
नलाग
now?
न
अरूलाई
Total?
कमब्याक हान्छ कि
10,
आज
right?
ग्याप मेन्टेन गर्यो भने भोलि सजिलो
That's
हुन्छ है यिनीहरूलाई
94 points, still almost a 10-point average a game. Still wild to see.
स्मास
Aurora
पोइन्ट
averaging
गर्दा अलि
almost
सजिलो
8 a game.
एनसी आउनु कति दिन छ त
चिकन
धेरै
हान्दैन रहेछ
छैन
अरोरा
यार।
But yeah, I
10-15 दिनमा
I'm
रेजिस्ट्रेसन
thinking we're gonna
खतम
probably
हुन्छ है
see
सुरु हुन्छ के हुन्छ
4 matches tomorrow. That's what I'm thinking. What do you think?
I think we're gonna have
बिहानको कोलम्बिया र त्यसको हेर्दै सुतेको हो क्या
because and the reason why I'm saying this is because
First half.
Tiamba, I think are gonna maintain a pretty
फर्स्ट
decent
त गोल हानिहाल्यो
When
त्यसपछि
you
त हान्दै
look at the
हानेन
overall games of grand finals, I'm not really taking group stage into this,
स्पेन
right?
पोर्चुगल
Because
कसले जित्छ
group
स्पेनले
stage
जित्छ होला नि
it's a bit of a different setup. They only got one chicken dinner, and a lot of their top games actually were like podiums / even a top 4. I feel like Tiamba at times really
Calendar
struggles
हाल्छ त कहाँ
to wrap up a game and secure the win, and that could be a really big hindrance for them going into tomorrow's games. So I feel like Tiamba
विशेष कति पोइन्ट छ र
will
भोलि
be
थाहा
the
हुन्छ
one to
अब
smash,
आज
but they
कतिमा
will be doing
सकिन्छ
it very late because again they really have a bad time to get the actual win outside of just getting strong podiums.
I don't think that's a bad
It's
shot
a
at all. The reason why I said
podium,
game
हो
4
र?
is I just think that like game 4
देखेको
is
छैन
gonna be
मैले
interesting. I think players are gonna come after the break, and then Tiamba is just gonna get like a very fortunate circle and just randomly just go crazy on the last one.
फेभरेट टिम कुन हो तपाईँको रे
What break?
फेभरेट टिम छैन
Like 5 minutes.
यसपालि
Like 2-minute breaks.
पोर्चुगलले
You're
जितोस्
right.
भनेको
You're
Yeah, like
right.
literally,
Well,
I'm not
legit
even
any
joking.
हुन्छ
I
जित्न
feel
त
like you're in the same situation, Hodrix. The breaks are so short for the
Portugal
Macau
is
station.
just
I have
minutes,
to run to get a drink and come back, or I will miss the start of the game. I'm not joking. So, yeah, it's really quick. GG to the production. team.
पिएमएनसी
They're doing
रेजिस्टरै
amazing.
गरेको छैन यार प्लेयर चाहियो हौ
You know what? If
यसो
Field
क्लासिकतिर
actually-
के अरे अल्टिमेटतिर 4-5 केडी भएको खेलाडीहरू छ कोही
Start game. You know what I'm saying? And they are starting the game. I like it here. But this game hasn't really started just yet. I mean, it definitely has, but right now the action hasn't started. Teams are just keeping an eye on squads, hoping to maybe catch one of these players on rotation.
त्यहाँनिर त
There's
कस्तो
Tiamba.
छिरेको यार
Okay, Tiamba getting peppered a little bit. A little peppered.
Wait,
Next
John,
zone is gonna go on over to El
क्यों
Pozo.
नहीं यार,
All right,
WBG
that's gonna
लाई?
make things interesting.
फसलको छिरेर कामै छैन के
मेरो छ 4 सिजनको जोडो भने
अनि यिनीहरूकोमा त रोकेर कसैले रोटेसन काट्न खोज्दैन यार हाम्रोमा मात्र यार सब गाडी लिएर जान्छन्
दा अहिले नि मिसन छ अरे छैन हौ कहाँबाट हुन्छ हौ मिसन
I've been slipping still today. 12th position, 55 points tied up with the side of all gamers.
अर्जेन्टिनाको कस्तो इजी पाथ रे
I have not talked about
तिमी तिमी ओइ मनिस हो र तिमी चाहिँ कुन टिमको फ्यान हो नि इजी पाथ भन्नलाई ह कुन टिमको फ्यान हो तिमी पहिला त्यो भन अनि
आइपिओ को डिमान्ड के छ अहिले सियो उ छ आइपिओ खोलेर
they're completely gone. What's been happening?
4-5 केडी रे स्काईको त 3 को छ त स्काईहरु त अनि झर्ने मर्ने हो नि त
Couldn't see that in the feed just yet. But yeah, it looks like
Moro dog the gang.
अब फुटबलको कुरा नगरौँ म पेकारसँग बोल्छु
Aurora losing a player
Tianba
that
ल्यान्दै
is for
अनि
sure. Tianba are going to be very excited about that.
हट त्यानबा त कहाँबाट कहाँ
त्यही भनेको यिनीहरुको त त्यो रोकेर रोटेसन काट्ने हुँदैन है सब गाडी लिन्छ रोटेसन लिन्छ चिलमा खुलिरहेछ बनाइराख्नु भनेको फ्यामिलीको सबको खर्च यस्तो केही आइडिया छैन यार मलाई उसमा डीएममा बुझाउनु भयो
पेकामिजु ए पेकामिजु
डीएममा बुझाउनु ल गेममा खेल्दै यता बोल्दै होला नि
मनिस हो र पोर्चुगल फ्यान हो अनि राजा पोर्चुगलले नै आफ्नो ग्रुप जितेको भए त्यो पाथमा पुग्थ्यो त अनि अब हामी रोएर के काम हामीले जितेनौँ हाम्रो ग्रुप हामी पनि त्यही पाथमा हुन्थ्यौँ त्यही ब्र्याकेटमा हुन्थ्यौँ अनि रोएर के काम अर्जेन्टिनाको सजिलो छ त्यो त नि हामीले नि राम्रो खेलाए भए हाम्रो नि सजिलो पाथ पर्थ्यो त
Federal going to go ahead and take a look at his buddy. He is knocked Lorenzen. He's going to go ahead and pick him back up. They should be able to get that.
यही बेस्ट भन्ने हुन्न के राजा तर अब आफ्नो
dead center.
बेस्ट प्लेयर चाहिँ हुनु
Translation, the well.
मलाई यस्तो आइडिया नै छैन त्यो
Yep. The well or the pit, one or the other.
I would say the pit because there's like a mini arena in there that resembles a pit. So I think the pit is actually quite fitting. But yeah, I can use you to translate the compound names and know what they actually mean.
That's right.
Oh, this is cool. Okay, next time we see an interesting compound, I'm going to ask you what it means. What does Crater Fields mean?
Crater Fields. Don't know.
यो कास्टरहरु पनि साइडको जे पाइते कुराहरु बढी गर्दै हुन्छ
It's interesting. You got some names in English and some non-English. The same actually, I guess, for Rondo.
Yep.
In the name of some of their positions. But KRX looking at their spot next to Trailer Park. Very exotic name. As they make a little bit of a move. Tough terrain. Got to make it to the road. There you go. QXZ going to do exactly that. He had enough of those dirt piles, making it way tougher.
XZY त कहाँबाट चढ्यो त्यहाँ
On the tippy top of the mountain, Hodrick. He's going to
set
a great line of sight as BTR push up.
XZY हेर त चढेको ठाउँ माथि छ हौ
Right on the heads of Bigatron.
रुल सर यो डाँडा चढ्न आउँछ
So easy, getting shot up little by little.
कसरी चढौ केटा त्यो त्यत्रो माथि हेर न
XYZ gonna go ahead and put some shots down range.
आज यो डाँडा चढ्न सिक्नु पर्छ जस्तो छ यार कसरी चढौ यार यो रनौटी
Alula are gonna be pushing on to LGD. Now getting a nice little finish there. He's gonna go ahead and get some good confirmations. But LGD, oh my god,
जोन परेको बेला नि फर्स्टमै क्याजुअल्टी भयो के हाम्रो
shut down by Tianba of all teams.
त्यो टीटी त हेर न हाम्रै छेउमा थियो डबल पोइन्ट बनाएको छ हामीले
I mean, why the hell not? Literally everyone on Al-Ula and also LGD is down to just a solo at this point unless they get a full reset. So it does kind of
त्यस्तै हुन्न स्ट्यान्ड म्यान तिमी मुझे फ्रान्ससँग भेट्छौ के क्यापो बर्डेसँग भेट्छौ कस्तो साइको कुरा गरेको
You know what, maybe it's not fully worth it. Maybe just give a chance for LGD to get the reset because quicker himself that one little container.
तिमी स्पेनसँग भेट्छौ कि इजिप्टसँग भेट्छौ कस्तो साइको कुरा गरेको सजिलो परेको छ ठीक छ त सजिलो परेछ भन्ने नि त्यो त गाह्रो कुरा हो र
Yeah, he's just hoping no nades come his way. So Fury of T+ is going to be the next fight happening on screen.
Now Noble gets knocked. All right, Chips running back into the building. Can't exit due to that Molotov.
रुल सर त्यो एनएसआर को माथि चढेको देख्यो
म यता कलमा थिएँ हेर्नै पाइनँ नि
not gonna be able to make it through that window. Furia are gonna be
कलले
able to
गर्दा
बगीबाट चढ्न मिल्छ अरे त्यही त बगीबाट चढ्न मिल्छ त मलाई नि बगीबाटै त चढ्नुहुन्थ्यो
Oh my
100
gosh!
कुन
Both those
साइडबाट चढ्यो क्या
teammates,
त्यो
Chips ends up getting caught. Now it's
एन
gonna
सर
be a 1v1
अच्छा अहिले
between
ब्याक गरेँ
Fabian.
हेर्नु
Let's
हैन
see what's
देखाउँछ
gonna
त्यसको
happen.
पोजिसन त जोनमै हो त्यो त
Ayala, oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Both these teams say, okay, how would you get a
ल
little
हेर्न
reset?
यो
We'll try it back.
33G
But
के
this
गर्दैछ
time,
हौ
let's do a 2v2 with KRX third party, I guess.
How do you like them apples as KRX?
अरु डाँडा त चढ्न आउँथ्यो त्यो चाहिँ हल्का गाह्रो छ
Going for the third party engage on D+ and Furia. It's looking pretty bad. I feel like they know now they're in a world of hurt because sure you might win the fight, but the war should be won by KRX unless a massive fumble happens. Good nade again from Chief. That's a back-to-back banger. He secures. And they know that now they've got the man advantage on them. They've got to push it quickly if they want to maybe escape the grasp of KRX, but they're really chasing it. They're now making a cross from
त्यसको माथि नै परेको माथि नै
compound over to the southern side,
त्यो
making
बग्गी
it
चढ्छ
straight
होला
into
त्यहाँ
CC
maybe
range, and now
बीचमा त चढ्थ्यो के बीचमा त
looking to
त्यो त
find that one
माथि नै छ
strand
हौ
in the open.
टुप्पोमै
They play the cards right. KRX, this
त्यता
should
त
be
त्यस्तो
an
खासै
easy
खेलेकै
win.
छैन थाहा नै
It's
छैन
2v2.
Next zone does pop on up, so if KRX, they need to finish this fight pretty quickly here. They want to finish this fast and get into this next zone. They have a beautiful path on into those buildings right in front of them, so they can afford to take a little bit of time here, but not too much considering there's only 30 seconds left on the clock. You're going to see them start throwing in some util. What are you going to do if you're KRX? Are you going to try to push this? Are you going to wait? Yeah, you can see them just kind of having a little bit of indecision here.
छुट्टै
They're trying
मर्ने
to figure out
भयो
what to do.
फ्युरिया र
I think they're
डिके
going to leave.
I feel like there's just we really can't get these players. They're just staying here. I feel like they're even willing to stay in phase 4 blue zone. Phase 5 would be a bit of a different topic, but phase 4 they can definitely tank it for a bit. And I like the response of E Plus and Fury. They're like, okay, KRX is here.
त्यो डाँडा चाहिँ चढ्न सिक्नु पर्यो किनकि हामी होरबाट खेल्दाखेरि त
त्यो त चाहिन्छ नि त केटालाई
पुगिन्छ
Let
धेरै
KRX
जस्तो
leave and let's resume the fight. That is the game plan.
केटालाई
I
त
kind
चाहिन्छ
of
त्यो
like it, how
त
they have this just
Makes sense.
agreement without speaking a
त्यही
single
जोन
word
पर्यो
of
भने त
like,
है
okay, let's not mess around. We can survive if we play our cards right. As he goes for the roof angle.
They're just battling it out, and they just stop. They're like, hey, wait. Who invited KRX? Yeah, who invited you? Nobody invited you. Get out of here. Now, Beauty are like, all right, let's resume this action. See who wins it out. Ayala about to go up the stairs. Chips with the DBS said, I dare you.
KRX किन जोन नगएको यिनीहरूलाई
How about we just let the blue zone take out both of us here? Yeah, how about that? Never mind. Chips jumping out the building. Now getting knocked. Chief gonna go down to the play zone. Ayala.
नेपालको करेन्ट बेस्ट प्लेयर को लाग्छ रे हो रुल सर सोधे छनु यिनीहरूले चाट्यो मलाई
करेन्ट बेस्ट
No, yeah,
प्लेयर
KRX is one of the third party fight that's happening now. They've
Sky ni.
fully given up on that.
अहिले
Fabian,
Sky
it's a solo fight now. 1v1. As Ayala, yeah, his teammate was taken out by the blue. It's AKM versus the S12K of
1v1.
Fabian. I'm not sure, does Ayala even have a shotgun? Never really see his loadout, but he's trying to get himself back in that short range. The nade getting cooked up. He heard the pin for sure. Ayala, you got to reposition. That wall is not safe. Nade comes out. Gets some good damage, but Ayala will survive once again.
आइलाले पुश गर्नै पर्छ
Not for long. That's his last first aid.
के लुट्ने हो
And it is a 1v1 versus blue zone. And the blue zone is undefeated. I'll tell you that right now. Ayala looking for any kind of util. Oh, finds a shotgun. That's great.
आइला एक एचपी हुने भौ
Ayala, try to get this last elimination and then go out to blue. Yep, you can't hesitate. You gotta move. Just go. Can't free fire.
Wait.
भन्छ क्या हो आइलाले
Remaining. Fabian
एक
trying to
एचपी
hit.
हो
They're like they're both gonna get eliminated. He goes
दुई
out.
जनै जोन
Nobody gets the elimination. Is denied.
जीरो
away
किल
from
रे हो
that.
डीके को त
The worst 1v1 in PUBG Mobile Esports history, ladies and gentlemen. The true winner was the blue zone.
Undefeated, I'm telling you. I was like, you don't have time to like hit like crazy pro player angles. Like you just gotta run in.
Aurale हान्छ कि फेरि
It's
3-man
either that. I mean,
यिनीहरू
it's
3-man
D+,
हुँदा चाहिँ
you
मिठो
can
खेल्छ
give
यार
them the point. You know what I'm saying? Either that or you get it. But
सेन्टरमै छ होला लगभग ए त्यहाँ
let the
रहेछ
blue zone win sometimes. Let the blue
What's
zone win.
the opposite of absolute cinema? Absolute siesta. I don't know. It was that fight was not it. I was expecting absolute entertainment, but that is not what they delivered. But you know what? Looking at the circle,
छोडे,
it's going to be actually
डाँडामा आयो है
100%
जोन
of the circle
उपाय
in El
बताउनु
Pozo,
न
and the rest is going to be that high ground position down.
कास्टरको त
south.
के ओभर भन्छ त के
एकजनाले
बोल्छ
खुट्टा एकजनाले तान्ने यार
कास्टरको
And the one main issue is if you are a northern team and the circle goes down south, you got to make your way up the mountainside. That transition is going to be so rough. And even just to get to the mountainside, Hot Chicks, you need to fight each other and then go for the push-up. Out in the open on the road, dancing, dodging bullets. Well played.
Literally.
That's how you gotta do it. Them hot jukes. That's how you, man. You gotta shake
Moi
and
एक
shimmy
बाजे
to
आछ
get
त
to
नेड खाने
safety.
बस भन्ने होला
33Z ends up doing it there. Now we're gonna see him be able to make it to his squad. So Weibo just trying to keep their not last place streams alive at this point. All gamers. Yeah, you're right, man. We were talking about these guys a lot on day one, and then now pretty quiet lately. Oh, there we go. Nongshim Red Force getting a knock onto Tianba. That is huge for the whole lobby, as Tianba are now 2 points away from breaking that 100-point mark.
They're going to make it happen here. They got such a great split to the western side. Milu in a 1v2 scenario. Well, no, in a 1v2, in a 1-2 split scenario. Looking to see what their options are. Do we commit to the lower side?
You think
he'll
drop on
the high ground down south? Seems like that's what they're going for.
यो चढेको ठाउँ हेर्नु न यो कहाँ छ
यो त नि अति माथि हो त पुरै माथि
त्यही त सबसे माथि पुग्यो हो यो कसरी यसको बगी कहाँ छ थाहा पाएको भए थाहा हुन्थ्यो क्या कहाँबाट चढो यो साइडबाट होइन जस्तो छ
अब 4 जनालाई काम दिने नि केटालाई म्याप रुम बनाएर
कसरी चढ्यो यार यो
म्याप फिट थाहा पाएको होइन नि हल्का ट्राई गर्न त हुन्थ्यो है म्याप फिट पनि त्यस्तै बुझिदैन होला
Super just
यो साइड पनि देखिँदैन यसको गाडी
at the zone here as I'm wondering where this next zone's going to pop
खत्रै चढ्यो यार यो
you can see Nongshim Red Force. Look at the high ground these guys have. They are so set up on this circle, especially if the zone pops out over to them. But you also have Federal, the rest of Influence Rage waiting at the midst, but man.
झरेर नक्को
Still alive.
गाडी बिना चढे रहेछ नि त
XCY just fell from the oh, that's terrible.
गाडी भयो त गाडीमा झर्थ्यो
I guess he had a car and he could easily just drop down without taking any full damage, but no, unfortunately, maybe he slipped or something. Not sure what happened there. But Bigatron love this because now the fact that XCY is taken out of the equation, they can play with that from that mountain.
टायर गयो पनि हैन के भयो
They still got their work cut out for them. They still need to make that transition over the road. Axel, got to be careful. Shows your back to QZZ for split second there.
गाडी त देख्दैन
Luckily enough, no big damage will be dealt. But Tiamba still an absolute menace in this lobby.
Emergency backpack त नपाउनु पर्ने होला
from 100 points.
अघि प्लेन पनि आएको थियो ड्रप झर्छ र स्टेज 5 मा
Let's see. QZZ is looking to get that MVP though.
दुईटा छ त
And trying to put in some more work. Where's this
वाइट टिममा ट्युटोरियल हेर्ने रे हुँदैन ग्लाइडरमा
opposite direction. Dead center.
ए त्यो पनि हुनु भयो
ग्लाइडरमा गयो नि अनि केटा हो नि एस्केप गर्दाखेरि प्याराशुट आउँछ
अह आउँदैन एक्जिट गर्न मिल्दैन होला
त्यसमा ग्लाइडर त माथि हुनु पर्ने त
And right now in 15th, they're kind of pulling a Weibo, which at this point is not a compliment. As utility, the input's up. Kami looking to find an opening knock. Almost got Nepeko, but it's slightly too short. I do like the angle of Lost, though, as SGG's trying to rip around, forcing them in a really bad spot in the open, and then Lost might be willing to pick them up one by one. SGG right now looking at their position, Hot Jukes, in full control of this 4v2.
Oh, yes, they are. And they
nice B यार कसरी छेको
मिडले लग्यो होला
लास्ट वन यार KRX
oh getting punished. Now we're going to see Hamsuji gonna have to make a play here on the low. Do it. I think so. And now we're going to see if Hamsuji can get another. Oh, you got the confirmation. And let's see if Norpeko can make something happen with that nade. It looks good. Ooh, air burst, but just not close enough. Oh, he does get a knock with a DPS though. Almost got two, but Norpeko not able to make it happen.
The reason why I had an exclamation at fight is because a nade of SGG literally bounced off the character of RRQ. He literally bounced on his head and bounced away, and he didn't get knocked by it. That was kind of crazy. It happened, but still good defense setup from S2G without losing a single member. So massive win in terms of eliminations, but also maintaining your full firepower for the very late game of this Miramar match. Nongshim though, not a great exit for XCY.
त्यहाँमा त केटा अति छ कन्सिस्टेन्सी त हरेक जोन पुग्छ
As their clash is going to be between themselves, Bigatron
Like
and
you are.
Tiamba. The Tiamba again, you don't want to give them any extra points. They got an
यस्तो
extra
पाराले त
just
ग्लोबलमा नि
seconds
बबाल खेल्छ
ago.
हौ यिनीहरूले
They're up to 99, one more point, and they will be the
सबै
first
ग्लोबल
team
टिमै
to
त छ नि
join the 100-point gang. And I feel like in this fight, even if they don't win the engage straight up, I feel like one elimination is definitely
त्यसमा
doable.
त चाइना नि ओभर खेल्छ है
Totally. Not to mention that there's only 10 teams remaining, so they might just get it with placement points alone if they're able to just survive for just a little bit longer here.
WBC त गाह्रै छ अब WC
Next
केटा हो
zone
पुग्दैन भन्नुहुन्छ
coming to you in 1 minute, folks. We'll see exactly where it's headed to. Federal gets a nice knock with a nade on the Mormon. We
भोलि
saw
त
that
6
in
गेम
the
मात्र
feed.
त हो
But
6
right
गेम
now,
पनि
all
हुन्छ
eyes
कि
are on
हुँदैन
Tiamba.
कम्प्लिट थाहा
Tiamba
छैन
has some high ground here. Oh, never
अब
mind.
यही गेम
We're
चिकन
switching
हाने
on
हो
over
भन्नु
to
दुईजनाले
the
के
other
हान्छ
side as we see LGD. All gamers as well. And that is Weibo eliminating KRX.
So many big engages happening now. The true breaking point is going to be here when the circle does not favor this rock formation. Nongshim Red Force versus Chamba will be unavoidable. And BTR, actually, if they got a bunch of util, could very easily just hold them off out in the blue zone and just suffocate those teams and get an easy angle on the edge of the zone. Which, actually, talking about teams on the edge of the zone, Aurora also in a, I was going to say similar position. Not really, actually, it's completely different from here. They just got this warehouse on the outskirts of El Pozo. And pushing out is going to be kind of tough, but LGD might fight all gamers, and if that happens, that's a good third-party opportunity for Aurora to actually leap.
Aurora फेरि तान्ने भयो नि त पोइन्ट अब
तर त्यहाँबाट भनेपछि डिपोजिट्स त्यहाँबाट अनि झर्दाखेरि त जस्तै मर्ने रहेछ हैन त भनेपछि ग्लाइडर नै चढायो भनेपछि त ग्लाइडर मुनि झर्यो भने त मर्यो हैन त भनेपछि
And here we go.
तर जोनै नै छैन
Milu up close and personal. Gonna go ahead and be right there for the shotgun. And now Tianba looking to roar ahead and dominate this lobby. And with those knocks though, that can make things interesting. Eagle forced to jump down. Tianba eliminated. Nongshim Red Force get the better of them.
By the way, they don't get a single placement point, so they're locked at 99, no 100 points, unless that final player of Nongshim get revived, but he does get brought back on his 2 feet. Yeah, that's not able to make it to 100, as though Tizzy with a high gun position. M249, interesting loadout. That's a great nade, followed up by another piece of utility. He still survives it somehow. Bigatron, I would say, a little bit too aggressive here. Might want to try and pull it back, because look right behind you.
Position
Party, Bigatron versus Nongshim Red Force. Might not want to overcommit here. This would be a very big mistake that Brazil is just waiting to punish.
Yes, it would. You can see Bigatron util here on this mountain rock side here. Influence Rage looking to get the mix though. Here comes Federal. Ooh, nice angles. Ah, but a great shot down. Lauren's in. Gets the return though and gets that elimination. Gonna back off here and go for a reset. Nice play here from Influence Rage.
Yeah, really good one. Not overstepping their welcome, just being very respectful. As Nongshim Red Force being given an opportunity at redemption. He's got the good high ground position, but the 2 shotguns instantly echo throughout this rock formation. Jumbin having to heal up a little bit more. Tizzy going on the offensive side onto Federalis. It's going to be Federalis and Razak. Through, surrounded by Rage will put the nail in the coffin. And now Razak as a solo here. The nades are just chasing him down like a homing missile. And Influence Rage, it seems like this is a massive win, maybe pushing them up to 7 eliminations in this game.
Huge. What a comeback from Influence Rage today. I mean, roaring from the bottom of the leaderboards, now at the tippy top. 78 points, and they're not done yet. 6 eliminations. They should be able to get this reset off. This high ground working so dang well for them, and they're gonna get a lot of util as well here. The only issue that they have is that it's not in this next circle, so they're gonna have to push up. They are gonna have Aurora looking right at them. Actually, the whole lobby is probably looking up at this mountainside, so they're gonna have a difficult time making it on down, but they gotta try.
But Aurora's position is just not good, like defensively speaking. But the cool advantage they have is that the other teams on the eastern edge of El Pozo are getting forced out of their buildings, making them very predictable and a very easy target. Let's see if they can farm up a few eliminations. Maybe something similar for the likes of Influence Rage, as E-Arena here behind that rock and that exploded vehicle. Not having the best time of their life, though they do have a FAMAS in their arsenal. Who knows, maybe they can use it to kind of subvert expectations. As Aurora, with that ridge, actually do find a kind of hard to res.
Maybe Aurora ले हान्छ होला. Easy line फाइदा त फाइदै छ.
Let's see what Aurora can do, because Aurora win this game and they get a ton of eliminations. They can actually catch up to Tiamba right here. It is possible. So let's see if they're able to do it. Can they make that gap that much smaller? I mean, Influence Rage could have a good opportunity to do
AG ला
kind of
फाइदा
the
छ
same thing
छनद
here.
WBG
And the
वाइड
rest of the
भयो
lobby is just trying to catch
AG
up
को
at this
chance छ
point. Well, let's see what happens here. This is the last circle, folks. This zone will be going down to 0 as Weibo now leave their buildings and they're getting peppered on the way out.
Oh, good FAMAS spray, forcing Suki to get prone
Tian
against
bale
the
हेरे
Apple
Aurora ले
side.
हान्यो नि त Tian bale भेट्छ
Took for literally no good reason whatsoever. Maybe we'd be thinking
WBG
this could be
सक्यो
Weibo win. The
nice try
nade bounces off
तर
of him.
AG ला
And that
फाइदा
is
छ
going to be it.
जोनको
Flower H is the one to secure it with Maple from All Gamers, the team that has been just so non-existent.
AG लाई त सेक्न यार आएन
And finally putting points on the board.
Noranjin
Getting in nade range, really good ridge line.
Noranjin
Right Schweppes trying to force him back towards the likes of Ruka and Tony K. They're showing their back actually quite aggressively to Aurora. Be careful that backstab could be happening.
Schweppes the nice air burst. Now applying that pressure.
Wait.
It's up close and personal, but it's not good enough.
भिडिएर सिक्दैछ माथिबाट
See Mabel
रेजेकले
having to worry a
Wait,
little bit
त्यो
about
पो
Razak
हिरो
from
भयो त अहिले त
PCR, but the mollies are coming out from
रेजेकले
every
सिक्दैछ
direction. All gamers just getting
हिरो
peppered
भइदियो यार
from
यो
everywhere.
हेल्पर
Nice
हेल्पर
headshot
अरोराले
from
हेल्पर
Razak, putting in the work
जोन
for
सक्को
Big
यसलाई नि अब
Tron in the high ground.
How is
ले
Reefus
रिफुसलाई कस्तो
allowed to make
नदेखेको
that
है
move? He doesn't see it. Razak getting eliminated means that
हल्काले
position is
देखेन नि
critical
त्यसले
for Reefus. There's no way.
म त स्मोकमा
I
बसिरहेको
did not imagine Aurora could actually be competing for the win.
Wait,
It might just be
सक्यो।
happening.
Wait,
The
3 versus
1v1
1.
goes down.
जितो, जितो,
E-Arena
जितो।
and All Gamers out of the picture entirely. It's only Loranzin left in a 1v3 against Aurora.
Kill पनि उठ्यो।
Can he pull it back?
अन्त
And
जसले
he's
चिकन
doing
हान्ने नि
it.
भेट्ने रहेछ
Raining down on his location, taking out his teammate of Lil Boy. Loranzin against the world. The utility
Running.
chasing him down out into the blue zone. Can he take home the win?
Here we go. It is second place versus third. Aurora going to have some great utility. Just a little bit too far. Reefus up close and personal. Shuts him down. And it's Aurora to come out with the
एक गेम ढिलो भएछ यार अरोरा हेर त अघि हानेको भए
That is
Yeah.
खुसी
exactly what
भएर
we need to
यार
see. If you're an Aurora fan, you are loving it right now. Back to back, strong
स्पेनले यार अहिलेसम्म
performance,
एक गोल
graceful
पनि
finish,
खाएको
and you know what?
छैन
They
अरे
learned a few things in that previous game in
त्यस्तो
school,
हुन्न
and they
क्यापोबाट
took
हेर न
those
एक गेम
lessons
नहारिकन
all
निस्को त वर्ल्ड
effective
कपबाट
on Miramar. There you go. Give him the high five. Everyone here deserves it. But Reefus, oh my goodness.
सबै गोल एक एकमा खाने भनेर राखेको हो कि
He makes it to that central position and lives to tell the tale because of Razak on the mountaintop. But actually, Razak, if he
ए पोइन्ट पनि देखाइदिँदो रहेछ यार कसले कति पोइन्ट जान्यो
because other teams were just spreading down. So actually, that kept Reefus really safe and created an anchor point for his two other teammates to join up on this spot and secure the win. I
जित्छ क्या हो पहिलो ग्लोबल
circle maybe 6 to predict the team. I would not have picked Aurora, and
हेर्ने
yet
ठाउँ
they
पनि
show us
बवाल
that
छ
it
है
doesn't matter. Even if the circle is not headed their way, they still can take home these massive games on the highest stage possible in PUBG Mobile Esports.
Yeah, one of the great things about Aurora winning this one too is they're winning quite a few games here. So if it ever comes down to a tie, they're going to be very well set up here. As you can see, Reefus ending up on as the MVP with 2 eliminations.
I'll have to see the exact total eliminations. I believe it's still quite a low elimination game in terms of the chicken dinner for this squad, but that's fine. A win is a win. We're not going to complain too much. You know what? Still happy for the Mongolian team. As he's still actually, yeah, because he gets 2 eliminations and his team contribution is
3-man chicken रे अघि 3-man chicken हानेको भए हेर त
total stat shouldn't be insanely
खुसी
high,
हुन्थे
but
म
this
अघि
is great
3-man
not
chicken
only for
हानेको
him to catch up to Chamba, which is what you stated
Run
right,
Mati.
Mati, but also for the MVP race. He was already #1 damage over QZZ. I do wonder, are we going to be seeing top #1 in terms of eliminations? Maybe not up there, but he could at least try to tie it with the side of QZ.
कसले भन्दै थियो यार अरोराले यो पनि जित्छ डब्ल्युसी जित्छ भने
Aurora,
ओ
after this
ल्याङ्ग्रेले
game, are
पिटी
going to be
हान्छ
close to Tiamba regardless. It was almost a 30-point lead at one point, and it has dwindled down. For a second there, I thought Tiamba were going to take this one. They were looking really strong, and then just things fell apart little by little for them. I know they're still getting consistent points on the board, but Aurora winning this one.
Gods can go हेरौँ न
That's how you
एकछिन
close the gap.
Gods can under रिस आउला
And then
न
we look at the highlights, and this is the most anticlimactic fight I have ever seen. It was looking so good, man. It was like, okay, really down to just individual movement, and also if you can hit your shots with the shotgun.
लास्ट गेम एकैछिनमा सुरु हुन्छ होला हो भ्याउँदैन होला हो
Out to the blue zone. He tried to go for the bandage, just a little bit too late. And it does.
अनि त्यो नाम चाहिँ चेन्ज गरेर आउ त कस्तो रेसिस्ट नाम
Sometimes
हो
you're gonna have some funny encounters like that. That is all good. As overall, out of all the teams fighting here, I have to reiterate.
है अब लास्ट गेम यो माथि माथिको मान्छेहरूले पोइन्ट तानेन भन्दा स्म्याश पोइन्ट त नजिकै हुन्छ त यार
Two players. If they have the 4 players alive, it have
Dog
been
पहिलाको
a way
पाली
to
World
win,
Cup मा
and
रुको
everyone
हैन
said,
र
okay,
दाइ
the
थाहा
comeback is
भएन
possible, but then missing out on what could have been a massive game. And
अब
literally,
हाम्रो गाडी त
their
रुएन
top location of Elopodzo, what a fumble from this team. I really do feel bad for the Weibo fans.
Yeah, I mean, second time, too, they get a drop location, kind of late circle, and they're not able to really
4
capitalize
kill
on
chicken
it.
फेरि पनि 4 kill
Super
chicken हो
unfortunate. Yeah, gee, Aurora, 4 eliminations. That is how you do it right there. And you got top. Hey, busting out the King Coho right here. Like to see that.
He's already preparing. He's already preparing for the EWC key. You know, he knows it's triangle. He's ready for the event in Paris. As looking at the overall match rankings, of course, because of the very low elimination focused gameplay from Aurora, very passive. We obviously know the lead of this game in terms of overall points, and it's going to be 15 points total.
INF पनि राम्रो खेल्दैछ त यिनीहरु छैन है WC मा
I would say the timing of the third party onto the likes of BTR, Chamba,
त्यही भएर यिनीहरु ट्राई हार्ड हो यिनीहरुको लागि WC नै यही हो क्या
beautifully executed. If any team was going to get the win in my eyes, it was going to be Influence Rage because that push up was just.
प्यारिसको भिजा आउँदैन दाइ अब अरे आइहाल्छ
I mean, we
नि
got to give Influence Rage their flowers today, guys. I mean, this
GG
team
को
was
हेरौँ
so
एकछिन
down and
निन्जा
out
जी
in day
GG
one
को हेरौँ भने मेरो
points-wise,
च्यानल
and
GG
they
गर्दो
have
भने
put
उनीहरुले
themselves in the running here. So, one more game left to go, and if Influence Rage get another good one here, I mean, we can see them in first place.
overall
It is totally
leader
possible.
overall leaderboard
Definitely doable here for Brazil. Furia did lose a little bit of steam here as we go on to the second page. So when it comes to the Brazilian teams, for today at least,
गर्दैन केही रे
it is
गर्छ हौ
definitely the
काट्छ
Influence
नौ
Rage show. So good approach today. Also, these two teams actually talking about the Brazilian teams, they did have a really good finish
फर्कला नि मलाई
on Durango. Eventually won by D+ because of that.
overall
third party.
99 हाम्रो 93
And you know what? Maybe
INF
I should not be too
87
critical
दुईटा
of Brazil
Brazilian
here
team
on
87
Furia because they're
88
still up in 4th position. INF now up in 3rd. But most importantly, that gap has finally.
खोइ त गर्छ के यो ल्याङ्ग्रे नि वाचपार्टी गर्दै रहेछ के हेर्दै रोडको EWC र के हेर्नु परेछ यो हो वर्षेङ छैन केटा हो सकिसकेछ ओजी कहाँ छ ओजी किधर है ओजी छैन त छैन हौ केटा ब्राजिल त फुटबल र पब्जीमा दुवैमा सेक्दै छ त अरे सेक्ने मात्र हो जित्ने हैन DOG ए कुन हो ए थर्डमा भएको टिम के हेर्ने हो त यार कसैको मन त छैन एडमिनोकै हेर्दिउँ है खेल्नु रे वेब फायर अन मोल के हो त्यो डट नलेख क्या त्यो वेबसाइट भन्छ तिम्रो वेबसाइट नील फन भन्ने के हो नील फन हनाइ त सधैँ केटा विनरको पनि हनाइ त हिपेर गयो भने त हान्छन् होला हौ यिनीहरूले
बगी भी है
ओजीको भन्दा गडेलको राम्रो होला हैन ल कन पावर म त थाहा छैन है म त
अरे मैं 40 में बंदा है
WC मा थाहा पाउने हो म त हेर्दिन
एक लास्ट है पहले लास्ट है पुश करेगा
यत्रो वर्ष ट्रोफी नआएको जोनाथन निस्किएर के ट्रोफी आयो यार
निकाल लेना भाई नहीं मारना बाहर से अपने को
अरे मैं तो गाड़ी लेने आया हूं मेरी जान
एक और मान
मलाई त मान्या हिरो लाग्थ्यो यार पहिला 16 मा जीमा हुँदाखेरि झन् हिरो लाग्थ्यो यार त्यतिखेर चाहिँ हेर्थेँ मैले मान्याहरू जीमा हुँदाखेरि चाहिँ हेर्थेँ कोची चाहिँ हल्का स्ट्र्याटेजीमा राम्रो होला हैन यिनीहरू भन्दा हल्का ट्याक्टिकल टिम होला हैन यिनीहरू भन्दा
पीछे वाले को देख रहा हूं
यिनीहरूले जहिले ग्लोबल भर्जन स्मुथ छ ग्लोबल भर्जन स्मुथ छ भन्थे अब हेरौँ न यिनीहरूले अब कोही खेल्छ र केटा अब बीजीएमआई
वाला कहां चला गया भाई
बीजीएमआई त्यस्तो छ र ग्लोबल भन्दा
नेट नहीं मेरे पास
जो चल्ने
अब क्या धेरै छैन
Watch out!
गेम सुरु गर्नु सर
भइस
Normally you have a few teams at the top got a really significant gap, but that gap it's still there, but it's not as big as you have maybe seen, especially last year in 2025. So we'll see. But right now, no rest for the wicked, no breaks for all of these players, all these championship caliber players and teams.
Oi,
very southern, very northern phase of one. Some teams on an early rotation path, if they want to make it work out, throw a few spells in the process to make it to a decent compound. But teams you want to focus on, I would say, bottom of the rankings, out of the race fully for me, unless we see a miracle, an absolute miracle unfold, as we saw our top players here, MVP contenders. But yeah, Weibo, S2G, actually, what is your cutoff hot streak you have here for teams you're like, unless something insane happens, not even going to start paying attention
from Pakistan. Thank
okay,
you.
As far as trying to get first place?
Yeah,
I
think 13 on down are cooked. It's just not going to happen, right? I think mathematically possible because Weibo would have to literally win almost every single game. But it's just probable.
Thank you, bhai. Fair and lovely lion.
So I think 13th on down, it's going to be just extremely difficult. I think 12th place on up, with a chicken dinner here, can absolutely make a run for it. But it's still so wild to see, right? Because with how easy it is to get 20-point games, I mean, it's not easy, but with how many we've seen so far and with Rondo tomorrow, we could definitely see something special. I hope we see something special.
डाँडा चढ्न गयो होला यो गाडीले डाँडा चढिँदैन लेफ्ट पट्टिको चाहिँ हिनेर चढ्ने डाँडा चाहिँ चढिहाल भाइ हिनेर चढ्ने डाँडा चढिहाल ए लुट्न पायो तिनीहरूकै झर्छ नि है लाको बे अनि अस्ति अनि मैले गलत कुरा गरेको थिएँ त राणा बाजे तिमीहरूले हो नि मलाई सपोर्ट नगरेको यार त्यतिखेर मैले त सही कुरा गरेको थिएँ नि यार भित्र सबले मलाई तैँले सही कुरा गरिस् भन्नु का यो अनस्वाइटी यो सबले भित्र तर बाहिर चाहिँ म्याच मेरो लौडे लागेको बेला चाहिँ कसैले केही भनेन हेर्न यार यो नेपाली केटा नै लभ फ्रम पाकिस्तान लेख्दैछ यार कस्तो म्युजिक छ यार मैले के उताबाट सपोर्ट आएन भनेको यो पाकिस्तानी बन्द यार मेरो लागि
to be able to jump up, and even then that's like me.
मेरो क्वेशन त भ्यालिड थियो नि त केटा हो
kind to these teams. I would say top
मैले भन्ने तरिका बिग्रियो होला त्यतिखेर
if we only have 2 games
भन्दा चाहिँ हाम्रो जी क्यापिटल
त्यो कुरालाई बिर्सिदिउँ
I agree.
म त्यो पलहरु रिलिभ गर्न चाहिन
That's going to make things just so dangerous. And I mean, my interest in is just figuring out where that cutoff is going to be, right? Best case scenario for the lobby is, Tiamba goes out super early. And the best case scenario for Tiamba is obviously they go crazy. But these are obvious storylines here.
रुल सर अहिले अब जस्तै भोलि नै टुर्नामेन्ट हुँदै छ भने चाहिँ
what could happen
को 4 जना खेलाउने त
T2 if it goes out now
Playing for my
then
main.
the cutoff is
मेन
99. That'll
प्लेइङ
make
फर्ममा त अहिले
109
इग्नियस
the cutoff.
फियरलेस क्ल अनि
threshold. And with
सुब्बा
Rondo
त्यस्तो
happening,
Change गर्नु पर्यो भने
those
चाहिँ
good 3 teams that can
चेन्ज
make that
गर्नु
happen.
पर्यो भने फ्रन्ट लाइन चेन्ज गर्ने अब
But we're gonna have to wait and see.
फियरलेस या अब
Will
क्लमा
Tiamba
त्यसरी
make that gap
दुईटै
astronomical
फ्रन्ट लाइन
once again,
तीनजना फ्रन्ट लाइन छ
or
नि त
will
हाम्रो
they leave
क्लब
the
भाइ
door
चाहिँ
open for teams to
क्लब भाइ र
step up?
क्लब भाइ चाहिँ
And
खतरा
remember,
लाग्छ है मलाई
we
तर
gotta
फियरलेस भाइ
mention
चाहिँ
this one more time.
खतरा पिकअप है
You know, Tiamba are hunting
Unexpected.
down top 2.
त्यही
They need
कसैले
यस्तो पहिला
नउठाएको
देखेको
bad bags.
अनि अहिले यहाँ यस्तो ठ्याक्कै अब
T2 के त
देखिने
एक
टाइपको पनि ठाउँ
कस्तो
पायो
हानो त त्यो भाइले है बवाल लागेको हौ
त्यही अति हान्छ है हामीले त पहिला वामा त हान्छ यस्तो भन्थ्यो पछि गेममा नि अनि वामा त अनि एम्फो चला जस्तो चलाउँथ्यो अनि
So I would say right now, Tiamba,
अति है
if they
सुत्दै
don't win, as you said, you need to be top 2. It's looking very likely for them to be up there because of how
त्यस्तो
consistent
त्यस्तो
they were
नसुनौँ
on
क्या
day one. Day 2's been a bit of a
S1
non-day.
के हो यार
Finally, he's alive and doing something.
के राम्रो राम्रो कुरा छ
Absolutely
त
positive for
क्लब भाइ उठाउने चाहिँ कसले
But
डिसिजन
the
लिएको
team I really want to pay
सर
attention
क्लब
to
है
here
त
is gonna
दाइले
be the
हो
team
र
दाइकै
is
चोइस
दाइले फकाएर
which
बोलाएको
is
कि ऊ
Undertaker.
आउँछु भन्नु
पहिलेदेखि नै कुरा भएको थियो क्या
Just need to stay ahead
क्लब भाइ त
of
नि
all
खतरा
the-
प्लेयर हो नि त सबले
नेपेक्समा
उठाउँछु
जानु
भनेको
अघि नै
If they do that,
नेपेक्समा जानु अघि नै कुरा गरेको थियो
Undertaker also
अनि एक
qualifies.
स्प्लिट त्यहाँ खेल्छ अनि
Let's say for
LWPG
LGR,
गर्छ,
if you are
मर
those teams in particular, I
हेर्ने
would
जाउलाई
give up on winning the
चाहिँ
tournament. I would just focus
फर्स्ट
पहिला
दिन
राख्नु
सपोर्ट
खेल्थ्यो
गरेको
होइन।
यार
on the talk and getting enough points in
चार
our
त्यसलाई
rankings so you make it to PMWC, which, as we know, prize pool wise, is the bigger tournament. I feel like you need to give up one part of
अर्को
the
रोटेसन आज
event,
त्यहाँबाट
focus
फेरि
on what really matters, which is
Yes.
PMWC and Paris.
Yeah. That ticket to Paris.
Oh,
is
the
gonna be-
headshot.
oh,
केआरएक्सले
wow.
जाने ए केआरएक्स पो रहेछ
Out. And that is Bay gone. 2 players.
के खेलेको
के साह्रो
यार
बत्ती गएको काठमाडौँ यता त जाँदैन यार
Weibo.
ग्रुप स्टेजमा 2 दिन खेलेको होइन र भने डब्लुपिजी यार के खेल्यो है यो?
Again. Yes. I like these players.
तर
but
एसटिजीले
man,
के खेले है
these
राम्रै
players,
खेल्नुमा
they
पनि है
serve on, especially when the service
एस्ट्रोजी त बिल्ला लाग्छ मलाई रुचा
होइन तर योपालि चाहिँ अलि राम्रो बनेर आएको थियो क्या यिनीहरू
himself the
बढ्यो
म त
आरइडीहरू
मलाई त इम्प्रेसै गरेको छ मलाई त
bit of damage done.
यिनीहरूले जोन जोन पायो भने मात्र हान्छन् नत्र हान्दैनन् जस्तो लाग्छ
We did our part. We got those eliminations. It's a win for us. We'll get the hell out of Dodge. One for Binny, one for QXZ.
अहिले टिम कसको भयो कसैको भएन नि
And them going out here,
मिलेन
I'm gonna
नि
say, I think Paris.
पर 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 पर
way back at PMWC.
ओए
ए चिकन चाहिँ उसले खायो
As Furia
और
chasing down a little bit KRX.
अन्डररेटेड प्लेयर को लाग्छ अहिलेको पब्जी नेपाल सिनमा अरे उसरले भन्छ म त नेपालको पब्जी सिन त थाहा छैन केटा हो नि
Right now, 'cause like, that's what
मैले
you
चाहिँ के
get.
भन्ने र अब बिस्तारै भन्नु होला नि एनसीमा तिर
म नि
अहिले के भन्ने
एनसीमा मात्र थाहा पाउँछ केटा हो अब हेर गर्सहरू हेर्न दिँदैन
They're in 4th place
स्ट्राइक
right
हान्छु
now,
भन्छ
and they need every elimination they can get to try and catch Tiamba, get a little bit closer here.
पहिला जस्तो छैन कि केटा पहिला त लोकल टुर्नामेन्ट हेर्न नि कस्तो रमाइलो हुन्थ्यो पर्थ्यो है पहिला पहिला
Yes,
त
and then
टुर्नामेन्ट जित्यो भने नि टुर्नामेन्ट च्याम्पियन भनेर पोस्ट हाल्थ्यो लोकलको पनि
अलि इज्जत हुन्थ्यो अहिले त आहा
Actually reminds me of
अझ झन् पहिला पहिला हामी पहिला 2021 2021 मा त सर्टिफिकेट दिन्थ्यो नि
when it was
Right.
run by IHC.
Oh,
The
yeah.
top teams were Mongolians, giving me these vibes, except that Chiamba is also here.
क्लब भाइको घर पनि चितो नि हो
So it really is back to those OG domination days of Mongolia and Brazil. And I'm enjoying it.
बुट क्याम्प चाहिँ कहाँ छ अहिले
It's cool to see
अहिले
that
चितवनमा
despite
मेरै घरमा
Amsterdam
बनाइदिएको
failing so
ए
far
बुट
this
क्याम्पै
year,
घर हो
the torch has been passed on to a
केटाहरूलाई
million squad.
घरमै बुट क्याम्प
So
बुट गेम
much
नहुने कुरा थियो अनि
is
त्यही बरु यतिकै
getting
घरमै
capitalizing
रुममा
on
बस्छ
now.
केटाहरू खेल्छ भनेर है
The possible best new teams from
Oh,
Brazil
what
because
the heck?
sure, Alpha 7
भनेपछि
wants
त अब त
to
साउजी नै
this
भइएछ
year
नि
has been such a
YouTube
big
game.
bubble,
के
but
सक्यो
if it keeps going this direction for the rest of
केटाहरूलाई यसो
2026,
अब
I might have
झन्
to say at
गेम
one
योपालि
point they
जिसी
couldn't
जानुपर्छ
not
भने
just
हल्का
be Brazil anymore. It might be these other big names looking to take down the
एन्ड्रोइडमा खेल्दै कि आइफोनमा
If
आइफोनमा
Alpha
अहिले
7
कहाँ
NC
एनसी
iPhone
गोला
भने
त्यही
the
त
World Cup, esports World Cup, then I'll be like, all right, yeah, I mean,
पिएमएनसी
what-
साउथ एसिया ल्यान्ड
when it's
गराएको
over,
राम्रो
you know
कि
what I'm
आइफोनमै खेलेको
saying?
राम्रो
3 in a row is something just like what is going on.
साउथ
2 in a
एसिया
row is
ल्यान्ड
already
गराएकै
really
राम्रो
rough,
गराउँ त
but especially a tournament like that,
किनकि
yeah.
एक्सपिरियन्स पनि हुन्छ नि
It's
त
not
धेरै
really
टिमलाई
not making it, not winning the tournament. It's not reaching the
तर
finals.
मेन भनेको त्यो
Especially PMK,
बाहिरको
that's
त्यो
kind of tough because you have to be
साउथ
bottom
एसिया
two if
यो
they were to
मालदिप्सहरूको
take
पनि
the
ल्यान्ड
position.
गराएको थियो झन् मजा आउँथ्यो नि
I
त
know this is a bit of a big thing
नेपालको
to say,
NC
and I
भन्दा
think
त
some people might
त्यही त
disagree, but we'll see. As a race,
त्यो नि
it does
गराएको
get a
अझै
nice
हुन्थ्यो
pick off the
नेपालको
table.
एनसीको प्राइस पनि बढेछ त 10 बाट 15 भयो हैन त
त्यही होला
Build a bit more space for their fallen
हामीलाई त खेल्नै
teammates,
दिँदैन
but Bigatron are
अनि
really
क्यास लट्ठ अनि
chasing down the Chinese team as Arfu, Lingus now forced into grenade range. And raise that corner, put that one up. Look at the off-angle hit.
त्यो भन्दा नि हल्का अनफेयर हुन्छ नि त धेरै टिमहरुलाई नि अनि त्यही
अनि
भएर
अस्ति एभरेज सोडाउन पनि खेल्न दिएन है
The way they just surround them, they feels like a prison. They built
त्यसमा
up.
स्लट छ भन्थ्यो त्यही भएर हल्का उयो भएर त्यो त खेल्न दिनु पर्थ्यो है त्यो
It was
त्यो त
literally
खै
Bigatron domain expansion.
That was crazy. Look at my shoe, like my shoe. Whenever I stand on an ant pile,
हामीलाई त इन्भाइट दिएन
completely covered. I mean, Bigatron
क्वालिफाइज खेल्नु पर्ने
around
अनि
there, able to get the finish and punish LGD.
64
getting
मा
those
इन्भाइट
points,
दिएन
they
भाइ
need 'em, right? They're in 9th place right now. 66 points is it's not the worst considering that this is with this last game, right? If they're able to win this game, they could be in
Right about
the
भाइको
show
फेयरले
tomorrow, right? But they gotta win.
त्यो
here
अनि
now.
त्यो श्रीलङ्कन कि कुनले हानेथ्यो त एक्सएफयु स्काउट र पाण्डाले ल याद छैन पिएमएनसी साउथ एसियामा
त्यही त कहाँ
एक्सएफयु स्काउट र पाण्डाले लबी तल्का पिटेको होइन पहिलो दिन
ए अनि अर्को दिन त नि उ गरेको थियो त होइन दिनलाई त
अनि त
क्यामेरा राखेर
तिनीहरूलाई त हामीले हो नि त नि यहाँ अनि खतरा अनि कन्ट्रोभर्सी चलाइदिएको भोलिपल्ट त क्यामेरा मिलाइदिएको अनि
त्यसमा त जिजी
The lobby leaders really can't afford to take any casualty in phase 2. He's going to pick up
कति उठाइदिएको
त्यो प्रेसरले पनि अब लेजिट भयो भने त्यो प्रेसरले नि खेल्न नसक्यो होला क्या
त्यो त गाह्रै हुन्छ नि
well, not this game, sorry, the entire
क्यामेरा
क्यामेरा राखेर खेले छैन होला
is going to be massive to keep Tiamba in that discussion.
There you go.
पहिला त्यो जीको त्यो इन्डियामा नि जीको केटाहरू त्यो मानियाहरूलाई खेलाउन लाग्थ्यो नि त्यसरी नै माथि गोप्रो लाएर कि के लाएर
पहिला त जहिले क्यामेरा हुन्थ्यो नि अगाडि
So yeah, Tiamba. Nobody knows this is Tiamba.
तिनीहरूको त साइकै थियो नि त
The next zone does pop on over.
अरोरा लेफ्टबाट डाँडा जान्छ कि एनएसलाई पेल्छ एनएसलाई पेल्दा नि हुन्छ
All right. Now we have our
R2
dead center. Notion Red Force there on the south side. And where is Tiamba? I see them. Yeah, okay. Tiamba now moving on in. They're going to find a position into this next zone. S2G quiet all tournament long here after game 2 of the first day.
छैन ल साउन्ड ढिलो
Elimination on the board.
फोन कुलर बेस्ट कि मिनी फ्यान गर्मीमा त दुईटै चाहिन्छ यार विश्वास
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah, it was so crazy. Again, I still believe it wasn't because of good gameplay. It was more because of the circle being very kind to S2G. But this event in particular has given me hope that, hey, you know what? This team, given the right scenario, can definitely put up big pointers. Underestimate, to say the least. As Silence got a nice angle on the heads of 33 and luckily enough, though, they do make it out there.
अब औराले त लेफ्टबाट घुम्यो भने त सजिलो
उडाउने ठाउँ थियो त्यहाँ गएर सुते नि हुन्थ्यो अगाडिको घरतिर गएर सुते नि
This is going to
हुन्छ
be pretty much a non-existing
तल सिमेन्ट्री नै खाली रहेछ हौ
unless they find literally a godly dip that gives them the win. As a duo here, when you
भइरहेको
still have
गर्मीमा
55 players on the
काठमाडौँमा यस्तो गर्मी
fair to
छ
say the odds are not stacked in your favor.
Super
Okay,
bad.
okay.
Super bad odds. That is just good math right there. Yeah, Weibo. It's a fact. I mean, it's so unfortunate to see. It's always good to see Souk.
एलजिडी पनि गाड भयो हामी पनि गाड्छौँ
Happen here. A lot of their fans are here. It's just unfortunate they weren't able to make it happen here so far. We have seen crazy things happen, and hopefully we do. We still got plenty of matches left.
तर फेरि यो इन्भिटेसनहरु त यो चाइनिजले जित्यो नि त है
But that's
पहिला नि
if we
डब्ल्युबिजीले
have 7
जित्यो
matches, considering that
ब्याक
smash
टु ब्याक
roll.
चाइनाको हुन्छ त
But KRX,
जित्दैन
okay,
होला
right now
अरू
we're
छ त
we're chatted up because
है
everybody
जिनै
is
सक्छ
playing this so dang slow, and it makes sense, Max,
तर
because
आइएनएफ पनि माथि
every
आइदियो
single
हौ
team
एकैचोटि
know that if I win this game, we could win this tournament, right? We could put ourselves in a great position tomorrow.
अल्फा
so
सेन
we
लाई के
can't
भएछ
afford a single mistake. I can just feel the tension in the air.
You know what? I really want to see all gamers just throw everything in a kitchen sink.
जा
Because you are 100% sure to make
प्यारावे
it
छैन
to
प्यारावेको
WC.
टिम क्वालिफाई भएन
And at this point, unlike your other Chinese brothers, right?
साउन्ड
your
बढ्न
other
मिल्दैन
Chinese
क्या यो
brothers
कास्टरहरू बोलेको ठुलो सुन्छ अनि तपाईँले सुन्दैन
not
क्या
much
मेरो
to
आवाज
win except for the trophy. So
यो
might as well go
पिएमएमआई
hard
भनेर
for
सर्च
the
गर्नु
trophy.
इङ्ग्लिस
They're
कास्टरको
really
आउँछ अनि त्यता गरेर हेर्नु न
full aggro
कास्टरको
गर्मी छ
आउँछ
काठमाडौँ कुरा गर्छन्
वाच पार्टी हो नि त वाच पार्टी
गर्मी त अब
यिनीहरूको आवाज ठुलो गऱ्यो भने मैले बोलेको सुन्दैन क्या
The other
तपाईँहरूले
Chinese teams, you have that massive
काठमाडौँमा नि
advantage.
गर्मी हुन्छ नि गेम खेल्नेहरूलाई कस्तो गाह्रो हुन्छ
अरोरातिर
यत्तिकै बसिराख्नेहरूलाई
Slightly up northwest, Craterfield. mountain is still going to be in the play zone as Flower H does find Hoxie. All game has finally taken a good
एजी ले सेक दियो त
There we go. All right.
इन्डियन टिम नेपाल आएको हुन् र हजुर हजुर अहिले ओजी आछ अरु आएको छैन
a little bit. With those nice follow-up shots, he does get the knock. Okay, Flower. Now time to make some moves. His teammate is there. He does get knocked, but it was not there in time. Is that XCZ? Did he end up getting it? No, he didn't. He's going to lose his teammates. All gamers just falling apart here.
Ah, nice try.
But they do end up catching him.
1k like चाहिँ 1k like पुगेन केटा हो 1k like पुराइदिउँ न यार राजाहरु लास्ट गेम हो त यार राजाहरु
Good smoke there actually to keep Flower H and
KRX भने पहिला यस हो
and RQ they see their utility.
निन्जा हटेको ब्लग हेरेको रे
इन्डियन टिमले गट्स ग्याङ हो
डाँडा चढेको चाहिँ के हेर्नु
हाम्रो नेपालले जुन चल्छ अब त्यही त खेल्छ नि अरु त खेल्नै मिल्दैन अब बिस्तारै रुथलेसले गरौला
किरा टिमहरुको र मेरो अर्कै रहेछ के तिमीलाई के रमाइलो लाग्छ मलाई अर्कै कुरा रमाइलो लाग्छ म हेर्दिन नि ब्लग म नेपालको कुनै ब्लगर हेर्दिन पहिला हेर्थे त्यो प्रिदेवको हेर्थे पहिला साइकल चलाउँदाखेरि पछि हेर्न रमाइलो भएन म नेपालको ब्लगरहरु
औरा कहाँ गएछ
नेपालको ब्लगरहरु को छ मैले हेरेको यार प्रिदेवको हेरे हैन हल्का ब्लगरहरु हेर्दिनौ
झरे ड्राइभरै झरे
केटाहरु नेपाली युट्युबर को हेर्छन् केटा हो त्यो युट्युब भिडियो कन्टेन्ट निकाल्ने वाला टाइप्सको
Shots down range. Here we go. Here's that engagement. Bigatron need to win this fight, and they need to do it quickly, but they're going to lose.
SMG, SMG को
The team kind of split up too much here. XYZ from downtown.
आजकल नि हेर्छ SMG को
Vehicle tries to hit a crazy shot. Gets
MRP को चाहिँ अहिले सम्म हेरेको छैन यार केटा हो
on the side of Bigatron.
एउटा ब्लग हेरेको छैन यार MRP ब्लग्सको
Big win for Notion Red Force.
I love XZY.
तिमीहरु पक्कै पनि राजकुमार थापा मगरको नि हेर्छ है है उ अमन सुब्बा भन्नेले हेर्छ
गर्ल्स ग्याङ हुन्छ त लाइभ गर्ल्स ग्याङ सब्स्क्राइब हान नि केटा हो
तिमीहरु हेर्छ है म गुरुङ लेख्दैछ म गुरुङ भनेको अस्ति त्यो रेन फरेस्ट काण्ड पछि थाहा पाएको मैले त के भन्दा अगाडि त थाहा थिएन
That's a really tough res. The only way you get the res is if you eliminate all of RQ, and even I would even recommend just
तिमीहरु राजकुमार थापा मगरको फ्यान हो है
get out of there because Firen in particular, he's hungry for blood. He wants those points. He gets one, second one secured, and now it's going to be, I believe, Lapar with the off angle to wrap it up.
ला उला मुजी आफ्नै घरमा जोनाको मुजी के खेलो मुजी 0 point तानौ कि क्या हो रन मति यार
They're going to have to hope to really pop off in probably Rondo tomorrow if they want to have a shot at making it into those top 3 positions.
किरण थकालीको सही हुन्छ अरे
RRQ 63 points. They have
ए म फुड ब्लगरहरु हेर्छु नि केटा हो बिर्सेछु म मिस्टर गोरेको हेर्छु
but he does have some friends in low places.
त्यो अनि एउटा चिकन डायमन्ड भन्ने ब्रो छन् नि
सुडो 12th place. Yeah, they're squads that needs to win this one with a ton of eliminations.
Boom,
that was actually a great nade from Influence.
He never
that one hurt. Yeah, and he's like, you know what?
नेपाली युट्युबर त पहिला आयुष रिमालको हेरिन्थ्यो बच्चा बेलामा
to get to safety.
ए छोड्देको ल
I'm not sure about this one because
तिमीहरुले नि हेर्यो होला नि आयुष रिमालको त हिमाली ब्लग
and I mean look at this setup. This is a perfect POV.
भाग दे यार
रावत फार्मेसी रे त्यो टिकटकर हैन उ त टिकटकमा क्वाके गर्छ हो मुझे ब्रो टेस्ट राइड गरौँ न मिल्छ भन्दै
It's an unplayable position. Let's regroup maybe onto the likes of Nepeko or even Lapar, the center of the circle right now. If you want to go passive aggressive, that's fine, but you got to fully commit to that play.
Sitting getting eliminated, and that's Thunder Talk out. Okay, so we already have 5 teams remaining, sub 20 minutes.
केटाहरुको गोट युट्युबरको युट्युब भरिको गोट
Influence Rage with some high ground.
केटा हो प्युडिफाई हो तिमीहरुको गोट युट्युबर
So many different highs and lows, and the squads that
overall
have that
YouTube
elevation, they're able to get a great lay of the land here, and that's going to be Influence Rage and RRQ. Let's just see how many points they're going to be able to rack up here as the game goes on.
I feel like they really want to regroup.
ए लामो नचाटा न केटा मेरो नाम नलेख न मुझे
The only way you get on top of that mountain is if you use your vehicle to climb
Sideman.
and
साइडमेन त 2017 पछि होला हैन
एउटा यता राख्दिउ ल देउ ल मलाई
17 18 पछि
so all they can really do is play around that shed and the previous dip from Al Ula and
भनेपछि सब नयाँ रहेछ नि यार
bush here and also those vehicles.
पहिला म बच्चा बेलामा हेर्दाखेरि त रायनिका थियो यार मेरो फेभरेट गोट केटाले हेरेछ कि छैन रायनिका आरएस नेप्लिज हेर्न यो लुकास मुजी
See
हाट
what happens here from this.
भिडियो आयो कि मुजी हाइड हान्छ के डिसलाइक हान्छ होला
They're
मुजी
trying to do the best they can at this point, but I am looking at the top of the leaderboards right now. Furia 81. E-Arena been pretty quiet here. 73 points total. If they get active, they can definitely make things dangerous, and that's Schweppes blowing
आउटडोर
up
बोइज रे
the
आउटडोर
vehicle
बोइज
of
पछि
Sizzy,
त्यो बुट सुटोले
and
रिटायर गरौ नि
Kia just getting picked apart from so many different angles.
Yeah, it's getting
Fine.
really tough to play in these positions, especially with the
कसैलाई थाहा
elevated
छैन राइनी का थ्याप
par from RRQ and the entirety of Influence Rage. Unless you have like a great dip that's really deep, chances are you're not going to be able to survive those long range shots. I mean, look
अहिले त साइडमेन भन्दा नि निकोको भिडियो हेर्न रमाइलो हुन्छ होला हो केटा निकोले नि ब्याङ्गर भिडियो निकाल्छ हौ
Unfortunately, one thing you have to keep in mind, he's very low in terms of ammo. 41 bullets in the chamber, 62 extra ammo.
हान्छ क्या हो गेमको कुरा गरौँ है अब मेजी
So once he's out of that ammo, that's it. He's not going to get anything done from that.
हान्छ कि क्या हो अरोराले रुल्छ
looking to extend their first
अरोरा
place
त
lead.
फर्ममा आयो त अचानक
On fire. Oh my gosh, she's walked right back into it. That hurts. But
Ooh,
Weibo
WBG त
getting
फेरि
punished
GG
by those nades. And
WGG
everybody
राख्नु
knows
पर्ने
what
चाहिँ
is this
यिनीहरूले
lobby. Is E-Arena going to get active here? Are they going to try to shut down Tianba? They definitely should try, and they are. You can see Tourniquet throwing in that nade. Schweppes driving up. Oh, what a shot from QZZ! Are you kidding me?
How does he hit that shot? By the way, one big mistake from Tiamba.
एस्टोजी राजाहरूको चाहिँ के भयो फाइनलमा हाम्रो लत लाग्यो क्या अरे हाम्रो लत त WBG एस्टोजी दुईटैको लाग्यो नि
कसले जित्यो
एकामोटे
हजुर
आज कसलाई भरोसा गर्ने तिमी
कुनमा
आज
हिजो मैले भनेको
आज तिम्रो त्यो आएको पैसा युटिलाइज गर्छौ कि गर्दैनौ राति प्रोडक्सनमा
अफ कोर्स तर कहाँ त्यो मेरो मात्रै हुन्छ त नि
कस्तो तिम्रो मात्र हुन्छ पार्टी हो नि त तिम्रो
That's what's happening.
Production
oh my goodness. Driving into that garage, we saw A-King from the other side of the door hop in the vehicle, the driver's side.
मिङ सेरप रे मिङ सेरप भनेको त केटा हो मेरो 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 पढेको स्कुल म भन्दा एक ब्याच जुनियर हो नि
Disgusting. Tianba just showing why we are the best team in the lobby right now. 104 points, and they're doing it in style.
अरोराले चिकन हान्छ त यो गेम
अति यार सोच अरोराले लो ग्राउन्डमा छ हल्का गाह्रो छ हौ
so easy हो so easy
So now this is going to be a fight.
Wait, over there,
They're talking about that chicken dinner later on. It's going to be influence rate.
हिलमा जुन कुन हिल यतापट्टिको हिलमा जोन रहेछ नि त
I was expecting that fight to go in their favor, but no, apparently
Wait, INF पनि थर्ड मा रे
instantly eliminate Federal and Lorenzo.
अनि राजा आएन थर्ड हुँदैन हानेको हानेछ पोइन्ट
Great angle and actually loot it up. A JS9 has he's out of ammo on the scar.
भनेसी अब स्म्याश कतिको हुन्छ 105
impactful as you would hope for.
Did you see how long it took for those bullets to hit? The spray.
के सोचेको छौ निशाने को जस्तो लाग्यो तिमीलाई म मुजी
We waited like a whole 5 seconds before we started seeing the hit markers. But those nades, oh my gosh, dangerous. From the heavens, Lapar, how about some of this? It's hailing.
आरआरको त अति हाइमा आयो त यार मैले यिनीहरु बिल्ला खेल्छ भनेको कि टप 5 मै छिर्ने भो
Yes, he's going to drop on them I think with the vehicle.
ल
ओइ
ला पार यार
onto all gamers. That's 1 2
चढायो
चढाउँछ नि फ्युरियाले चढाइहाल्छ नि
हैन यताबाट चढाउन सजिलो हुन्छ
From the
उताबाट
middle of the rankings for literally this entire event it feels
किन नचढाको त यसले
maybe the climb is possible for
पछाडी लीड बोल रहेछ नि
It's
त
super possible. Oh my goodness, if they win this game, we could see them in the top 5 very easily here. Let's see what RRQ could do.
अब यो
A miracle
लीड भएन
comeback
भने
from the
मात्रै
squad.
बाँच्यो नत्र त
Unfortunately, the
त्यस्तै
par on the high
हो
ground does get knocked by Furia. Furia need to win
भगवान
this
भरोसे
game again. It's gonna. Look how top heavy it is. It's 1 through 5, and RRQ are on a tear.
ओ एला हाने भने चाहिँ बाँच्यो है लापार
हान्छ जस्तो छ अरोराले
ला फ्युरियाले हान्दियो
If they want to balance
Ooh.
out
Oi.
क्यानबा लाइन सकाइदियो ल 7 पोइन्टको मात्र लीड छ रनमतीको 7 हैन 9 पोइन्ट
That's the post-mortem nade, by the way. He got knocked while the nade.
चलाउनु पर्ने हो
अब पुरियाको क्याजुअल्टी भएन भने त झ्याउ हुन्छ त
What a play, and actually a pretty reservoir.
त्यसले जेनफोर्सलाई किन नबचाको त्यो जेनफोर्स कता छ हौ मुनि हैन र बचा न हौ
Still has a chance to bring Genforce
त्यो नेर्फेको चढ्यो
to the fray.
नेर्फको मुनि नै छ
Yeah, losing out onto
ए
Nepal.
मरेछ ए चढी भएछ
Even if he
यताबाट
was still alive, it would have still been kind of the same situation because he had 3 bullets left on the JS9 magazine, so he would literally get no damage done. but he would still been good in terms of
Last guy
gathering
रहेछ नि त,
information, feeding intel to the rest of his squad. So in that sense, it is still going to be a pretty big loss. As
Oye,
RQ
Lucky Bomb मा पड्किन्छ है क्या?
headshot once again.
Obi.
Down below, under this mountainside, it is going to be Aurora.
Welcome यार पुकार जोड्स
Connecting for so easy.
प्ले आजको पहिलो गेम
Finish
भयो
भयो।
यार पछि मेम्बरशिप दिएको यार कसैले
Not paying off on Miramar.
कस्तो यार
That tree was just not
एक जनाले क्याजुअल्टी गराइदियो यार वेलकम यार पुकार जोड्स
Oh my gosh, 4 eliminations. Every single one on his team is because of him.
सक्यो नि चिकन आउँदैन
मर्यो मोटु भाइ
Able to shut them down
पुरिहाल्यो
for
न
now.
पुरिहाल्यो
And meanwhile, you get Chief.
भोलि त गेम छैन होला नि भोलि त लाइभै गर्दा हुन्छ त
Back up. That's my teammate.
भोलि गेम होला नि छैन र
Have all
भोलि के
4
गर्नु
up. But the
Last
prediction, I
two
mean, this is starting to get pretty crazy here. So easy.
एकाको छुट्टै छ हौ
Those nades look good from Reefus.
Hodrick's just
बसाली जायो भाइ
of the point gap currently between Aurora and Tiamba. If Aurora win this game, they're first place.
कहाँ
And if they
पर्छ
get even just a bunch of eliminations and make it to podium, they could also be first place. So there's so much.
यिनीहरूको सेकेन्ड को हुने चाहिँ हो अब
1k लाइक्स पुराउ न यार राजाहरु केटा हो प्लिज 1k लाइक्स पुराउ
For
त
the first time right now since Rondo on day
कस्तो त
1,
1000 लाइक
your
पनि
number
पुग्नु
1 ranked team.
116 भयो नि त स्म्याश पोइन्ट
But with so easy's off,
अँ
making it
116
really
अहिलेलाई
tough to use
हाम्रो
their
चिकन आएन भने
potential.
Every single team needs this win. Aurora needs
Good
this win.
job,
to get their
hello.
first. Nongshan Red Force
Got
is
it,
a vital
sorry,
player. He's in big trouble. But if Furia or RRQ get this win, that'll put them in the running big time tomorrow.
फ्युरियाले च्याप दिन्छ होला नि
Let's see what happens though.
च्याप
Who's
दिन्छ।
going to end up taking this?
अब
You
सेकेन्ड हुन्छ कि
gotta-
थर्ड हुन्छ भन्ने हो
If you
कुरा
want your dreams to become a reality, you got to make
15
it
रे यार आरक्यू को मैले
happen. And
यसै
so easy
पेरेको
is
यार
थर्ड
eliminated.
हुन्छ
So that's
थर्ड
Nongshan Red Force
सबै दुईटै
now
टिम
out.
सेटल छ
They get
Aurora
12
पनि भयो।
points. RRQ with 15 just having a
ओ यो
monster
नेर्फेको
game.
कुन
They got
हिलमा
this
हो
run. Pekko gets the
यतापट्टिको हिल
knock on
चढायो होइन र फ्युरिया
I love that graphic, by the way. It says Nongshan Red
फ्युरिया
Force.
चढेन।
उताको हिल हो
Nongshan Red Force. But good, still good plan from
फ्युरिया
Sony.
हिले चढ्न
At that
सकेन हौ।
point, never know who's gonna be
बिचमा
securing it.
होला।
Aurora here
अनि
down to
नेर्फेको
1.
चढेको
This is the savior of Aurora. He's done it in the past. Can he do it here up against Genforce? But Genforce cooking up that name.
सक्यो अरोरा
Very bad throw
101
actually for that
point.
one, but you know what? It
101
might be
and
enough
102.
as he's gonna get some nice
माछालाई
help
पानीबाट
from
निकाले
Western
जस्तो
team
बनाइदियो
of
यार।
Victoria. That is
ए छैन
not
रहेछ
gonna
हिलमा
be
छैन, कोही पनि
the
चढेको छैन।
way of Aurora, but still an extra
चढायो
5
भने त
placement
नेर्फेकोले।
points.
नेर्फेकोहरुको चाहिँ बग्गी थियो एउटा फुटाइदियो यो फ्युरिया चाहिँ चढ्न मिल्थ्यो चढेन
I think this is best case scenario for
भिडियो
Aurora.
चढ्न
There's
मिल्छ नि
a
फ्युरिया
whole lot of teams kind of within that smash
तर अब
range
त
here.
मिल्दैन अहिले
Furia
अब त गाना
versus
छ यहाँ।
RRQ. RRQ want this one, and they deserve it so bad. They've had a crazy game. Narpeko gets the knock on
Ayla.
to Ayala. And
ओए
now
20 किल
it is
चिकन
a
हुन्छ त यिनीहरूको त नि
3v3. Chief
90
is
पुऱ्याउँछ त
applying
यिनीहरूले त सिधै
pressure with that mini.
हिल छैन भने त इजी हो हिलमा चढेन भने त यिनीहरू
Based on
त
how many eliminations you get, you might also
यिनीहरूलाई
find
जोन
yourself
छैन रहेछ नि त
up in
राइट
the
जानुपर्ने
three,
रहेछ नि त
overtaking the likes of Nongshan Red Force and maybe
Nice.
1v1 गर्यो हान्यो
So
ओबे
कति
ओए
good
ए!
ओए
angle.
हान्न ओए के
And
गरेको
Aurora
उफ्रिदैछ
has
त
started for the longest time, and it's literally just given them
फिनिस
free
चाहिँ हाने भयो त्यो
access
सम्झी
onto every team that gets even remotely close to their location.
के गर्यो
But finally,
त्यसले?
RRQ gonna be joining up on the Pekko.
हैन चिकन त आयो केटा
Oh, this is an amazing
चिकन त भइसक्यो
regroup on the Pekko
त्यो
again.
राइट कोला फिनिस गर्न ए रन्डा
Has to swap
राइट कोला
over
फिनिस
to the
गर
JS9.
हो फिनिस गरो
कस्तो आत्तेको हो यो
Go 13 eliminated. He's only got 5. 5.
यिनीहरूलाई त यसलाई त अनि रबिनले 1 भर्सेस 1 हान्यो नि त यो टिमलाई त
JS9. He's going to be able to get that
हो
reload.
र
अल्टिमेट
ओए
रन
बामा
I was really nervous for him, but now RRQ pushing on
Oy,
यो जोन त हामीले कडा खेल्छ केटा ओए नेट त हेर त
RRQ playing so close together. That Molotov is
ल ल ल
gonna hit
दुईटै
Narpeko.
दुईटै
जल्न
जल्यो।
त्यो फाइरेन भन्नेले यसै नाम फाइरेन राखेन छ नि त
And now Chief starting to push.
नेर्पेकोलाई हान्नु
चढ्यो त
Oh, Narpeko is waiting.
मर हो यो
Nice shots coming out. Great
Kill नदे त
teamwork, and it
Silence.
looks like RRQ
90 पुऱ्यायो
blows this one
किल
out.
दिएन
Silence.
हैन र
मोलीमै
आफूले
जल्यो
आफूलाई मोल्टो भन्दैछ
89 पुऱ्यायो
ए उठायो
हान्यो
उठायो
हान्यो 90 पुऱ्यायो यार यिनीहरूले नि
90 90 पुग्यो यिनीहरू थर्डमा होला
Oh my
थर्डमा
goodness,
पुरिया नै
what
होला
a great use of the mountain range.
यिनीहरू फोर्थमा आयो होला
Just
न
peppering teams from a distance. The biggest enemy for
जस भोलिको लागि सजिलो भयो
was
26
not
पोइन्ट
really the other teams. It
अब
was the lack of
ई-
ammo they had at times because they just could not
Gante
get
त आएन
to
त
those
यार,
death
कहाँ
breaks from
खै
that
घन्टे
high
कहाँ
spot.
गयो
What a great game regardless.
अहिले आउँछ
And you know what? Very
लाली
deserving.
तिमी
निस्केको
तिमीले
है
हो नि त
केटा?
आज
Game.
ल यार
Final
रुक्सर
chicken dinner of day
ल
2 of the Macau Invitational
Yes,
Grand
champion.
Finals.
पेका
But of course, we need to look big
भरे त
picture
नि अति
right
हुने
now.
भयो त
The point threshold has been set at the very top of the rankings by Tiamba, and we now know the smash point threshold that's going to be needed for these teams if they want to be
जियो
crowned
खेलौँ रे अब
our
भोलि ल
national champions.
भोलि चाहिँ केटा हो आज तिमीहरू एक गेम ढिलो भयो क्या तिमीहरू किन नआएको टाइममा भोलि चाहिँ टाइम आउट है सबजना
These guys look menacing, especially in that last game.
गेम
Was that the
टाइममा
best
हो है
game we've seen
सबैजना
so far
मुझी
of the tournament?
I would say in the final.
म लाइभ बसेको बसेको जिरो वाचिङ रे हो अन्सकोमा हेर्दैछ र सबैजना केटाहरु
RQ has delivered easily.
I mean, I don't think it might be the best period. I mean, they got a ton of eliminations on this
7
one
किल
and the chicken
हैन 5
dinner.
किल 900 ड्यामेज
What a way to make it happen, especially on the final.
के छ यार
game of
विवश
day
के हो
two.
गेम
These
सकेपछि
guys
आउनी
were in pack all day long, and all it took was one good game, and now they should
तपाई
be
ढिलो आको हो रे
in
ल
that running
म
for
टाइममा
first
आको
place.
हो
Rebecca,
तिमीहरु
5
जिरो
eliminations,
वाचिङ थियो म लाइभ गरेको
950 damage. What a way to make it happen.
लाइभ देखाएको थिएन अनि ए हो र ग्लिच भयो होला त्यसो भए म त लाइभ गरेको हौ यो लाइभको फर्स्टमा जाऊ त मैले फर्स्ट गेम देखि लाइभ गरेको छु
Single bullet they had in their backpack. As looking at the highlights of this game, really a lot of strong moments, but one team that had literally almost no strong moments this game was Weibo. As you said, it's not just
खतरा ग्यास लाइट गर्छु है म
winning PMI being flushed down the toilet, it's also their ticket. Few PMWs
Sorry,
are
Vandela, sorry,
being
chat.
taken away from them, and they can't even fight back to reclaim it. Literally,
Second
Weibo,
year WBC
massive
music.
downfall from what we've seen last year.
Yeah, just so unfortunate. I mean,
हामी जस्तै खेल हो फाइनल हामी त एटलिस्ट 12 त हुन्छौँ नि फाइनलमा 9 त भयौँ नि फाइनलमा के हो यिनीहरु त 16 मा छन् हौ
still hanging on throughout the whole time, but they barely hold on to that lead.
Yeah, it's really close here between these teams. Fiore, though, again, Brazil just constantly making it. This feels like 3 games in a row that Brazil
20
is
kill
in
chicken rare, bro.
discussion. And it's really tough. Sometimes it's Fioria, sometimes it's the side of Influence Rage, but Influence Rage have been just so consistent, really.
30 भनेको त कति पोइन्टको कति गेमको पोइन्ट हो
Really high up.
हाम्रो WBC को 12 गेमको पोइन्ट भनौं न
But at the end of the day, we've got to talk about our winner.
गुड नाइट निन्जा जी रे ल यार गणेश जुट्स के हो अहिले मोरोक्को र क्यानाडा हेर्न नआउ नि जन आज वाच पार्टी गर्ने भनेको वाच अलङ
It feels like a rondo, and yet it's on Miramar.
Dude, a 30 bob in Miramar.
हिजो मैले भनेको सबले त्यही टिमले जित्यो है
RRQ, a round of applause for this squad, guys. That is so incredibly
हेर त फर्स्ट सेकेन्ड थर्ड को के रे सेकेन्ड थर्ड फोर्थ को पोइन्ट जोडो भने बल्ल 30 पुग्दो रहेछ यार पेका
30 points there. So dang.
12 जना जति खेलेछ यार यो 4 जनाले
Beautia again 10 points, being so darn consistent. They just need that one opportunity to be able to close the match.
पेकालाई शाउट आउट दिनु भन्नु न रे पेका पुकार भन्ने पुकार पुरलाई शाउट आउट रे
Shout out to Pukar.
Point gap between second and third place right now for RRQ.
पुकारलाई पनि इंग्लिशमा शाउट आउट त हो नि हैन
Yes.
Time around. I just hope this is going to kind of bleed into tomorrow's games for them, because they showed so much accuracy on their sprays today with that high ground finish next to Crater Fields. I want that to happen.
मैले हेर न अब WBC एउटा आस मारेको हेर्न कस्तो रमाइलो भइरहेको छ भने के
like they did this game. So, few upsets, especially looking at Thunder Talk, Weibo, LGD.
106 हाम्रो 102 अनि INF 93 RRQ 90 ए फ्युरिया त टप 3 छिरो कि भनेको त फिटमा पो रहेछ
Still held down by Tiamba, and that means tomorrow the smash point
भोलि
threshold is
भनेसी
going to be 100.
कता वाच पार्टी गर्ने
चान्स रहेछ है
वाच अलङ हो वाच अलङ
6 सम्मको लागि चान्स रहेछ है
6
Yes.
6 सम्मकोले त स्म्याश पोइन्टै छुएर नि चिकन हान्ने चान्स छ
If they win one more chicken dinner after that, then boom, automatic
116 भनेपछि त अरो फर्स्ट गेममै स्म्याश पुराएर सेकेन्ड गेममै सकाइदिनु बेर छैन यार
Rondo coming first. There is quite a few teams that could easily make that happen, right?
हाम्रो WBC को कति छ 116 पुग्छ कि पुग्दैन
I mean, Furia
116 6 गेममा
5 गेममा 116 पुराएर लास्ट गेम
when
चिकन
it comes to Rondo. So it could be, I think tomorrow is going to be very, very interesting.
I would say from non
एका सबलाई शाउट आउट दियो रे हो
teams above them until Chamba has a chance technically on Rondo to reach it. I mean,
सबलाई कोकोलाई
of course they would need
सबलाई मेरो
literally
भिडियो सबलाई
this game. The RRQ
Shout out to everyone.
Technically, mathematically speaking, especially because it's Rondo, it is doable. But really,
कता वाच पार्टी हैन क्या वाच अलङ क्या राजा वाच
Chamba and Aurora. Those are the two teams that could get in the smash zone.
और
वाच पार्टी गरे भने त कपिराइट स्ट्राइक हान्दिन्छ
116 पुग्नलाई त कति पोइन्ट चाहियो 38 भनेपछि त
Those second page
78 पोइन्ट चाहियो 5 गेममा
when it comes to the flags on the second page.
छ पोसिबिलिटी छ
Win from
इम्पोसिबल
5 गेममा 78 पोइन्ट तानेर लास्ट गेम चिकन
quite enough to push them out of that.
हैन हाम्रो त नि टीटी हो नि त टार्गेट
टीटीलाई हेर टीटीलाई 19 11 12 मा बसाएर हामी टप 5 छिर्न सक्यो भने पनि हामी पुग्छौं
Yeah,
38, 48, 58,
but you know what? You got to put it
63
on the
भनेपछि
field. We've seen
25.
First game chicken हान्नु पर्यो.
crazy comebacks happen before, you know, a PMGO season 1. We almost saw one happen. So hopefully, you know, teams go home,
Comeback गर्न सक्छ.
you know, get some good rest, put in their homework, and then come back tomorrow swinging.
Thank you Pekka मेरो viewers shout watch के रे shout out दिएको
You had a bit of an upset, you know what? Come back stronger tomorrow. Who knows what's
Thank you.
possible,
Welcome.
depending on how many matches are available, ready to play. That is going to be the main topic for these guys. Looking at the overall elimination leaderboards, it's going to be QZZ, but man, only a one elimination difference between Top and QZZ.
तर ड्यामेज टप को धेरै होला नि
Crazy Human could also catch it up, but I feel
वर्ल्ड
like
कप कसरी हेर्ने दाइ अनि रे वर्ल्ड कप हेर्ने म देखाइदिन्छु ल
तर यो टप त ओभर फर्ममा छ यार. ओभर हाने छ कि.
वर्ल्ड कप हेर्ने पहिलो वेबसाइट हेली टिभी भन्ने सर्च गर्ने यहाँ यसमा जाने अनि यहाँ आउँछ यहाँ थिच्ने अनि आउँछ साइट अनि आउँछ लिंकहरु हेर्ने हैन त अर्को छ योनो टिभी भन्ने योनो टिभी यहाँ जाने अनि आउँछ अनि यहाँ लाइभ अहिले आउँछ एकछिनमा अनि थिच्ने जस्तै यसलाई यो गेम लाइभ भइराछ यहाँ थिचेर अनि साइटहरु लिंकहरु आउँछ त्यहाँ हेर्ने अनि अर्को छ स्ट्रिम एक्स भन्ने यो स्ट्रिम एक्स को स्पेलिङ हेर यो सर्च गर्ने यहाँ लाइभ स्पोर्ट्समा जाने यहाँ टुडे मा थिच्ने फुटबल थिच्ने अनि यहाँ आउँछ क्यानाडा मोरको अहिले लाइभ भन्छ अनि थिच्ने हजारवटा लिंक आउँछ हजारवटा जुन हेरिने हुन्छ अनि अर्को छ यो अब कुनै पनि चलेन भने चाहिँ यसमा जाने यसमा बिल्ला क्वालिटीमा आउँछ तर आउन चाहिँ आउँछ यहाँ थिच्ने गेम आएको हुन्छ अहिले एकछिनमा यहाँ माथि यहाँ थिच्ने अनि हेर्ने है ल म गएँ यति हो ड्यामेज त हेर न 63 छ हौ
Loran's been very impressive, especially with how consistent they've been. I got to say,
No,
it's
so
really
damage
impressive
बेसी.
both today. It's
Refuse
not
पनि
Combat,
आएर
it's
रहेछ
not Aurora. It is by far
Loranzin पनि रहेछ त.
a banger performance. Literally today, Hot Troops, every match it felt like.
I mean, yeah, I agree. I think Influence Rage, I mean, just roared back.
ल बाजाहरु चल्दैको ल भोलि चाहिँ सबैजना टाइममा आउनु ल सबजना अहिले क्यानाडा भर्सेस मोरोक्को गेम हेर्न आउनेहरु सँगै हेर्नुपर्छ अरुलाई गुड नाइट है त केटाहरु
And I'm also proud of RRQ. I mean, putting on a 30
bomb today's highest damage अनि टप highest elimination नि टप सिंगल गेममा highest damage today's highest damage त ग्लिच रहेछ
and that's a whole lot of top here.
I'm not seeing 5 tops. Guys, top is washed. Okay, I'm sure
मोबाइलको लागि हो नि डाइरेक्ट मोबाइलको लागि पीसी को लागि सबको लागि